Alright, we're finally live. It's the first evening game for us, at least at cricket.com here in terms of our watch-alongs. And we've also hit 50k, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been great doing all of this coverage for you guys. It's been great bringing all of this analysis. Unfortunately, Avnish isn't here, but he's also just as thrilled. Just wanted to start with up top with that. Toss update, of course, SRH have won the toss, opted to bat first. Jeet, couple of changes for Gujarat Titans. I'm not sure what to make of it. Noor Ahmed's coming. Darshan Nalkande's coming. Importantly, Sai Kishore misses out. How are things looking for them right now?
I think that indicates that the pitch is not going to turn a lot. That is what I think Gujarat would kind of already know about their home conditions. So it is going to allow them to attack with two wrist spinners during the middle over. So I think it's a fair call.
Short
and a half.
First boundary of the day for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Anirudh, same question to you. Sai Kishore hasn't done too badly in the couple of games so far for the Gujarat Titans. Do you agree with that change? Sure, there might not be a lot of turn, but he's still a very good defensive option. Do you think Sai Kishore deserves a spot irrespective of conditions, or do you think horses for courses make sense here for the Titans?
I think I've already harped upon this in the two watch-alongs we've done for the Gujarat game so far, the first against Mumbai and CSK, and I felt that Noor Ahmed is an X factor which their bowling attack lacked. I did not know what was the best possible option in terms of...
Short, yeah.
Short, but Travis said was
easy pickings for, of course, Travis said they're very full.
So the thinking here for me was that, I mean, they're missing Mohammad Shami in terms of the pace bowling department, and of course, in terms of batting, they've not adequately, in my opinion, replaced Hardik Pandya. I didn't think they go in the auction. They didn't go for a big marquee batter in that sense. I felt that Noor Ahmed had to play it. I felt it made Rashid also more effective. For me, it was Spencer who went out because, again, I feel that Azmatullah Omarzai, he can bat obviously very well, and he provides the new ball value. I don't think it will be there. Clearly, it hasn't been there so far today. It's an afternoon game. But then going forward as well, it does make sense.
Ooh, bad ball, and Travis Head is missed out here. He will be.
So I think Noor Ahmed coming in is the right decision, but Darshan Nalkande, I mean, I'm not quite sure about that. Sai Kishore feels harsh on him because you've only got Rashid and you've only got Noor, right? You could still play three spinners here. I mean, it does not have to be a spin-friendly wicket. Rashid's a gun. Noor Ahmed, with his unique style of bowling, he's always going to be a threat, at least in terms of players who don't play spin well, right? And Rashid obviously commands the respect that he should. And Sai Kishore could have been that really good defensive option where Nalkande, I'm not quite sure what you're getting from him. We'll see how he does, obviously, right now. But then, for the sake of playing a pacer, I'd have obviously rather stuck ahead with Sai Kishore, or maybe a bit of bias here, but I would have loved to see Kartik Tyagi get an opportunity as well.
I'm actually surprised that they've persisted with Umesh Yadav, but I think it makes sense with the long square boundaries. Maybe they want to try him out over here.
I think Umesh again will get a long run, right? I mean, experience and all that. I think he will get a run at least 4 or 5 games before they make a decision on him.
But what's the point of longer square boundaries? If he pair pe ball dalega, to
so he had to adjust
exactly.
Exactly.
Umesh here clearly trying to overcompensate. The pehla boundary was through the offside, through the covers, and try to overcompensate. Bahut zyada line straight kar diya yahan pe. But Jeet, in terms of Sai Kishore, sure, there's also a bit of that batting value. But make no mistake, Noor Ahmed can also add a bit of value with the bat. So I don't think that's something they'll miss out on. But if it were you, given that the surface is playing flat, do you still think they could have persisted with Sai Kishore ahead of Umesh Yadav and gone ahead with just Mohit Sharma and Darshan Nalkande as their two pace options?
Personally, I would have picked Sai Kishore over Umesh Yadav. I hope he doesn't picking up a wicket now, but that would have allowed them to front load Sai Kishore and attack with Noor and Rashid during the middle overs.
True.
Plus, if you look at the matchups and the record of the SRH top order batters against left arm spin, they have a wretched record.
So
that also potentially could have been a play over here. Maybe Agarwal has a bad record. Travis Head has a bad record as well. Abhishek Sharma has struggled against left arm spin. So going against that tradition of left arm spin to LHB, but well, the numbers speak for themselves here. So maybe that is something they could have probably looked at continuing with here.
Interestingly, so who do you think is going to be their impact sub now?
Sudarshan.
It will be Sudarshan.
Oh, I forgot Sudarshan wasn't a part of the 11, of course. Now, coming back to SRH, of course, they themselves are coming off of a fantastic game, a historic game in every stretch of imagination that way. 277 scored by them, the highest score in IPL history against the Mumbai Indians, the mighty Mumbai Indians, as one might put. In terms of their impact subs, of course, you've got Umran Malik, Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar, Glenn Phillips, Upendra Yadav. I'm assuming they've already exhausted their overseas quota, so Glenn Phillips is not an option they can exercise. Nitish Kumar Reddy
Shot.
is the name I've been raving about for the last year or so. Genuinely like what I've seen of him both with the ball and the bat. Could that be a boundary? No. Darshan Nalkande does well there, prevents a certain boundary. But who do you think could they potentially bring in? Do you think they'll wait for the surface to play out and see how the first innings goes about?
I think they've got two options here. The likely replacement is going to be Umran Malik, just like the previous game where Umran Malik came in for the second innings. Otherwise, if they end up having a collapse here, which is quite unlikely on a surface like this, then they might actually contemplate bringing in someone like Nitish Kumar Reddy to do that hitting job at the back end and also that new ball value that he could potentially give to, match up with Bhuvneshwar Kumar from the other end. So I think that could be another option that they've got, but I don't see any other option unless if somehow they look to get Washington Sundaran against the LHB heavy.
That's
GT
what I
lineup.
wanted to just bring
And
it up
Washi
right
get
now.
to play a
Washington
game this
again
season, right?
Yeah.
against the left hand.
Shot
That's a four.
down the ground, and that's a 4. That's the third boundary for Travis said. Shubham Chaturbedi saying Sunday just got better with you guys coming live. Thank you so much, Shubham. And once again, guys, thank you so much, each and every one of you. We've reached 50K. Hopefully, the first of many such milestones for us. Abhaz, of course, he's a resident. I mean, I wouldn't say resident, but he's a fellow MI fan for Somesh at least. Only way to stop head is to tell MBA Chaiwala, do a tweet about him. Not sure what the reference is. Okay, absolutely no clue. Do either of you have any idea what is this in reference? So, all right, Abhaz, just explain that to us as well. Why? What do you mean by MBA Chaiwala? Is it that chai ki tapri you're talking about? Straight to mid off there.
But then, see, the thing behind Washington, I felt was they've got pace. They've got players in terms of Unadkat. I mean, not quite sure, but I mean, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Unadkat, and Cummins is there.
Yeah.
So it's between and I don't think they trust Umran Malik a lot unless they think that the likes of Vijay Shankar could be susceptible to absolute raw pace, even Riddhiman Saha to an extent. That's the only line of thinking. I don't think Nitish Kumar Reddy is in contention for this particular game, but I do expect him to come into play at some point during the season because, as Akshay pointed, I think he's a really, really talented player. So I think there is a possibility for him come to make an impact through the season. But then, as of today, it's a close call between Washi and Umran. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Washington today.
But that means so both sides are looking at the surface or sort of expecting the surface to play differently, right? SRH going with that, I wouldn't say extra spin option, but they have what?
A different type.
Yeah, they've got Washi, they've got Markande, they've got Makram potentially, if you want to add to that, as opposed to GT, who've got just 2 frontline spinners, and that's it. They don't have any. I mean, you can probably include Rahul Tewatia for at least, for what it's worth. But do you agree with, the I wouldn't say interpretation, but do you agree with how Gujarat Titans are expecting the surface to play? Do you think that's how it's going to play out?
I think if you go by the early signs and how it is played out in the first 2 overs, it probably makes sense. There is barely any movement, and if there is barely any movement, sea movement that is in particular, I don't see how the pitch is going to aid a lot of turn either. So it's probably a fair call. But if you look at SRH's lineup as well, plus the substitute, I think it's fairly similar, isn't it? Because even GT have got Sai Kishore as a substitute. They've named him. They are not going to use him, of course, but it's a pretty similar one where even I think SRH expects the pitch to not do a lot. They're just going batting heavy here, and with pacers who can have good variations.
And with not a lot of movement in offer, don't you think SRH could sort of do an encore here? 277 is too hard to, of course, replicate, but potentially another 200 plus score on the cards here.
It's going to be a massive challenge once the power play is done because Rashid and Noor bowling in tandem is a pretty aggressive option to go with. It's 2 wrist spinners. So, if they can get rid of some and with Klaasen, you never know. He's got a terrific record against the spinners, but I think that combo can get Heinrich Klaasen and even Aiden Markram. And once those 2 are gone, it's going to bring down the expected score quite significantly.
But Anirudh, we've also got Abhishek Sharma, who's got a fantastic record against fantastic record against Rashid, Narayan. I'm forgetting who the third spinner is. Chahal probably, yeah. So, given that, do you think SRH need to worry about, Noor, Rashid bowling in tandem?
I think, again, the entry points matter, right? Markram's a fine player of spin as well, and Abhishek obviously has an amazing record, especially against Rashid Khan. So, I mean, if these 2 bats say through the power play, then it's a perfect entry point for Abhishek Sharma, right? And I mean, Mayank's not had the greatest of times with the SRH franchise itself since the last season. So he'll be eager to prove his worth in some ways. But then again, when it comes to SRH trying to replicate 277, let's not say 270, anything above 200, right? I think their batting depth is kind of overstated to some extent. Their batting till number 5 is obviously excellent, but then kind of You're not quite sure what you're getting from Abdul Samad at 6 and Shahbaaz Ahmed at 7 and Cummins at 8. Obviously, they're all capable batters. I'm not saying they're not incapable. They are capable of those cameos. But then, in terms of reliability and intense batting depth, I don't think they probably have that. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes if they lose a couple of wickets, say, especially in the middle overs, if they say 60 for 3 or something like that, hypothetically, then how they bat through that particular phase. Whether the likes of Klaasen and Abhishek Sharma can be as aggressive as they were in the previous game. Because one very underrated role which Markram did last game was he ensured that they never had to get to Shahbaaz. People would be like, wow, in a 277 game, in a 200.
Oh, whoa!
That's Mohit.
What was that?
This is Yash Dayalisk. No, it didn't do anything. He overran, I felt, and that's
Either
it.
he overran or maybe it just spun a bit.
Highly unlikely. How would the ball spin
Otherwise,
from
how
that?
could he miss that?
He just overran. There's no other explanation. There's no way it could turn from there. Yeah, see, he just overran.
Yeah.
Very silly. Oh man, come on. This is Yash Dayalisk, but Yash Dayal definitely takes the cake, and very, very, very unfortunate this for Umarzai.
That slide.
Yeah, I don't know, probably literally garden में मतलब chill करने आया था लगता है. This is the brain fade by GT playing Noor against arguably the best team in countering spin. Oh, was that off the thigh pad straight up or bat?
Probably the thigh pad.
Yeah, straight like buys given. But brain fade, okay. Faraz Ahmed there using strong words. What do you think, Jeet?
No, I wouldn't call it a brain fade. Again, Noor Ahmed is a very different left arm wrist spinner. He bowls, his angle is very different to a traditional left arm wrist spinner. So it's basically angling it away from the right handers. Yeah. So you can't swing with the angle, which is what Aiden Markram's strength is or Heinrich Klaasen's strength is. It's going to kind of angle away. So hitting him is going to be a big challenge unless if you've got a very strong offside game. So I think it's a fair call. A quick left arm wrist spinner probably is a good way to go to, of course, go with a quick right arm spinner, wrist spinner. So I wouldn't call it a brain fade, really.
Fair enough. And in terms of angle, like again, I'm just trying to visualize his action. It's sort of his bowling arm comes from over his head, like almost similar to Sohail Tanvir's wrong-footed action where it comes like this, which is why, like you mentioned, goes away. As opposed to say Kuldeep Yadav, who's more round arm. Thankfully, I thought it barely cleared mid-on, but no, he's almost gotten a 6 there, but it's a boundary nonetheless. 31 for no loss, 3.1 overs done. Umesh Yadav back for his second. You go back to Azmat now. Clearly, no movement in offer. You would expect Mayank now to open his arms up and try and score a few more boundaries. Would you risk a Darshan Nalkande now or stick to Azmat?
I'll go for Darshan Nalkande for 1 over and probably Rashid to cap off the power play to try and get someone like Travis Head out. So next over, I wouldn't say Darshan Nalkande will be such a bad option.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a good ball.
And well played as well. All right. For a second, I thought
got one back in.
Yeah.
Umesh.
Anirudh, what about you? Who are you going to? Another pacer?
I think, Darshan's first game of the season, he played a couple of games last season as well. Even the season before, he played a couple of games. So he's not that experienced at this particular level. So it probably looked to ease him post the power play. I can understand why you'd want to go in and save Azmat for the end as well. Not end, sometime later as well. But again, I would probably go to Azmat, the safer option. And then again, Rashid for sure is the 6th over because they haven't got someone like Sai Kishore here today to close out the power play potentially, right? So again, and you wouldn't want to use Mohit at this stage of the game. So I think it kind of makes sense for them to do that. Again, I can understand if they do go in with Nalkande as well. You keep the faith in him and go for him. Just that I thought it'd be easier for him as well to get into the game if he comes post power play. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But again, this is a big over. I think Travis with 3 balls to go will definitely try to target Umesh Yadav.
Left-handed batter again drifting down the leg side.
Exactly, I'm expecting that, and I'm expecting I think I actually pick it up past
square,
deep square,
possibly, but I think he could probably
I think that looked closer than it seemed,
probably slightly high as well. But then I think what's likely to happen is Travis Head is going to try to clear his front foot and give himself a little bit of room and try to expose the offside potentially.
But ideally, he should just wait. Pair pe aayega ball, just pick it up. But field pe, he has cleared his front leg there.
That's a good ball.
Yeah, thankfully not pair pe, matlab mid-line leg पे था वो. Sivi says, ये pitch finally में मिल जाती तो क्या बिगड़ जाता? This stadium has been scarred for me now for at least 4 years. All right, so we will talk about the World Cup some other time. But producer Saab, just go back to a couple of those previous comments. We are talking about Darshan Nalkande playing his first game of the season. There was also Mayank Yadav, a name all of us, or at least quite a few who've been following the domestic circuit, have been looking forward to watching. Krunal Pandya himself before the season had spoken about how he's one pacer he's looking forward to seeing. That was Oh, very, very, very. Oh, that's a
Wait.
wide. Is that a wide?
That's a fair one,
Probably
right?
not.
Given a wide, I guess. The way Umesh reacted, yeah, it's given a wide.
Hmm.
But yeah, a very fiery spell. You're bowling at the Ikana, which is not your, traditionally at least hasn't been a pace-friendly surface. For him to be able to clock the kind of speeds he did, what was that, man?
So, I mean, some of them who know him and have watched him previously would know that he's well capable of clocking that 150 and going beyond that mark on a regular basis. So, I believe out of 24 balls, he had 9 deliveries that
Nine,
were
yeah.
over 150, right? So, he's capable of that. The good thing with him
Wide
against
to
someone
him.
like Umran Malik is that this guy is a little more disciplined in terms of his
Yeah.
lines, which Umran often isn't, even the length. So that is what makes Mayank a little bit of a standout pacer, an express pacer, I shall say. But again, I mean, there with extra pace, you're always going to get that little bit of ill discipline, which even Mayank has. Yesterday, luckily, we didn't see that. So probably a great addition or great prospect for India in the future. The good thing is that we've got someone again other than Umran Malik, but best to not rush him like Umran was into the national setup. I'm just hoping that does not
He's
happen
been
with this guy.
trying that shot now. This is the third time in this very over where he's tried to play that whatever half flick, half
Try to get
oik.
it past finally.
Yeah, he's just trying to get it. And why? When the ball is on the off stump, why do you want to get it past short fine? Kuch dusra shot
That's an
khel le,
out of
bhai.
form batter.
Yeah, matlab just forcing yourself to play an
But
unnecessary
then
shot.
talking about
there.
Mayank, right? I think this is where the likes of Vijay Dahiya specifically deserve credit. So he's
Yeah.
been with the Lucknow Super Giants since
Was.
22. He's so no, I'm saying I'm talking about Mayank in this case. Mayank's been with the Lucknow Super Giants since the 2022,
Yeah.
the inaugural season for the Lucknow Super Giants, and I'm pretty sure it was a Gambhir come Vijay Dahiya influence back
Fair.
in the auction. Back then, they took him for brace price, and I mean last season, for example, he was ruled out through injury, didn't play. And through this period, they've stuck with him, and I think they finally reaped the rewards. Again, as Jeet mentioned specifically, it's important for us to like maintain some level of sanity. Obviously, someone clocks 156, you do tend to get excited. More than that, as he said, the lengths he bowled was outstanding yesterday. He slipped in a couple of Yorkers as well when Shikhar tried to move across and try to hit it over square leg and fine leg. But then he was very composed. And again, the advantage he had yesterday was people haven't seen him, right? So people tend to work out. You know what to expect over a period. And that's what happens with Umran as well. I mean, it's not like he's lost space. It's just that over a period of time, people tend to figure you out. And you have to
Abey
that's
yaar.
close, man. So people tend to
People
tend to figure you out, and you have to come up with different plans again. So that's the important thing for him. Hopefully, he can,
140 clicks. Wow.
so hopefully he can go through this period. I'm pretty sure it'll be it'll be a good thing if he can play majority of the games going forward. Again, I'm not quite sure if he'll play all the games because of the fact that he's an express bowler, and they may want to rest and rotate. They've got so many Indian options. They've got Yash Thakur, you've got Shivam Mavi, you've got even Yudhvir Singh Chalak, who was actually impressive last season in the couple of games he bowled. So from a Lucknow perspective, I think they're pretty well sorted in that department. But from Mayank Yadav, obviously,
Finally. No, that's straight to the
that's
field.
gone, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
That shot
That is
finally
the shot.
brings it. I mean, just like, why would you play that shot again and again, Agarwal? मतलब थोड़ी तो
Especially a
दिमाग
deep
लगा
square
लो यार.
behind.
थोड़ी तो दिमाग लगा लो. कुछ तो और shot होगा
He
तुम्हारे
doesn't play the
पास.
shot usually also.
But today he's played it
Yeah,
5
I'm just
times
saying.
in the last 7 balls. like कुछ तो यार. क्या यार मैं मतलब यार.
I mean, sorry,
Rahul.
Rahul Tripathi got dropped after a game, and I mean, I can understand why they were going ahead with Mayank, but then he needs to be slightly careful as well. I mean, Rahul did.
100%.
I'm now thinking Rahul Tripathi might be a better bet as an opener
Oh.
than Mayank Agarwal.
Oh wow.
I mean, I would.
And this guy's struggling for such a long time now.
He has been.
तीन साल हो गए
I
अब.
mean, it's still. I'd rather give it one extra game than one game lesser. I think one game. And I don't agree with the fact that Tripathi had to be dropped as well. Pretty harsh on him, but I understand they felt the need to get Travis in, and obviously it succeeded. Well done for them.
Exactly.
So I mean, again, Omarjai third over has worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah, 100%.
They've got the wicket as well. They would have just hoped that they don't get away. And now the last 2 overs, in fact, Umesh bowled a very good over last time, and now they've slowed down the run rate a little bit. So
Still
good,
not sure.
But again, from a Sunrise perspective, good entry point for Abhishek Sharma. Get through the power play, and then spin comes in, and Abhishek takes them on. That's their ideal scenario. But again, we'll see how Travis Head also goes about taking on spin.
Fair enough. Chachan Singh, of course, QDK Dhawan yesterday, Mayank today, till opening strike rate. I like the slander names people come up with. It's so innovative. I'm like, इतनी creativity है अपनी जनता के पास. मतलब slow.
Slowly.
Nice start.
Yeah, well directed bouncer there.
That's Indian social media for you.
Exactly. And just closing out the Mayank Yadav chat, of course, the length, like both of you correctly mentioned, that was sort of so good to see, so heartening to see someone who was also consistent. But of course, with that pace, you also run the risk of halka sa idhar udhar ho gaya, you will end up going for runs. But that's something we will have to live with.
Another thing, the phases which he used, that credit to Pooran, KL and Justin Langer as well, to ensure that he wasn't brought into the power play. Again, they were, even though Punjab were off to a really good start, they ensured that they wanted to get him into a phase where it's comfortable for him as well. And again, the field set were outstanding. They had a third man and finally very fine, both of them. And then again, obviously, long on in. So, I mean, tactically also, Lucknow did a really good
Given
job.
his length, it made sense.
Yeah.
The ideal field, again, it's good on them. But one thing I would be wary about is not about his bowling per se. Sure, these lengths help. He was also helped by the fact that the batters, the kind of batters he ended up bowling to, like Jitesh has struggled. Prabsimran to bhai, ye to ho gaya 5 saal se he's been struggling.
That's 6
that six reminded me of roll of Fundam. मतलब क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहा है पता नहीं. Yeah, exactly. छक्का तो गया.
A different version of no look shot.
And like I understand what he was trying to do. He tried to step, like the way he got out yesterday. He stepped down the track, just wanted to clear the infield. But at that pace, boss, you can't muscle a length ball past mid-on so easily. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if, for example, if he bowls to someone like a Virat Kohli, because next game is against the Royal Challengers Bangalore in Bangalore, which has good bounce, good pace. We've seen that in the last game as well. This is where he'll have to sort of ensure that, he doesn't become too predictable. The likes of Du Plessis, the likes of Virat, just naming RCB batters here because their next game is against them, but he will encounter, top-notch pace hitters, and that's where he will have to sort of. Is that a 4? No. Thankfully, they have a deep square.
That's where how he adjusts will get tested.
True.
So and right again, now he was occasionally throwing in the Yorkers. This time he'll have to be more versatile in terms of the usage of the lens.
And he told actually in the post-game thing, he actually told one thing. He said that I have a slower ball, which I didn't feel the need for it. Again, we don't know how effective it is and how deceptive it is. Again, we'll have to see as the tournament progresses. But then he did mention that I have a slower ball. I didn't feel it was necessary on this particular wicket because I got the extra bounce which I wanted. And as you and Jeet mentioned, against RCB potentially in their next game, again, I hope they don't use him in the power play. Come the middle overs again.
Bar!
That's a boundary. Sure.
Should be a boundary.
Against the likes of potentially Maxwell, who's shown a little bit of a weakness over a number of years against raw pace at that bounce. It should be an interesting battle. Again, if he does have a bad game, I think at Chinnaswamy, anyone's allowed to have a bad game. So it's just important to maintain the sanity from suddenly a guy who's not played a single IPL game, he's not like a sure shot India prospect, to now even if he has a bad game, it doesn't mean he's not an India prospect as well. So I think the key thing is to kind of maintain some level of sanity. He's clearly a very talented player. India do not produce guys who, not India, no one produces guys who bowl 155 that often. So just a little bit of sanity, and I think he should be good.
But what was interesting is there were already a couple of people, at least not people per se, but there were already tweets floating around. He was India T20 World Cup.
That's the worst thing.
What's going
to be interesting? So Virat, Faf, and Maxi, all three have the tendency to get ruffled by the short balls, but they also have the shots to counter it once they get their irons. That is why it's going to be a very exciting battle to watch out for.
Fair enough. Rashid to close out the power play, something we've always seen him do across teams in the IPL.
He can take a wicket here.
Now it's
Abhishek
versus Rashid. Yeah. That's what we were looking forward to.
Exactly.
But with the long on in place.
The umpire strikes back. Interesting handle says it is supposed to be overhead height at the popping crease for a wide. Why did the umpire check when it's past the batter 2 meters out of the crease? Yeah, that's the thing, man. At the end of the day,
some of these things are subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure if it wasn't given a wide,
they would have stayed with it.
They would have stayed with it. So it's like a weird thing. So
that's a problem with cricket, right? When it comes to rules, cricket is arguably the only sport where you have room for subjectivity, where you have something that's completely up to the umpire's discretion. Shot!
Hit him over square leg. What a shot, Abhishek.
Talk about Abhishek having...
They got a deep square leg and he still managed to first ball.
We were talking about this. Abhishek has a fantastic record against Rashid Khan, and boy has he shown why he has that record. Look at that, yaar. Rashid nahi, matlab gali ka spinner hai.
He can still be dismissed here. That's what I feel.
Bad ball as well. 100%.
It's a bad ball.
Bad delivery.
Bad ball that was punished.
Yeah. But then the mindset for him to
play
that right
it's
first ball.
Right. Oh, has he corrected?
Yeah, that is.
100%.
What a hit, man.
That's 2 and 2 for Abhishek against Rashid Khan.
What a talent.
Very good shot. This is a very good shot. But good to see Rashid's gone back to his usual speeds. 92 clicks the previous one, now 95. I know he's gone for sixes and both. But last game we'd spoken about how he was bowling a lot more slower than usual, and that's why he got hit. Today, बेचारे ने face भी बढ़ा लिया, but he's up against Abhishek Sharma.
But the one thing I've observed is that his wrong ones are a little bit lesser this year. He's bowling more leg breaks, just like Ravi Bishnoi.
One thing I wanted to
about
actually
this is-
notice, so Ashwin in his YouTube
Yeah,
channel, he'd
injury,
actually mentioned
yeah.
the injury because Rashid's action, as you see, comes from behind his back, as you said, over his head in some way.
Similar
Not,
to Noor,
not as much to the extent of Noor, but still to an extent, right? So the fact that he probably uses a lot more of his back, and he's not comfortable. It's been barely a month. He played a few games against Ireland, not played that much cricket for. Before that, I don't think he's played post the World Cup, right? 50 over World Cup.
He hasn't.
So it's been a long layoff for him. So I mean, understandable in some cases. Again, the second ball was a good ball actually. The one he hit over long off.
That was a good shot, solid
It was
shot.
just like you can't do too much about quality there.
Oh, it's a bad ball again.
मारने वाला ball था यार.
To Travis head, it's almost you feel like you try to tempt him on the drive, and I think you can get him caught either at extra cover or even
But I
caught
don't
by.
think Travis is now going to look to attack Rashid. If he has मतलब दिमाग है तो भाई मत करो कुछ.
I knew what you were
Already-
kind of come to say.
यार इसीलिए रहने दिया अभी.
But the temptation of the last ball.
हाँ वो है हाँ good.
Well played though.
56 for 1 at the end of the power play. Solid power play for the Hyderabad franchise right here.
Yeah, it's a decent power play, but I still feel now is the time when the challenge starts. The ideal thing for GT would be to bring in Noor Ahmed straight away. Just
go to
attack with
Nalkande?
these two.
You got
Nalkande after that, probably Rashid this one over, that's it. Get Noor in and Nalkande from the other end.
Fair enough. Let's just go back to RK Cricket Talkies. I'm not sure what the handle is. Yeah, Cricket Talkies. Mayank's dismissal this season is all his short balls. Umar Ishaq bowled brilliantly apart from the last ball. Fair enough, yeah, Mayank has been out of sorts. Not just this season. It's been the case
He's
for
had
the
two
last
good
3 years.
seasons.
Exactly. 2020, 2021. It's almost like, okay, I don't want to. I was about to say it's almost like he needs a pandemic to come good, but okay, let's hope that isn't the case for the for the sanctity of the rest of the world. But it's of course a strategic timeout right now taken by Gujarat Titans. Happy with how Hyderabad has done so far, and because 56 for 1 in 6 overs. Sure, they still have Rashid, like 3 overs of Rashid, 4 overs of Noor left. But all in all, this is as solid a power play as it can get.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Ahmedabad we've seen even say whatever cricket's happened in the last couple of years there. It's a good batting track, but it's not like say a Wankhede or a Chinnaswamy where you'd expect you need 210, you need 220, right? Of course, if it's a really good batting surface, you can push towards it. It's not so, and you don't know how the pitch is going to play as well. It's been a while since T20 cricket happened here.
That's true.
And it's actually seen a lot of cricket over the last 6 months here. A lot of big cricket has happened. So you don't know how the pitches react. And there's one of those rare grounds in India. We've got so many pitches again, size of the ground.
They've got different soils.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
you're not quite sure what to expect, right? So I think it's a good start. Even from a Gujarat perspective, they haven't gotten away. The belief against the SRH is always you get a couple of wickets and you've got some sort of a weak lower order, as in at least not an experienced lower order. So that's where you can potentially attack. And with the likes of Noor Ahmed and Rashid Khan as well, you feel that a wicket could bring 2, and then you never know games on here.
100% the game.
Producer, can you just get the comment about Shubman Gill and him being the only main batter?
But just to take this and close this, I wasn't aware of this. When did this happen? I mean, probably after the games began, I would imagine.
No. It happened before. It just came out today.
Okay.
So he's been ruled out of the season.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the reason? Injury.
Yeah, injury is what is being stated. So
बेचारे को कल पिछले साल तक
it's a big miss for SRH,
I
I feel. It's I mean I know they've stuck into the combination of 4
and they're happy, I guess.
They're happy now this allows them to kind of like not make the tricky decision of leaving out one or two Travis Head or Aiden Markham. Kind of allows them and top load in batting, and under whatever you have with the bowling, it is what it is in some ways. So that makes it easier for them. But then it's still in certain conditions. I think Hasaranga would have been a really, really good option to have. And again, considering that the 2 other spins, market is done okay for them, not too bad, not too well. And Washington's not had the great, not played at all. So you don't have the faith in him. So it's Noor who started. And
but just one thing though, any suggestions, any names you guys have in mind? I actually would go back to Akhil Hussain. He was there with them last year as well. I know a lot of people might say कि हाँ मतलब अच्छा नहीं किया ये सब वो सब, but I still think he's a decent enough option to have in your lineup. You never know. As a matchup option, who can also handle the bat.
I see you need another wrist spinner. They literally have Mayank Markande and the other guy from Tamil Nadu, right?
Oh, Jataved Subramaniam. Yeah.
I think they need another one here.
Adil Rashid. Go back to him.
Oh man, that's a tough choice now. But you need an experienced wrist spinner is what I believe.
So what are the options?
Kabresh, Shamsi, maybe that's...
Shamsi is a good one as well.
Shamsi is the only one you can think of.
Yaar!
Did that go through the hands?
Bad cricket all round, bad delivery, and straight to the hand. I mean, played straight into the hands of Noor
Again,
Ahmed.
so Zampa's obviously been ruled out from Rajasthan Royals, so he's not an option.
Yeah.
Adil Rashid's an option, of course.
Yeah.
Not the most.
I'm just hoping they
convincing.
don't go for someone like Tanveer Sangha.
No, come on.
Yeah,
Why
I
would
just
they go
hope
to
but with the
Aussies, man.
Sydney
That's the thing.
Daniel
Thunder-
Vettori
Yeah.
influence, it's
Dan
a
Vettori, Pat
नहीं,
Cummins.
Dan Vettori तो Brisbane
मुझे
heat
भरोसा
था.
नहीं है.
Oh!
man. How did that miss the stumps?
Abhishek.
Man,
That's
this
the
guy
vibe
will turn this
start
game.
by
Yeah,
Noor
by the
Ahmed.
barest of margins.
It looked, especially the way the ball popped out. I thought it
Yeah,
hit the
exactly. I
stumps.
thought it was. This is exactly the wrist spinner that
You
he
don't know
has.
whether it's going in. or
Exactly.
going away.
He
Beautiful
bowls it from the front of his hand. The way he releases it, that's what makes it so tricky to gauge. Wow.
So again, so you've got a few options. Rehan Ahmed, an outside shot, but he pulled out of the auctions, right?
Yeah.
So he's not an option.
And Rehan Ahmed, I genuinely like him. I like what I saw of him in the ILT20 last year when he opened for Gulf Giants and all. But Abhi, he's very raw, especially his bowling. They need someone who can bowl leg spin and bat maybe, not the other way.
That's a
ball!
beauty. What start by Noor Ahmed.
Excellent ball,
X factor. X factor. I'm telling you, this guy he had an outstanding season last, and he helped Rashid Khan last season. His economy rate was slightly higher. That was actually because people had to attack from the other end, and Rashid ended up the highest ever wickets and as well as the economy rate as well. Again, so I think he picked 28 wickets if I'm not wrong. Jeet can correct me. 28, right?
I
Last
know it
28
was
or
late
30.
20s,
Yeah,
yeah.
late 20s.
Yeah.
So it was a big season from him for Rashid, obviously in terms of wickets, but then Noor played a huge role in that.
What a wicket. Again, slowed it up completely.
Beautiful.
Head just could not wait there.
Big wicket for
Yeah,
Gujarat.
completely lost his position there. Big wicket like Anirudh
Doesn't give
mentioned.
Abhishek, maybe I don't know whether Abhishek has the freedom now to keep swinging no matter what. It'll be an interesting phase.
From the other
play.
end, I would still expect him to go after Rashid. Makram now, of course, walks in, right?
Yeah.
Not a bad player of spin
But now is the
himself.
best chance to go bang, bang, bang and have
Yeah, get Rashid in.
Starts
I
like
know
poured
Darshan's
out
an option,
in
but
no
you
time.
want to get Rashid in and try to get Makram out here. Ideally, I mean,
Yeah, even Noor can dismiss him.
yeah, that's right. So I go to Rashid next. I'm not getting Nalkande in immediately.
Rashid
Yeah,
and
it
Noor.
should be the
Yeah,
case.
have to attack with these.
End this over with Noor, get Rashid, and then Noor, and then end of 10 overs, you can
Go for
judge again
Nalkande.
what happens.
Interesting. Makram it is. But very well bowled, yeah. Love this. Loved.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is not too dissimilar delivery to the one which Abhishek Sharma kind of somehow got away with.
Interesting to see. Oh, they've also gotten a slip in now. Rahul Tewat, yeah, slip. हरियाणा के लिए भी वो स्लिप पे फील्ड नहीं करता भाई.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Ball.
Again, the way he releases
No,
the
he
ball.
does at times.
Okay.
He does it.
मतलब जितना मैंने देखा है उसको तो नहीं देखा है वहाँ
No,
पे.
he's in the slips at times.
Producer,
But
can you get that comment about Shubman Gill and Gujarat Titans target?
And in terms of how he's bowled, bowled. Okay,
that's a
just
shot.
a bit wide, short and
Yeah,
wide
well
as well
played,
in that
bro.
sense.
That is the one.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
A
so
score-
Raghuveer Mahesh just asks us what would be a good score for Gujarat Titans to chase, considering the only dangerous batter they have is Gill. Bhai, that's unnecessary David Miller slander.
Yeah,
okay, let's
but
just
one
leave it.
stat
What's
which
the
I read.
question?
So, for the
What's the
last
question?
13 years, this is 2023. He's not 2024. Not with that much cricket. I know the SA20 has happened. I think he's played a little
We're
bit for
talking about Miller here.
David Miller. So
Okay.
this is he has a strike rate of 113, which is the lowest for him in the last 13 years. Again, the sample size is not too big, but
He only
just an
played
interesting
the SK20 for Pal Royals.
Pal Royals. But
Okay.
he had a pretty bad season for them.
True, that's true.
So again, should be interesting. But apart from that, you've got Sai Sudarshan, who I clearly rate a lot, and I got a little bit of slander for that as well, for rating Sai Sudarshan quite highly. But again, their batting is not the strongest, but I think it's serviceable at least. Still, the likes of Vijay Shankar could come into the party again. Saha, if he, I think.
Man, array, the
Ooh,
ball's hardly
kept low.
bounced.
How did
Yeah.
that keep low?
Ooh, wow. Do you think they've
the
missed a trick
pitch-
here by not having Sai Kishore, especially after this ball? Just look at that. Stayed low. Oh, man.
If he has to connect, that was 4 for sure.
Yeah,
because he
that
actually
was
read,
6. I
because
would
he
say.
read the spin as well.
Yeah.
And he was lucky it wasn't an inside edge.
can
man.
be caught at long on. Just needs to bowl a wrong one. Yeah.
But what's the number you're looking at? How much you want to restrict
From a Gujarat
Hyderabad?
perspective, again, I'm with the batting lineup they had, never be comfortable anything above 180 because you're essentially running into the territory of Shubman Gill needs to score 75 here for me. If I anything above 180. So I
Wow.
think from a Sunrisers perspective, I think from this position they'd bat really well to get 180, 190. But then again,
13 overs, 120. Come on, that's not impossible. to
now
say
not
at least.
impossible again, but then the Gujarat have a few important, key cogs when it comes to the bowling attack,
Yeah.
and again, from a Sunrise perspective, next couple overs, you just see what's happening, and then you can. I mean, there is the pace. They have Umesh and Nalkande and
That's
likes. You
true.
can definitely take them down for sure. So, from their perspective, ensure they don't lose bang bang. Puts a lot of pressure on Heinrich Klaasen coming in next. So, again, interesting phase of play for sure right
But
now.
again, Jeet, this is
Ooh, that's a shot again. Markham's
but
leading the spin.
straight to point. Sunrisers Hyderabad in their first two games have scored in excess of 12 runs per over. Across 40 overs, they've scored 482 runs. Clearly, that bang bang approach has worked for them so far. Sure, yeah, the surfaces have been flat, have been conducive to such stroke play. Doesn't seem to be the case here. So, how would you look at this if you were in the Hyderabad setup? How would you want them to pace their innings now? Because they've still got Klaasen, and they wouldn't want Klaasen to sort of play a lot of Noor Ahmed. Clearly, he is the dangerous. The danger for them. So how do you want Makram and Abhishek to go about their business now from here?
I think Abhishek can continue taking on the strength, which is Rashid Khan. But from the other
Ah,
end,
yaar.
Ooh,
Oh, cleared.
hit
But
over extra cover.
Yeah,
The gap
that's
two,
two.
two. That's a nice shot.
So they can straight away probably look to put pressure on Darshan Nalkande, who's playing again his first game. So
I think
maybe try and
Nalkande will
target
probably
all
come in
these
the 10th over.
pacers and try to be a little bit cautious against Noor Ahmed and Rashid Khan, barring someone like, of course, Abhishek, who keeps attacking from the one end.
interesting. But who else do they have in terms of batting? They've got Shahbaaz Ahmed.
Shabazz at
Abdul
6,
Samad.
Samad at 7, Cummins at 8.
Samad, yeah. Cummins.
And looks like I think they're going to go with Washington Sundar. This is my gut feel.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Let's see. 1966, Rama says, would be a nice revenge to be able to do to Cummins in Ahmedabad. Is this stadium the home away from home for the Afghan team? Well, you can say that. Matlab, kahan unka nahi to Dehradun, is it?
No, it's Ekana these days.
Oh, it's Ekana, correct. They didn't move there. So, but you can
Initially,
call
it
that.
was there also.
Yeah, that's true. That way, again, even when it comes to Afghan players, it's few teams using Afghan players a lot. Like KKR have had Nabi previously, Mujib. Now they've got Gazanfar.
Gurbaz.
Yeah, Gurbaz as well. Same with Sunrisers. They've had Nabi, they've had Mujib, they've had Rashid. Same with Gujarat. Like it's these three teams having 4-5 players. Sure, now Mumbai have finally gotten Nabi. They've also opened their account in terms of Afghans. Again, do you think this?
And they're not going to stop there, is all I'm going to say.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Why is
Rashid.
acha, now I get where he was pointing at. But in terms of how these picks happen, do you think it's also down to the scouts, the talent managers, so to say, who
Ooh.
sort? Oh wait, what happened there?
Markham's in it.
I thought that was the dot. Okay. Because I remember it was Ashish Chopra, if I'm not wrong, for the Gujarat Titans, who sort of
Pushed for
forced
Noor
Ashish Nehra's hand ki boss, Noor Ahmed ko le lo, khilao nahi khilao, wo alag baat hai after the 22 under-19 World Cup. So how much of that plays a role in terms of, who's scout, who's your scout, who's your talent manager, who's looking at these? Do you think that plays a role there?
To an extent, it does. If your scout happens to be a former spinner, it's
Of
going to
course.
play a massive role because there are teams who are looking for all kinds of varieties, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, they want all the bases covered. Be it a right arm off spinner, left arm off spinner, right arm wrist or left arm wrist. So there are a few teams that is he
that
gone?
The way Saha's appealing.
Gone.
Oh, that's
Yes.
a big wicket there.
Abhishek's
Has
reviewed
been reviewed.
That's a
immediately,
huge wicket, but he's reviewed it straight away. But I'm not sure. He
It
seems
didn't look like
convinced.
there was an edge though.
Yeah.
Again, the ball kept low. I'm not too sure if there's an edge.
All right, but I don't know if that's his resting face, but he doesn't seem to convince.
He's not
there.
too confident, is he?
Yeah, exactly. So, and Saha, on the other hand, Saha and Noor, both of them look really confident. Let's see what's happened here.
What?
Let's see.
That
Could,
Not
it could be
good,
bat.
but it
Matlab,
looked
the
like
bat's definitely close to the ball.
Yeah, I think talking about the
backside of the bat.
Yeah. Ooh.
probably
Acha,
an underedge
maybe he missed
from
the line. That was too close.
from the tip of the bat. Looks like if not, I
Oh,
can't.
why are they walking back already?
Surely not, man.
Back of the bat, is
couldn't
it?
have been an edge.
Oh, no edge there. No
Yeah,
edge.
couldn't
Just
have been an
beaten.
edge.
Just beaten. Could have been the.
I think the key thing is if you have someone like a Rashid in your setup or Nabi in your setup, you can, especially these players who've not played a lot of cricket, if you know someone who actually seen them play, that kind of plays a big role as well, I think. Because again, if they've not played too much cricket, not many around, even the scouts, I'm not sure how much they've seen them, right?
Maar yaar.
But I don't think he's timed it.
But in the gap.
In the gap.
So
Well played.
Good
he
over.
wanted
But there
a
to be
getaway
hit.
shot.
Good over by Noor. Very, very, very. He's proving to be too hot to handle, so to say. They were 56 for 1 at the end of the power play. So the last few
Nice
have gone
day.
for just 13 runs.
Nalkande time now. Because I don't think Rush will bowl third immediately, or will you take the attacking option?
I would personally go for that. What do
But
you
over
think?
Klaasen, man.
Klaasen still to come, I
Klaasen
think it's
factor
pretty
is there.
important
All right, that'll be very
to
interesting.
preserve those 2 overs of Noor and Rashid now. So that's 4 overs when Klaasen comes in. So I think that's pretty
Yeah,
important.
that's a tricky pace. Because I mean, because Klaasen could really take down the likes of Mohit, Nalkande, and Umesh, right? So you still want to hold Rashid back for that 1 over. I know it could be an aggressive option where you believe
Mohit?
right
Mohit's
now.
not a bad option, right?
Mohit is also an option, yes.
That they would want to look at. We'll talk about this Chikuji just to close that Mohit Sharma. But do you think he could be here right now?
Oh yeah, he can be. There is a good chance he might be introduced. No, I think Darshan Nalkande is going to come in before Mohit. That's what I believe.
Interesting. These are, I mean, 7 to 11 is usually the slowest period, so to say, in a T20.
Oh, it is
There is
Mohit.
Mohit.
So we could have a double change as well then,
Yeah.
in that case.
Ooh, but do you think that's necessary? I would personally
It's fair.
say.
It's probably fair.
Oh, they're saving him also for Klaasen, you think?
Yeah.
Oh,
Has to be.
wow. Then it's almost imperative that Abhishek takes on whoever comes in
No,
now.
so whilst they are looking to rebuild, it's best to kind of squeeze out a couple of overs. is what
Exactly,
I
exactly.
believe.
That
So
makes sense.
That's from the
Again,
GT
this
POV.
Mohit's
Yeah,
already
from
their
GT
fifth
POV.
bowler, so Darshan doesn't necessarily have to bowl all his 4 overs. as well.
Wait,
that's James.
why is James Franklin with Hyderabad?
James
He's
Franklin.
Daleston has taken a break for a year. So
Who?
Daleston's taken a break for a year.
He's a bowling coach.
Yep.
Oh, come on, man. I'm sorry, yaar.
Bowling coach who bowled 125.
भाई क्या मजाक बना के रख दिया यार मतलब सॉरी
I mean, Daniel Vettori influenced to an extent for sure.
क्या इन्फ्लुएंस मतलब क्या अरे भाई कम से कम छोड़ो काइल मिट्स को ही ले लो भाई किवी इन्फ्लुएंस ही थे भाई जेम्स फ्रैंकलिन he literally became a batting all-rounder in the latter half of his career. I'm not sure if he's the right person to go to help you with bowling, but okay.
You can ask Yuzvendra Chahal.
Yeah, I was avoiding that, Jeet. I was avoiding that for a reason. SR, its batting ends at 5, says King. I mean, ठीक है, all right, you are entitled to your opinion. But going back to Chikuji's comment, he did ask us about Shubman Gill's captaincy. 2 games done, I know, early sort of calls, but Jeet, what do you make of it? Like what you've seen of him, or do you still want to sort of hold your thoughts on him?
The early signs are quite positive, barring those, of course, interferences from Mr. Ashish Nehra. So for Rituraj Gaikwad, of course, he's got MS on the field, so it's pretty clear what is happening on the field when they're bowling. But when Shubman Gill is there, I mean, there is still Ashish Nehra who's beyond the boundary, so you can always avoid if you want to. You can never go there. But I've still seen a few clips where he's calling Shubman Gill and passing on some of the other advice. But
the way he was feeding information to Jayant Yadav, वो डर रहा है बेचारा भाई इतना
दूध दे के ऐसे उसकी शक्ल हो गई थी.
बेचारा डर गया इतना इन्फॉर्मेशन एग्जाम के लिए जा रहा हूँ क्या क्या बोल रहा है पता चला एंड में वही बोल रहा है लेंथ बॉल डाल.
But to be fair, early signs are quite good as far as Shubman Gill is concerned. But let's see how the season pans out eventually.
Fair enough. Anirudh, what about you? What do you
Again, for Ruturaj, for example, you have someone like Dhoni on the field, and you've got a lot of experienced players around, like Rahani and Jadeja. Whereas Gujarat, let's say you've got Miller and you've got Rashid, and not too many experienced players apart from that, right? So it kind of makes sense. I mean, even when Hardik was captain, Ashish Nehra was clearly involved a lot. So I'm not surprised at all that he feels the need to be involved. And I think from Shubman Gill perspective, I mean, learn on the job is what you can hope for it for an Indian cricket perspective, because I think I've told it before on our show as well. I'm pretty convinced that some format or the other, Shubman Gill is going to be the India captain sometime in the future. So from an Indian cricket perspective also, you just hope that he learns on the job. And again,
1-1.
It should be a long off, yeah. So from that perspective, I think learn on the job. I think he's not got the strongest team on paper for sure.
That's true.
There are big weaknesses clearly with both batting as well as bowling. So obviously you just hope that as we go along in the tournament, he does get better at it.
But again, early shout. GT, like some of our colleagues had to say off air, seemed to be a very boring team this time around. It's very weirdly structured. Hardik Pandya was playing that anchor role. He was sort of the glue, between their top order and their middle to low middle order. This time around, they don't have that glue at all. It's just straight up top 3. Uske baad finishers hi hain bas inke paas. Oh, that's a wicket. Mohit Sharma amongst the wickets yet again. Continues to have a very good season this time around as well. Wow, that's a huge wicket. Almost, I would like to say against the run of play, you would expect Abhishek to do well against Mohit Sharma.
But stuck on the pitch.
Yeah, it got stuck. So I believe that was an off cutter, right?
Yeah, it was a cutter.
Seemed like a cutter. A leaning edge, no pace on.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's pace on. And leaning edge there.
No, he rolled his fingers.
Yeah. I thought it was just
Gave it a bit of a cut.
okay. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I hope they show the release point. I mean, his position at release point. But yeah, leaning edge for Abhishek Sharma, who almost tried to drive it on the up. Not exactly the greatest of shots.
But now with Klaasen coming in, this is again the best time to go with
Noor.
Rashid. Noor,
Immediately,
finish it
no
off.
Nalkande.
Yeah.
I would start with Noor actually personally.
Yeah, Noor continues and
Yeah.
then maybe Rashid for an over.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Because you want to dismiss them quickly.
But how does Klaasen play here?
Initially, he probably will look to bide his time. Because again, I mean, there isn't much batting to follow. So again, we are probably going into that territory where they will require one of Washington Sundar or maybe even Nitish Kumar Reddy actually being required.
Actually,
it could be Sundar,
a
but
slightly off option could have seen Shahbaaz now, especially with the threat of the spinners.
Shahbaaz against spinners.
Spin is
has a
very
horrible-
he's woefully horrible against spin. वो pace खेलता है बंदा. Last year we paired him with DK. और भाई मतलब जो कहर मची है पूछो मत. Shahbaaz can't play spin for his life. I'm sorry. I know he has a fantastic run. I mean domestic record. मतलब रणजी में बहुत अच्छा किया है.
So
But
that was my thinking. In the
Yeah.
sense, like you at least play out one over of Rashid or
at
Noor.
best अब्दुल समद को भेज सकते हो. But उसका भी ऐसा नहीं कि spin game बहुत अच्छा है तो उसको भेज
Oh
दे.
man, this is the best time.
Oh,
Best
play.
time for GT
Okay,
to
If
strike.
they get one more here, game's on, bro.
true. The bowling's been very tight in the meantime. Just
They
one
bowled
bounty
beautifully
conceded in the
post
last,
fast
in the last 4 overs. It's going to be very, very, very interesting how Klaasen plays. Anirudh, again, same question to you. If it were, I mean, if you were in the Hyderabad dugout, how do you want Klaasen to play? Or if you are Klaasen yourself, you are in the middle, you know what you can do, but do you want to attack Noor here just like you do usually, or just stay high?
See, I can't talk from if I were Klaasen perspective because I'm sure his confidence is at an all-time high and he'll believe.
Oh,
that
that's a four.
that's a boundary to
That's
start
a
off.
bad ball, yaar. Very
He'll
bad ball.
believe that whether it's Rashid, Noor or anyone else, he'd back himself, right? But from a Hyderabad perspective, again, I hope that Klaasen can play through the majority of the overs which are remaining. And I mean, I want these two to bat at least till the 15th over, right? From here, I'd take 175, 180. So I think, and these two can easily score 65, 70 against the pace which
Yeah,
Gujarat have,
Klaasen alone can.
even in the last 5 overs. So,
Just look at the way he releases, man. Very flexible, very
so in
malleable.
next 5
wrists.
overs, I'd be okay. Even
Oh!
next 5 overs, especially with Rashid expected to come from the other end, I'd be happy even if they just score 35 to 38.
Fair.
And you get to say a position of 115 or so at the end of the 15th over, 115, 120. And then from there on, you can obviously accelerate and try to push
That's
towards
true.
the 180 mark.
That seemed like an undercutter, not exactly an off-cutter. He did give it a bit of a
Yeah.
flick, but yeah, interesting. Meanwhile, again, make no mistake, Klaasen. Oh!
Markham went for the big one.
Yeah, unnecessary slog there. Klaasen, of course, there will be a bit of familiarity because Klaasen and Noor Ahmed played together.
For the Durban Super
Yeah, for the
Giants.
Durban Super Giants, Durban's Super Giants IPSA 20. So there would be a bit of that, help. So look at that.
That's
yaar,
a
matlab,
lovely shot, though.
the release positions. Wow, just it's crazy.
It's already an unorthodox bowling time.
Yeah.
This guy's even more unorthodox.
Exactly,
For left arm wrist spinner.
because the way he's overthrows, the way he's releasing it, it's wow, man. That's something.
But you know what? I think this is the best time for GT to attack with a pacer from one end and a spinner from the other end, rather than just going gungo with Rashid and Noor.
So you
these
get
guys,
Mohit now?
Yeah, Mohit continues.
Continues. Fair. I mean, if Mohit is that pacer shot because he adds value with the cutters. The
Yeah.
ball's also holding up a bit short.
So Mohit, Rashid, then maybe Darshan
Wait.
Nalkande.
Are you saying the next 3 overs?
Yes.
So Noor goes out after
Yes,
this.
because he only has one remaining. So I'll preserve that.
For what?
Just keep him as an option remaining. So I think Rashid is done with 2, right?
Rashin's done with 2. Yeah, 6th over, and then he came back for
So you're
1.
saying Mohit, Rashid, Nalkande next 3.
Yes, Mohit, Rashid.
But don't you
Nalkande.
feel you're letting the game slip away
Yeah.
here? You've got the
because
game almost in chokehold. One
they-
wicket here. You get Klaasen
But
or
they might
Markham.
look to play him out. Who knows?
Okay, I don't have a problem with that, no.
But you need wickets. So let them kind of, if they want to play somebody out, let there be pacers in the mix.
Because
as
I'm
well,
convinced
is what
the
I'm thinking.
confidence Klaasen has, and even Markham should be positive here. I think if they see Nalkande walk in now,
Exactly, yeah.
they're going to attack him from ball 1.
I mean, it is a huge risk, and I'm
And your
not sure
best
if it's
chance is
worth
to
the
get them
reward.
in the initial phase, right? Once they settle as well, it becomes more tricky
Yeah,
as
but
well.
initially that's what I think they'll just look to play these guys
This
out.
over,
If they
I agree
continue
with
to
Mohit,
attack
and
from
after
both
that,
ends.
I agree with Rashid. But then I'm getting Noor and trying to finish him off.
And then Nalkande can they go to Umar Shah and bowl him out?
I don't think so.
What's happened
What
here?
happened here?
All right, we're watching this on mute, guys, so we're not sure what's happening. But Sports Fan earlier said, I'm taking Mohit to the World Cup. To which Sachin says, if you're taking Mohit, might as well take Dala too. He'll captain. What? How did Dala come in?
I think he needs Talat.
ओ तला ए बट नहीं यार तला को डाला कैसे बोल सकते मैं जूनियर डाला सोच रहा हूँ ये कहाँ से आ गया भाई अचानक से
भाई कोहली को स्लोली बोल दिया.
ओ अच्छा वैसा भी हो सकता है
Slow.
this again who was more frustrating Markram or KL Rahul tremendous talent but subpar return so far
KL's done a lot more than Markram, so
okay
from that perspective, and Markram's
no from that
incredible
perspective
batter.
you think
Markram
KL's
didn't-
been more disappointing or Markram
I mean, both have been disappointing. I just feel KL still has a lot more body of work across
Okay.
formats. So
all right Jeet what about you
KL for me to begin with, definitely. And second is James Wins. Number 3 is Aiden Markram. To be fair.
Jeet clearly
Another-
rates James Wins
Man,
very
he's another guy
highly
who keeps throwing it away after
I
getting
agree.
good starts.
I agree producer Saab if you could just help us out here we've already gotten a notification the battery seems to be running low if you could just take care of it I agree in terms of who's more frustrating only because KL Rahul I personally think he has more potential and given that he plays within himself with Markram you can't exactly say that so that's probably why I would say KL has been more frustrating to watch for sure but he could potentially be making a comeback to where next season so that's why I'll hold my thoughts then
I think we get it.
yeah
it sure will happen.
no, not a trade or something. Auction mein to they are going for him.
I'm just saying, whatever it is.
Yeah.
However, you're confident that it'll happen.
I don't know. I'm just saying they will bid for him. Abhi baki dekhte hain. Assuming Lucknow let him go.
No, he can always say, I don't want to be retained.
Yeah, it's his choice.
And it's not his choice. Matlab he has no option but to say that. That's exactly
No, in
another.
the mega auction, whether to be retained or not is his choice. I meant.
No. There's nothing like that. The player has absolutely no power.
No, in the mega auction, the mini auction, he has no power. He cannot leave mid the 3-year contract. So how it works is, so say for example, someone like Rinku Singh's been bought for 55 lakhs, right? This time around, he cannot go to KK and say, I want to leave. I believe I'll get more. But then after this, at the end of this 3-year cycle, he can leave.
I don't think that the
Yeah,
first,
that's-
no,
I mean,
the
I'm pretty
first right of refusal is still with the team. If they want to retain him, they will retain him. They can retain
No,
him, irrespective of
No,
whether
no.
KL.
I mean, for example, Punjab wanted to retain KL, right? And they couldn't because he didn't want to stay long.
No, that's what I was getting to. The teams then let the player go because there's no point having a player against
Yeah,
their
against
wishes.
the-
So it's basically just it makes no sense.
But
That's
at the end
the
of the
only
day, so
point.
that logic is if
Haan,
the player
exactly.
wants to stay or not. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That way, yeah, but I don't think there's any rule that a player can just go.
No,
Right.
there isn't.
So if a player says he doesn't want to stay, then you can't. There's no
So
point.
it always
forcing.
comes out as mutual.
Exactly. Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah. So that's there. That's there for sure.
Especially the powers to be involved, I think it's the player's choice end of the day. In the sense, in the grander scheme of things.
I would say IPL is one of those. I mean, not just IPL, cricket leagues in general give very little power to players. So that, in some sense, is what actually makes it that much more difficult to sort of understand the behind the scenes movements in terms of what's happening and
What's
all of that.
happening to Mohit here now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit while stopping the ball. So.
Oh, all right. Will Avnish, again, AJ Ragnarok, you're lucky that Avnish isn't here. Had he read Avinash there, he would have been super pissed. But will Avnish be at the Wankhede tomorrow? Of course, he will be there. It's the Mumbai Indians taking on Rajasthan Royals. It's also Mumbai's first home game. Hardik Pandya's first home game as MI captain. There's been a lot of chatter around, how they've increased security and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, just
But I think the one place where he should not ideally be booed is Wankhede. But again, if the Royal
I mean,
fans
if he
turn
gets
out,
booed
there's already factions.
yeah,
if he gets
so
booed at
that's
the
the problem.
Wankhede,
Yeah.
this season is done, boss. He cannot recover from that.
Sadly, Ahmedabad set the precedent, right? So it's
Yeah.
going to
I mean,
happen
with
everywhere
Ahmedabad,
now.
I'm glad it happened. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't condone abuse. I'm just saying that it shows that IPL as a league has kind of evolved a bit where you've got clear fan
Tribalism
rivalries.
is, yeah.
But then to see it, and I'm not surprised it happened in Hyderabad considering Rohit's not power, let's say the fan base
Rohit
he
is
has.
of Telugu origin,
Yeah,
so, there
so
is
it
that,
makes
yeah.
sense, and he's played for the Deccan Chargers and all that.
Hope Avnish doesn't get thrown out by the police. Well, he was telling me yesterday. Okay, no, he did tell me that he had an incident yesterday. I'll just leave it to that. We can talk about this off air if necessary. Also, Juchant goes on. Are short, yeah, but
Nice
mid
shot.
on.
I don't think
so.
अंदर
One.
नहीं है, single होगा. We have to move away from all format players. Select ones who are best for each of them. Virat for ODI and Tests, Rohit for Tests and so on. None of Virat, Rohit, Kohli deserve a T20 spot. Where do you stand with this in terms of just not forcing all format players out of everyone?
I mean, I do agree, but how often have we seen that actually happen, right? If this was to happen, we would have two distinctively different teams for, say, a T20I format or for an ODI format. Sadly, it's not happening. So it's something that needs to change, something I definitely support, but sadly, I just don't see how that's going to happen.
I think
enough.
it could, no. I mean, right now it's probably difficult, but in 12 months I can see it happening because I think there'll be 3 different captains for 3 different formats.
Nah. BC says not that proactive.
Oh, okay. You don't think? Okay, Hardik's becoming the next T20 captain, right?
Ideally, yeah,
so,
because he's been captain.
So he'll be the
long.
next T20 captain after this June.
Yeah.
So he's not getting ODI captaincy because he doesn't play enough cricket, right?
But you don't know ना उसको शायद T20 भी ना दे, जिसको ODI captain बना रहे हैं उसी को T20 का भी दे देंगे.
You literally
And
never
who
know.
is going to become that ODI captain? I mean, I'm assuming the ODI captaincy should be KL. So he's probably not in our, he could play T20s, but he's not like a certainty pick, right? So I was just wondering, Hardik for this and KL for this, and test matches we'll see what happens because Rohit I think will be around for at least another 18 months.
You're being too optimistic. I genuinely don't think that's happening because India loves having a superstar, having one captain across formats, jo har jagah. And clearly the way they've been grooming Shubman Gill, he seems to be the front runner. It was supposed to be KL Rahul up until a couple of years ago when he also led India in that South Africa test. He's clearly gone down the pecking order there. Ooh.
Yeah, but Shubman is probably not getting the captaincy ahead of KL and Hardik as now, right?
Not sure. But I mean, we've seen what's happened with our neighbors, right? After the World Cup. Hilarious. मतलब अभी तो हंसी भी नहीं आती यार, क्या पागलपंती है.
I'm just wondering if that Lahore Qalandar's debacle kind of played a role.
How can one season of T20 madness?
He captained in 5 T20s. All of them were in New Zealand. ऐसा भी नहीं कुछ मतलब हुआ है यहाँ पे. खत्म. Ooh.
Nose bowling beautifully.
In the middle of a fantastic spell. Probably the best I've seen him bowl ever. Across.
Man, he had a really good season last year as well. I'm not surprised by what he's doing right now, and that's why from game one, since here, I've been saying Noor Ahmed for me plays simply because Gujarat.
Shot! Yeah, that's a six. Ooh, excellent effort there. Was it Darshan Nalkande? Yeah, deep square.
So my thinking was always that they needed an X factor because the batting clearly lacks that. And Spencer Johnson, okay, he's bowled well, but he's not an X factor bowler at least at this stage of his career, right? So I felt I'd rather go in with an Indian pacer and then get definitely back Noor Ahmed in tandem with Rashid Khan also makes Rashid more effective.
Fair enough. Again, not connected this, but that's the power that Klaasen possesses.
Probably the shorter side as well. That's
so good. Come on, boy. Come on. There you go. There you go.
What a hit.
Klaasen just murders spin, man. It reminds me of Sehwag from the early years of IPL where he used to be like, bhai, off spinners ko to main bowler hi nahi manta waisa. Just the disdain, the sheer disdain with which he clears the ropes. Wow. Very well done. The orange chairs make this look more homely to SRH than GT, lol, says Mohammad Arhan. I mean, yeah, I guess. But kya hi kare uska? It's sad that we're getting to see a lot more orange chairs than heads and jerseys and shirts. Let's hope that won't be the case going forward. Feels like Kohli should be there for T20s. No, so many clutch wins only because of him. Your opinion? All right, let's start with Jeet on this. Oh, waited for the ball there.
No, he's bowled a great spell. So I know 2 sixes and all that, but he's bowled a really good spell. Has brought Gujarat back into the game, but again, Klaasen's the key here.
100%. But yeah, Kohli in T20s. By the way, it's also the strategic timeout. Our producer Sab has just walked out of his cabin, so let's wait for him. Okay, he's also back. Let's have the guess the player contest as well out. All right, okay. We'll wait for it.
Score prediction.
And guys, I completely forgot. Itna hum log beh gaye baat karte karte. The prediction contest, of course, is active right now. It ends. Wait, how many overs done right now?
13 right now.
13 done. Okay, I just wanted to correct myself. All right, 13 overs done. 2 more overs to go. Make sure you key in your predictions by the end of the 15th over. And you stand to win a cool hamper from True Elements. So make sure you key in your predictions and tell us how much you think will the Sunrisers Hyderabad end up with at the end of the first innings. And yeah, you get to stand. I mean, you stand to win a cool hamper from True Elements. You can see the range of products they have. In love with their namkeen mix as well right now. I also see a couple of their trail mixes that I've been gorging on day in, day out. Please do check them out. Hit the link in the description. Check the site out to sort of, find yourself some fantastic products that they have. Now, coming to the Guess the Player contest as well, producers up. Let's have the graphic on. There you go. It's nice and hazy. Of course, it will get a lot more clearer as and when we go. We'll give you some time. If you guys already can guess, let us know who do you think this player is. Again, just shout outs only. All right, let's wait for it. Do you guys have any idea who it is?
I'm a little confused right now with
Okay.
that.
Nice.
I have a
that
name in
image.
mind, but I'm not confident.
All right, fair enough. In terms of predictions, let's ask your predictions as well. Okay, interesting names.
Oh, the score prediction.
Yep.
I'll
What do you
say
think?
167 from here.
Oh, that's low.
167. That's what I'm sticking to.
So you're saying they'll score only 63 runs in the last
7
inning?
overs, yes.
Wow, and Noor is done.
Noor is done.
It's
Rashid
just
is two.
Mohit. Mohit
Rashid
has
is
two. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, Anirudh.
Can I wait till the 15th over? Because I think Rashid's going to come in next.
Okay, you can put in a number. You can change it later.
Right. For now, I'd probably go 177 then.
73 runs. Interesting. All right. We have a slightly more clearer image now. There you go. It's become just that much more clearer. We'll still give you some time. Oh,
bad, man.
that's a
That's
good
tough.
shout, man.
That's a great guess.
Great guess.
No, not mine.
Mayank Markande going on to say cricket nerd. Interesting.
Can
we get it a bit more clearer, producer sir? Interesting names. Someone said Nitish Reddy. Someone said
That's not Nitish Reddy.
yeah, Sanveer Singh.
Upendra Yadav.
I'm very curious.
I think it's Upendra Yadav, but I'm not confident.
Interesting. Almost.
That is Upendra.
It is Upendra Yadav.
Upendra Singh Yadav, the keeper bat, who of course is with the Sunrisers Hyderabad right now. The only domestic keeping option they have right now, because they did, yeah, the only domestic keeping option they have. So someone did guess it. Did guess Upendra Yadav, right? No one did. All right. Sanveer Singh being incorrect. Of course, Nitish Reddy also being incorrect. Excellent shout, Sivi. Of course, it was Bhuvan from Lagan. How did we miss that? Well done on that. And let's see if you guys can get the name right in the second innings. Of course, when we play the contest once again. Rashid's back for his third.
How will Klaasen play this?
To be honest, Rashid hasn't been that penetrative today. He's been fairly easy to negotiate so far.
Yeah, again, I mean, his effectiveness has dropped significantly, but I mean, that's what we are seeing. Any pitch that has no assistance and Rashid is getting belted. That's what happened at Chepog as well, where CSK were really smart in preparing a pitch that does not support the GT spinners. And
Arre,
a beautiful shot.
That's two.
Oh, I thought
That should be two.
Two. Now to two for sure. Miller, by the way, has been ordinary in the field, yeah. Like these are balls you would, entire tournament, not just this ball. And it's so hard to imagine that because the guy has been like a bank when it comes to fielding. One of the safest fielders out there, and he's not been at his best, to say the least. But yeah, coming back to Rashid, do you think on helpful surfaces he would still be just as effective?
He will be definitely much more effective on such surfaces, because then that is when he can actually bring his variations into play. Right now, it does not matter what he bowls, it's barely turning, right?
True.
His pace is off, his lengths are off at times, and as soon as he starts getting bashed, those lengths again start going wayward. So it's probably something that has happened today as well.
All right, Jagneet, hello. Dheeraj Arya asking us, is there watch along for tomorrow's game? Oh my goodness, that's a huge wicket. Huge wicket. Klaasen's livid, absolutely livid, punches the back of his bat there. A bit unnecessary, to be honest. I can't call it a nothing delivery. It wasn't turning, it just went straight through.
But that's the thing, you play Klaasen on his ego and he's going to succumb. And that's the challenge of taking on the two wrist spinners who are quite quick through the air.
Big moment.
Oh man.
This was the wicket. Perfect.
SRH now will be scoring at least 15 to 20 runs low.
That is what I was expecting, hence 167. So
yeah, Dheeraj, just to be clear, yeah, we won't be doing a watch along for tomorrow's game. We are running short on panelists. We will be back, of course, on Tuesday for the RCB LSG game. We will be doing a watch along for that. Surprise, surprise. Chikuji says, bro, the most surprising thing I see when RCB lost the match against KKR, everybody is pointing out that Virat played slow. Nobody spoke about the poor bowling and management. Why always Virat? I mean, handle Chikuji or Virat ki tarafdari kar rahe.
It's obvious.
Yeah. But we'll save all these conversations for the day after Chikuji. We will be talking about this and a lot more. I'm pretty sure Avnish has a thought or two to share about all of this. We were also doing the fan cams. Fans themselves had to say a lot of things.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball.
Shahbaaz always looks at Seaman against spin. He looks so bad. ऐसा लगता है भाई इसको बैट ही पकड़ना नहीं आता. 2 years ago, तीक्षणा को खेलने इसको भेजा था, प्रमोट किया था इसको.
But I think in the first game he smashed a spinner, right?
The first game,
It was against
KKR.
KKR.
He hit Stark.
Yeah, he hit Stark. He didn't
No,
hit
he hit
spin.
the spinner as well.
चक्रवर्ती को इसने मारा था यार, क्लासन ने
This
मारा.
guy hit 2 sixes, right, in that particular
Probably
cameo.
हाँ,
16 of 5 or
16 of 5. Yeah, he got out on the 6th ball.
Yeah,
Stark
one
and
was
Harshit.
Stark.
Harshit potentially. Yeah. I again,
One of them was a spinner, probably.
I'd love to see his record against spin in general because
Oh, it's bad. I'm sure it's bad.
very bad, very
Definitely
bad.
bad.
Nice over from Rashid though there.
Now at least Darshan Nalkande potentially.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can.
now
put
you
him.
have to bring him on.
नहीं तो बेचारा
Otherwise,
कर
what's
क्या
the point
रहा
of having him?
I mean, you can still go back to Umesh and finish, and you don't necessarily.
Azmat? Or just hold him, hold
Nah,
him.
I'll go to Umesh right now. Because
क्यों?
Umesh has 2 left.
हाँ वो दर्शन से करा लो.
I think they'll go for Umesh though. Let's see.
तो मतलब दर्शन फिर कर क्या रहा है
Imagine getting
literally.
substituted after this.
Yeah.
Sometimes
हो गया वही
the
तेरा
game
काम
works
खत्म.
like that, right? Can't do too much about it.
That's a bit sad, I guess. I know Markram is a very good player, but can SRH make the bold move of replacing him with Phillips? Why though, Sachin? Why?
Need Varun for a 6, yeah. CV Varun.
Oh.
That's how he got off the mark, probably.
All right, I asked why, and there we go. We have the answer to the why. Should SRH drop their ex-captain is what the graphic says. Look at those numbers. Since IPL 23, which is when he was made captain, he averages a fairly mediocre 25.7 in the IPL, 15 innings, 308 runs, and that's a 4.
Umesh.
एक तो we'll come back to the graphic and क्या किसका दिमाग था? Who was the big brain behind this move? पागल
I
इंसान.
told you it was going to be Umesh.
But अरे क्या इसमें अच्छी बात नहीं है? What is the
I
point?
mean, not a surprise, right? They just went back to the experienced bowler rather than.
क्या experience?
Oh,
He has experience of only getting hit. Experience ऐसे बोल रहे हो भाई साहब के पास 200 IPL विकेट है 5 के इकोनॉमी में यार. Anyways, coming back to the numbers, IPL 2022, which is when he played for the Sunrisers Hyderabad for the first time as a player. Look at those numbers. A strike rate of nearly 140, an average near almost hitting 50, 47.6 to be precise. 350s in 12 innings, 381 runs. Not really been the case. Has almost been a pale shadow of that version of Markram since then. Do you think he should be dropped though?
I would start Glenn Phillips over this guy, Aiden Markram. A very aggressive option, a great outfielder, and probably a couple of overs of off spin as well. So probably a much more handier option to have right now, considering purely the form right now, not really the talent.
You'd push Klaasen to 4 then?
No, I'll stick with Glenn Phillips at number 4.
Oh.
And keep Klaasen at 5. Because that's why Glenn Phillips has started batting. It's a new role that he has gotten used to. Because I remember Glenn Phillips having, opened a long time in the domestics, but after that he switched to number 4 to kind of help out the Black Caps, and that also is a position where he is excellent.
What they could potentially do is get Tripathi into the team, drop Samad, and then get Phillips in place for Markram as well.
So who bats at number 4?
In that case, Tripathi.
Oh, you're saying Mayank also plays?
Yeah.
Nah.
Tripathi 4, Markram, Klaasen 5, Phillips 6.
Right now the option is head Tripathi, number 3 will be Abhishek Sharma, number 4 Glenn Phillips, number 5 Henrik Klaasen.
No, but what Anirudh is saying is head. Oh!
अरे विकेट ले गया भाई.
Excellent catch यार.
भाई निकालो माकरम को.
वो भी हंस रहा है, वो भी दांत फाड़ के हंस रहा है.
That's it, Markram done, please. Thank you.
They'll give him a few more games for sure.
भाई एक तो कितना गंदा इनिंग्स, ऊपर से उमेश यादव को कौन आउट यार.
That was a nothing shot also. He didn't even aim to
क्या
hit it for a
है?
6. It's not like he tried to hit it. Nothing ball.
Bro, this was there to be hit. मार सकता था. Good catch by the way from Rashid Khan. Running in, yeah. Running in. So Umesh
Tactical
Yadav
drop.
Oh, वो भी अरे
My
इसको
God.
विकेट मिल गया.
Dude.
मिल गया मेरे को विकेट. चलो भाई 4 करोड़ पे लिया है गुजरात टाइटन.
5.8.
वसूल मतलब पूरा वसूल के ही जाएंगे. 5.8. I thought 4. Wow, who is the other team? I don't think.
Somebody was actually fighting. Who will check them? Who was the other team? No offense to Umesh, but
Yeah, clearly no. I mean, definitely no offense.
he's been woefully out of form for a while now.
थोड़ा बहुत न्यू बॉल वैल्यू था, अब तो वो भी कुछ खास दिखता नहीं है. Can't believe.
So Rashid has 1 over remaining, right?
Yeah.
So
Rashid has 1, Umesh has 1, Azmat has 1, Mohit has 2.
and Nalkande has 4.
Yeah. Mohammad Arhan says, after the KKR loss, Akshay is so done with any RCB player, current or ex-lol. You and me both, Arhan.
Shahbaaz.
You and me both. Arhan's also a fellow RCB fan. How do you bench Tyagi for Umesh? Bhai, wicket liya hai Makram ka. Wicket liya hai. So I don't think you can argue with that. Abdul Samad is in. It's Abdul Samad day, guys, says Crick Nerd.
It's that 1 over of Rashid that is going to challenge Samad. If he survives that, then yes, maybe.
मतलब पेस कुछ है नहीं उसको ट्रबल करने के लिए, so he should be able to handle.
He's good at those hard lengths. No?
Yeah.
So, but
oh, is that a 4? Well played, यार.
Well played, Umesh.
भाई उमेश यादव मतलब अच्छा लगता है कि पूरे पैनल में at least we are aligned कि was उमेश यादव नहीं यार. बस करो अभी बस. उमेश यादव 2024 में अगर खेल
रहा है. This is the third GT game I'm doing for a watch along, and it's been traumatic watching Umesh Yadav every game. Every game the same thing. क्या कर रहा है?
क्या बोले यार. Rashid is actually a proper 3D player, deadly with the bat and ball and a gun fielder. Fair enough, fair shout. Oh यार.
Shot.
दिल खुश कर देता है यार. मतलब अब्दुल समद यही चाहिए भाई, यही चाहिए. मार इसको मार.
So I will 177.
And yeah, guys, sorry.
I'll just bring it to 172 now.
172 is what Anirudh says. I'm guessing you're sticking to 167.
Yeah, same.
Guys, 15 overs done. Make sure you've keyed in your predictions. Let us know how much you think will Sunrisers Hyderabad end up with at the end of the first innings. And you stand to win a cool hamper from True Elements. So make sure you've keyed in your predictions already. RK Crick Talkie is going on to say, Afghan boys everywhere. Umar Zai picking Mayank. Noor picking Abhishek, Rashid sending Klaasen, and Rashid now takes a beautiful catch to send Makram home. Fair enough, we have been contributing quite a bit to Gujarat Titans, right?
And he's actually... Oh, okay, this is
in
about...
General,
in general, yeah, why not? I mean, they've got most players who are X-factors, aren't they?
Yeah.
There are many more better players who sadly have missed out, but yeah, I mean, great contributors in all facets.
Mohit now? Or
Rashid, definitely Rashid. Because Abdul Samad is the priority right now. Even Shahbaaz is weak, so I think it makes sense to go with Rashid.
But make no mistake.
Darshan Nalkande for 3 overs now.
Death over specialist.
So, Sandeep Sharma role.
Okay, how much does Mohit have? He has 2 left, right? So he's probably covering up for
Umesh. Or Umesh.
Possibly, yeah.
Now you would imagine Umesh. Don't tell me Umesh is going to bowl another.
Umesh is done, that's it.
Yeah. But do you think this is the case where जब हम गली क्रिकेट खेलते हैं तो भाई सबको एक चांस तो मिलना चाहिए. एक दे देते हैं उसको. वैसा वाला सीन तो नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ.
But I think fair, Abhi. I mean, they would have thought about something here. So let's see. It could work out. Who knows? But I thought Rashid would have made sense with 2 batters who are quite weak against spin. So
wide surely.
और इस पेस पे मतलब this was a slow ball of course, but the first ball was late 120s. He's clearly lost out on a yard of pace, if not more. This is something we'd also spoken about off air. Like Darshan Alkande's thoughts on him, because he seemed like a very exciting prospect when he first burst onto the scene
as well initially, right?
Yeah, 21 Punjab Kings, 22 Gujarat Titans. Since then, that is with the Gujarat Titans, was a very exciting prospect. Then, still the case now?
No, it's not. I mean, so this guy was one of the contenders for the Indian pace. I mean, he was on the horizon, quick, nippy, and there was a lot about this guy in terms of potential. But the injuries has marred his career big time. So that pace is gone, that accuracy is gone. He's barely a shade of what he could have potentially been right now had injuries not played a huge part. So again, he's just coming back from an injury, so he hasn't got that consistent run in the domestic side. So if he can probably have an injury-free stint, which is quite long, then again, I mean, there is some kind of a hope.
Despite that, he gets the go ahead of Karthik Tyagi. So where is he right now then?
So Karthik Tyagi also has had a few injury concerns of late, but I don't know how they are looking at this, but Tyagi actually could have been a good option. But again, I mean, that inconsistency it's something that's always been an issue with Karthik as well. So it's about whom they think might be, ideal to support or play a support role to Mohit. Spencer, let's forget Spencer, but I mean, Umesh could have been replaced.
Exactly.
What we thought initially, but Maybe next game we might see Karthik Tyagi as well coming into the mix.
And you would imagine Sai Kishore will also have to come in, right?
Sai Kishore, yeah, potentially.
Hey, yaar, Shahbaaz.
So where do GT play next? Is it a home game?
GT play on Thursday.
Against Punjab.
Yeah,
I think they play here only Ahmedabad.
Oh, then you have to get Karthik Tyagi in without any doubt.
Oh, Prab Simran,
Yeah, Prab
sabko.
Simran, Sam
Jitesh.
Curran, Jitesh
Yeah,
Sharma.
fair. And Liam Livingston himself seems to be a doubtful starter.
Yeah, he's a doubtful starter now.
yeah.
So I think Sikandar Raza might come in his place.
I think Riley Russo is more likely. We'll see.
No,
So
Sikandar
I
is-
doubt it.
Yeah, more like for like that. Ball के साथ उनको शायद अगर कुछ चाहिए तो.
Plus, Russo is a top order batter, whereas
They
Sikandar
need a
Raza
number
fits in.
4, right?
Yeah, so Raza is fine.
Thank you so much, Shivam. And in case you guys missed it, by the way, no, that's not in the gap. We've hit 50k subscribers today, guys. So March 31st is definitely a red letter day for us. Thank you so much for all your support. Onwards and upwards from here, of course. And fingers crossed, this is the first of many such milestones going forward. And we would, of course, always wish for your support and your engagement, importantly. It's thanks to people like you, viewers like you, that we also feel motivated to comment, talk, rant, give our opinions, react to games, just talk about it, even when GTCSK is just sort of, matlab, kahin nahi ja raha hai.
Just observation, Nitish Kumar Reddy
Is padded. I'm already excited. Let's have it. Wicket.
What you anticipate?
That's a wicket. That's a wicket. That's a wicket. अरे यार, जा भाई जल्दी निकलने को नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी.
Yeah, I want to see Nitish Reddy play.
Next over.
So,
Rashid.
So the warm-up games as well. I don't know if you follow the scores. He
He did.
absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
I don't know who he played against, but
Yes,
bat
I-
and bowl. I mean, I know with I didn't who exactly were the opposition bowlers, whether they were second string or not. But his numbers were incredible. I actually thought he'd start game 1.
same. And in fact, so last year during the World Cup, we were in Hyderabad and we'd gone to Sridhar's academy to sort of interview him and talk about all of it. So, personal conversation, I just told him, I'm really looking forward to seeing Nitish Kumar Reddy. I hope he gets a chance. He himself told, like, I hope in the next 12 to 18 months, the guy gets a solid shot, IPL mein and all, and he's really someone to look forward to. I hope, man, I hope.
Oh, he's a fantastic striker. And again, that new ball value.
New
This
ball
is
value,
exactly what
exactly.
we were anticipating, right? If
He
they
took Rohit's wicket also last year.
end up having a bit of a collapse, and we might see Nitish because he's a far better batter and a far better striker than Washington Sundar, especially down the
100%.
order.
Yeah, 100%.
And this over could actually see him walk in. That's
Oh,
a poor
ganda
ball.
ball!
It's a boundary.
Excellent
Boundary.
fielding, yaar. Is that Darshan Alkande? Excellent fielding effort. Saved 2 runs for sure. By the way, Darshan's over going for what, just 6 runs if I'm not
It was
wrong.
good over, yes. So again, that change of pace,
Yeah.
Sandeep Sharma kind of role.
Oh,
But Mohit will bowl the 17th and the 20th. So 19th is probably going to be Azmat or
No,
Darshan.
Nalkande.
Darshan,
Nalkande will
no.
bowl another one. Azmat is done and so is Umesh. Oh man, Rashid, 1 wicket here.
That's gone.
Arey,
Oh,
bhai,
good ball, though.
yaar. But I don't know if you guys observed, Rashid's bowling well behind the crease. I thought this was 1 ball, but no. Come to think of it, I've seen at least twice him bowling almost from the line
But
of the
we've
stump.
seen this before as well. So I'm not entirely surprised.
No, but him consistently doing
That's
that.
true. Yeah.
Especially with this back issue, I don't know why would you want to do that, but yeah, yaar, thoda to confidently maar le.
So basically, when a batter starts to sweep every ball, it's a good
DK.
indication that this guy is not able to pick
Yeah.
up
That's basically DK for you.
DK every ball.
Sivi, I guess this is for sorry, Jeet, this is I guess for you. Sivi says, will we ever see a day when the pitch report, when the experts get their pitch report right, they call it an absolute road.
Oh.
It doesn't look like one. It definitely is a road. I mean, apna MG road jo Bangalore mein na, वैसा वाला road hai. It's not a highway. That's it. But Jeet, thoughts on this?
So I think they again went for a generic one where the average first inning score reads like 2-1, 2 or 2-1-6. So it's going to be a road. I mean, that's how it is played, right? So it's the easiest way out.
It's
It's always easy. It's a good batting wicket. Standard observation. Ooh, off the bat.
It reminds me of Ravi Shastri at Coms like 7 years ago. 40 to win in 4, ऐसा कुछ चल रहा. All 3 results are possible. They can win, they can lose, it can also be a tie. भाई कुछ तो बता. Of course, we know all 3 are possible. इसमें क्या है? What's the insight here? But sure, you can't blame them. This is a chat we also had off there, right? Like, you can't entirely blame them because they see so many surfaces getting it right as well as ITC and Samad, yaar. बहुत ही बढ़िया shot यहाँ पे.
That was floated a little bit, but he played it beautifully.
Nicely done, nicely done. Not a bad over, 9 runs coming off of it. Darshan Nalkande now. Bhai Abdul Samad.
Mohit, right? Mohit.
Oh, Mohit Nalkande, Mohit. Okay, so Darshan then bowls this too. So he's basically finishing Umarzai and Umesh's quota.
Yes,
To be clear.
yeah. One
And-
over each.
Yeah. यार उसको तीसरा ओवर तो मिल जाना चाहिए. वो उमेश का ओवर
हाँ,
नलकंडे को
यार, उमेश अभी पता नहीं.
क्या बोल रहे हैं अभी?
Maybe
Took
Neeraj
Markram's
is called.
wicket still.
Hmm?
Took Markram's wicket, big boom.
अरे माकरम है वो भाई. 19 बॉल में 17 बना के गया. कोई तोड़
3
नहीं
overs
था.
28, man, the most expensive bowler.
All right. Let's see how Mohit Sharma does now. 3 overs to go again. So you're saying 30 runs, you're saying 35 runs. Fair shout. I mean, just,
167,
Yeah.
still the same.
just to make a game out of this, I'll say 40 runs. So 177 is what I'll go with. भाई दिखा दो यार, कितना दिखाओगे ग्राफिक? अग्रवाल मार्करम 2 मतलब NP is almost like क्या?
So Nitish is going to come in place of what? Head, right? Travis Head is going to go out.
But he can still bowl. I would okay, but
I mean,
Agarwal's
that's
a
what
good
they did in the
batter.
previous one as well.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's true. Agarwal is still a good fielder. Sorry, is that straight
No,
to
no,
deep
no,
yeah,
deep
sorry.
mid? यार,
I don't think we're going to see Nitish now.
too late.
Cummins will come in.
No, but I would say इसी over में अभी जाता है ना, तो you might still see him. Thank you so much, RK Crick Talkies.
You think
Great
so?
to have fans like you. No, but इस over में अगर
8
wicket जाता है,
balls.
he would still go to Nitish, right? 12 balls is still.
Well, I
good
think
enough.
Washington could be really a big player here.
But Nitish, again, it's not like they have too many new ball options any which way. So Nitish and Bhuvi with the new ball is not a bad duo to have.
So who are the pace options?
Bhuvi,
Besides
Cummins,
Bhuvi and Cummins?
Umran, Unadkat.
No,
Unadkat
2011.
plays.
Unadkat, right?
Oh, good
Well
ball, yeah, good ball, man. Mohit's
Man,
been bang on with
He's
his
going to
Yorkers,
the
with his
Caribbean,
length
bro.
balls.
If India pick 4 pieces Caribbean, he's going.
रुक जाओ भाई, मतलब अभी भी इन्हीं के 10 मैच, 10 क्या 11 मैच बचा है इसके बाद.
I'll now actually go for Washington.
Yeah, it's too late.
I'll now go for Washington. That is okay. So Sai Sudarshan is in the opposition ranks.
Yeah, he is definitely
Miller.
David Miller.
Tewatia.
Tewatia.
Yeah, we need good spinners on this ground as we have day game there. But look at our spin bowling, says King. Wait, when you say we, who are you
He's
referring to?
referring to SRH.
Or is he an RCB?
I'm sure
That's what. Is he an RCB fan? I don't even know. King लिखा है. तो भाई आप किस टीम को सपोर्ट कर
Oh,
रहे
as
हो?
we have day game there. Okay, so he's talking about some future game.
Oh, RCB GT is a day game.
It's
in
a day
Ahmedabad.
game.
Yeah, it's a day
Wow.
game. Okay, so clearly he's RCB.
RCB actually
RCB,
played
yeah.
2 sets of back-to-back. I think they play KKR also. No, sorry, SRH also back-to-back. And then they play Gujarat.
True. Sarich has done the good thing by giving captaincy to Pat Cummins. Markram is clearly not an IPL player, says Surya Sai. What makes you think Pat Cummins
But
is?
Pat Cummins is not even a T20 player.
Yeah, मतलब भाई वो
Imagine if Pat Cummins would have gone the same way as Mitchell Stark. Imagine how horrible the situation would have been, right?
which he will eventually. I'm pretty sure.
That's
वो भी थोड़ा
what I
खाएगा,
expect
yeah.
as well. That's what I expect as well. He's not a good T20 bowler. And that's the huge risk, right? That the management has taken.
True.
They've invested so much on him.
So far, he's been bowling those safe overs. मार यार सीधा इसको.
The gap, no.
भाई यार. And guys, please, in case you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to us. Make sure you've hit the like button as well, because that's how YouTube's algorithm works. That's how live streams are promoted. So please do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to us. We've hit 50K earlier today. Let's hope we can sort of move on to further milestones over the course of the IPL itself. It'll be great. 2 balls to go in the 18th over. Just 3 runs coming off of it. Zilch in terms of boundaries. Field dekh raha hai. Ek sweeper cover. Deep mid, deep square. Sorry, deep square, deep mid. Deep square को और fine किया हुआ. Almost fine leg और deep square के
This guy is
बीच में.
primarily a leg side hitter. So
Shot! यार.
low full toss 6.
Yeah. Again.
Come on. Lovely.
Yeah.
Played.
It's not easy. Low full toss को मारना. Well done. Got underneath the ball there. Nicely done. Shahbaaz यार. Abdul Samad क्या cutting a corner? I mean, turning a new leaf, so to say. अच्छा खेला यार यहाँ पे.
Yeah, good knock. Definitely is. Again, changed the momentum here with this quick fire knock and nullified the slow knock from Shahbaaz Ahmed. So, and now is his time again. Last over will be Darshan Nalkande. So,
that's a potential 20 run over there would
it
do
can
wonders.
be. You never know. Yeah.
That's for sure.
So, best thing is to keep it outside the off stump.
But outside the off, the thing is, वहाँ पे they only have a sweeper
so you
cover.
need to have protection.
I straight to deep mid. कोई नहीं.
कोई नहीं. Try to retain kiya.
Exactly, that's important. Please talk about Shahbaaz and Samad slotted at 6 and 7. This can't work, says sports fan.
I mean, on the lines of what we were speaking earlier, right? If they lose wickets, then definitely in terms of their potential target, it's coming down, and it has clearly. When Klaasen and Markram, we were looking at anything in the excess of 180.
That's
Here, they'll have to bat really well to cross 170, right? So, and even, I mean, referring to the last game, I said Markram played an important role. No, I'm not saying he played a game-changing role, of course, but he ensured that 277 in some ways was possible because you ensured that slightly weaker batters like Samad and Shahbaaz didn't have to come into the game at all. So in that way, again, top heavy in some ways. New ball wickets, massive against Sunrisers.
But what is Shahbaz's role यार? मतलब ball भी कभी कभार power play में डाल देता है, वहाँ पे भी थोड़ा मार खाता
yeah,
है.
again, that's. I mean, you go back to Washington Sundar, his stocks have fallen pretty low, right? For the fact that Shahbaaz isn't your 4-over bowler. Shahbaaz can bat. I mean, Washington can bat too, but again, kind of shows how Washington's stocks fallen as well. But again, I think if he moves to another team where clear role clarity, what's expected of him, then I think he'll do much
I mean,
better job.
RCB couldn't figure it out for years, right?
But RCB, no, come on. I will still have here. I'll have to defend the team. Last 2 years, he was good for them.
Yeah, he bowled a lot in the
There
power
was
play.
role clarity.
Yeah.
I don't deny that.
Yeah, and that's where I want to understand. SRH bought him for 8.5 crores. He clearly performed that power play role for RCB, and he done that fantastically for them. Like, I really have to say fantastic, because भाई उसने 30 ओवर डाला था शायद.
I mean, that's how he got into the Indian team as well.
Exactly.
He was a power play
in
bowler.
the 2020 season, 30 ओवर डाला था, economy under 6, the only bowler to do so. And SRH में आके फिर से middle overs में डालने लगे. He didn't get an over in the power play in the 22 season.
So again, I think next season, once the mega options happen again, it's a big move for him where he goes and what kind of role he's
Could
given.
go to CSK as well. Has he connected it?
I
No,
think
no.
That's a chance.
Good.
Oh,
yeah, Rahul Dev. No, who's that? Umesh.
Hey, Umesh Yadav, man.
Man,
Legend.
that was a tough chance, bro. That was a really tough chance.
Umesh देखा ना, हम
He's
खुश
just
हो
taking
गए
the
बस.
Mickey out
Yeah,
of
exactly. उमेश देखा कि
He
नहीं
just need a reason to
Yeah.
bash him.
उमेश देखा कि नहीं कि ताली मारना शुरू, बस अभी वो अच्छा करे कि नहीं. I really had high hopes for Sundar.
I still do, man. Washington Sundar, I think, could still be a big player for India. Very talented player.
अरे इंजरी से थोड़ा मतलब दूर तो हो जाए पहले तो, उसके बाद देखने क्या होता है. But producers साहब, if you could go back to the previous comment though, that was an interesting one. Kushal says, have a funny feeling Shahbaaz might be one of the contenders of player of the match today. Will be a good low scoring thriller. Wow.
We were talking about a lot of left hand bats, so we'll
Yeah,
see how
so-
much bowling he'll get.
But wow, interesting Kushal.
Shot.
भाई ये मार सकता था
That's
यार.
in the slot.
Strike दे दिया अभी इसको. So
Sadly,
far,
we'll have to
again,
wait another day to watch Nitish bat then.
that's true. But good over from Nalkande so far. And again, just kept it. He didn't concede a boundary in the last over. He's bowled 3 balls so far. He's bowled 8 balls at the death. And zilch in terms of boundaries. Not too bad again.
So what's interesting is, I mean, that's what Mohit is also doing, right? In terms of
Yeah.
the variations and the lens that he's setting. So basically,
So he
they've
just
got
told, Shubman just told that, I think he's asking him to bowl it on the wicket
अरे
in terms of
शाहबाज
take
है,
pace.
कुछ भी कर लो फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
He's gonna
that's
hit a
an
6
indication.
this
Nitish is out now.
Yeah.
Nitish is out of reckoning.
That was sure.
That's the ball he bowled.
Oh! Egg on my face. Happily taking it. For sure. Excellent shot.
I mean, Shubman wanted him to bowl that because he clearly
You think he also read it? I mean,
He
also knew of
expected it.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe Nalkande doesn't have the Yorker or
No, he
the
does.
No, he bowled
does, he
ना.
does.
दो Yorker
I mean,
अच्छे से
done-
डाला था.
to
I don't think
deliver
he
it
got the line or
consistently.
even
Yeah.
the length right. He wanted to
दोनों
bang it
गलत.
in.
Yeah.
An off cutter that was banged in. But
Sat
that
up
was-
nice.
Ideal line would have been leg stump, middle leg stump, or length थोड़ा और fuller and
You mean the off stump?
off cutter था ना. I
हाँ.
wouldn't want him to bowl it off से और ज़्यादा इस तरफ. So I would have
Okay.
wanted him to start somewhere middle and leg. ये तो पूरा leg. This was probably fifth to sixth stump, well outside leg. So that's where I felt. अरे यार.
That is the ball you should bowl. That's better.
हाँ, but
In terms
this
of
was
length.
again he could have just picked this up यार. Just used the pace. Slow ball नहीं था ये.
So I'm not sure of
I
that.
think it was a slow ball.
It didn't seem like a slow ball to me. Just went.
So
Yeah.
it was-
Oh, slow one. भाई,
That's
but
more like it.
ये फिर भी.
But
she
better
should've-
than that previous ball.
for sure. Dheeraj says, I'm looking forward to the mega auction. I'm happy with the WPL trophy for this year. You and me both, Dheeraj. You and me both. खुश हो गए हम खत्म.
During the innings break, we'll talk a little bit about Lucknow.
Fair enough. Wait, the what?
Calm down.
What is that? Yeah, you. No,
That's
no,
gone,
bad.
Bad.
You cannot, Kaushal, please, when we that was intentional. There's no way one of the guys says something
I've,
like
I've
that.
heard that before, so
You
it's
refer
not
comments?
completely, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on.
Worse than Kammo.
They've reviewed it though.
That's worse than Kammo.
मेगा हो या मिनी आरसीबी की बोल आरसीबी की बॉलिंग तब भी खराब रहेगी बेकार मैनेजमेंट है चीकू जी छोड़ो भाई बाकी बातें बाद में करते हैं बट I was reading this yesterday कि supposedly in the next 3-4 years Chinnaswamy, Chipog, Mankade, they all can sort of be a thing of the past, a relic of the past, because Chennai has already announced that they are building this, high performance center, a new venue, a new stadium, and all of that.
But that's about 100 kilometers from Chennai, so it's definitely.
But what people are saying is, given that the new TV rights and all will potentially make all of the older teams, the older A teams, unicorns, they'll get a lot of money right now. Given that a lot of teams will now want to invest on better facilities, on newer grounds. Do you think? I mean, how much of it do you actually buy? Like, how much of that argument do you actually buy? Ki RCB struggle also because they don't have a surface that they can sort of build a fortress out of.
But are you aware of, RCB looking to build a ground which is a lot more larger or anything? Or do you think it's going to happen?
No clue. That I was just saying talks. I have no clue. Just speculation. But thinking out loud, do you agree with that argument in the first place? Ki Chinnaswamy has a big factor to play in why RCB haven't succeeded in general.
For RCB, definitely yes. But on the contrary, it's what has exactly worked for CSK, right? Chepok in the conditions in the
True.
pitch. But for RCB, yeah. Conditions over here at the Chinnaswamy, the pitch, the dimensions, they probably need a change. They need a bigger ground. But then again, that's where the batting might start to falter. So who knows at the end of the day?
No, I think again, Chinnaswamy hasn't helped them. But at the same time, I don't think it's a practical solution to move away. You just have to find a way around it. I think you have to take inspiration from the likes of Mumbai Indians, right?
Oh, no. That's gone.
I think.
That's gone. Unless it's dropped. Yeah, that's gone. Fairly
So
straightforward catch.
you've taken inspiration from someone like Mumbai, right? You have to build a batting lineup which is powerful from 1 to 7. And bowling is built around that one guy. Of course, you're not going to find a Jasprit Bumrah in the auction. Of course not. But I still believe that you can do a better job. This time, for the mini auction, I clearly understand their hands were tied. I think they realized that Hasaranga plus an overseas fast bowler really left their batting short. And last season, it did definitely get exposed.
And
So
Patidar's injury, all of that is exacerbated.
Exactly. So they felt that they needed 3 batters. Again, me and Avnish were talking about it the other day in terms of potential retentions. So RCB could again look at it in such a way that if they do retain the likes, I mean they'll retain Virat, Maxwell, and Fab for sure.
Not
Sorry, Virat, Maxwell, and Siraj. Sorry.
अभी दरवाजा खोल के अनिरुद्ध भाई को दिखा देते हैं भाई.
No, I got it by mistake. Virat, Maxwell, and Siraj, and the other one is between Cam Green and Patidar, right? So the thought was, whoever you retain, you've kind of got 3 slots of the top 4 filled, and if you retain Patidar, you only used 1 overseas slot. So you've got 3 overseas slots which you can use. Say for one is obviously going to be a foreign fast bowler. So they have got in Washington Sundar,
of course.
So I mean, would you
But
not send
Pat
Cummins?
exactly. Why wouldn't you send Pat Cummins now?
Only SRH can explain that.
यार वेटोरी तू क्या है भाई तू?
I mean, Cummins has been in good hitting form as well.
Yeah. Mayank Agarwal being
Mayank
replaced.
Agarwal is gone.
Heads bowling. I'm guessing.
Maybe they are backing it.
Maybe they
Because
want
also
they want head for the
Abhishek
super
Sharma
over.
rolling his arm over in the
Yeah.
game.
They probably want head for the super over.
इतना foresight नहीं है भाई.
Producer, just keep that clip ready, okay?
Timestamp
Head
note
for the
कर.
super over.
An update on Hasranga asked. Oh my goodness,
No
that's a
man, he's
wicket.
gone.
Impact. Lovely impact.
Instant impact.
First ball impact.
ये होता है impact player का role. बताओ यार.
And now Cummins is going to walk in.
Cummins is going to hit 2 boundaries and Jeet's going to get his score right.
No, Cummins अभी एकदम headed to
क्या
boundary.
logic है यार.
Yeah, भाई बेचारा समझ को मौका ही नहीं मिला है last over में खेलने का.
I watched Washington in this match as well, and I was like, oh man, I was not convinced. His bowling is nowhere near being good. His batting, forget it. I'm sorry, but I'm not a huge fan of Washington Sundar when it comes to this format. There was a time when his bowling was really good in power play, be it LHBs or RHBs, but I'm sorry, he's nowhere near being good enough right now. None of the games. I mean, even the pitches were conducive to his style of bowling, but this guy was just struggling.
I mean, I wonder what his dad has to say now. But Pat Cummins will, of course, walk in now. An update on Hasranga asking Surya.
He's ruled out of the tournament.
Yeah, he's ruled out of the tournament. And it'll be interesting who do Sarich sign, as a replacement, something we also spoke about earlier on. So you can sort of go back and check that out.
Ooh.
They need to go to a bigger ground, agreed. Where is the place? Even Allur is also not feasible. हाँ, Allur उससे भी ज़्यादा छोटा.
Allur में तो production का issue है. कहाँ से करेंगे? Broadcasters पहले ही ना बोल देंगे. Oh, hat-trick ball.
चलो देखते हैं Cummins. Will he give the strike to Abdul? Okay, not bad. कम से कम single तो लिया. भाई साहब यार मोहित शर्मा क्या है यार? This is definitely not on my bingo card.
He's only gone for one boundary, the Samad 6. Apart from that, I think he's not gone for boundaries. Producer can probably check in, let me know. But yeah.
But again, not on my bingo card for sure. Ki Mohit Sharma will come back with a fantastic second season.
He actually bowled better this season than last.
He's turned back the clock.
Yeah, he bowled even better because I think in the first game again he changed the game completely. Against in the CSK game he pulled things back beautifully for them, and again here as well.
How old is he? I mean, he's been playing
35 or 36. I think.
Okay. So नहीं mega auction में retain तो नहीं होगा.
34 I believe, but I'm not sure.
क्योंकि 2013 में IPL debut किया था उसने.
He's been around the block for a while. Long
yeah.
while.
11 साल तो I don't know how old was he.
35.
35. Interesting. तो mega auction में retain तो नहीं होगा फिर, like too old then. 36 to 39.
Never know.
Gone is he?
नहीं. Single.
Man, Dheeraj, the problem for RCB
hasn't Cummins. He's backing himself to clear the ropes here.
Dheeraj, the problem for RCB hasn't been making the playoffs, in fact. And they made it the most number of times after the Chennai Super Kings and the Mumbai Indians. It's obviously the fact that they don't finish top 2 enough, right? Top 2 is a big factor.
That's true.
I mean, the only team which is, again, not won that IPL after somehow conspiring to finish in the top 2 is also RCB. But again, your best shot is to finish in the top 2. So that's the aim for every team, is to build a team which finishes in the top 2.
For sure. It'll be interesting. Someone please tell Mohit to stop the celebration. What are these batters smoking to not even hit him at such a low speed? Bhai. बहुत अच्छा. Oh wow, below 100.
Oh, gap. No. 162.
Arey,
Samad.
Cummins yaar.
Cummins wanted to keep his average high, not bad.
No run मारा, क्या average रखा? 6 low balls in the last over, yaar. In terms of Mohit Sharma bowling,
that's only 57 in the last 7 overs, by the way.
Yeah. He's nailed the speeds, he's nailed the length. Clearly, you can't possibly look at it that way, right?
The problem is, if you're bowling that much slower, you don't give the pace to work with, right? And he mixes up the lengths as well. He's got the bouncer, he's got the Yorker, which is straight, he's got the slower ball, which goes away from the batter as well. He's definitely got a great bag of tricks. And I mean, the fact that he's been successful for 2 years in the running now kind of shows that he's got his game well sorted.
100%.
And not an easy role. I mean, he just comes in both from the 12th, 13th over usually.
That's true. The consistency with which he bowls is what makes him so effective. Exactly. Almost, okay, since Arhan has sort of mentioned that name, even Vaishak, similar to the other day, where he was very consistent with his lines and lengths, which is what made him that much more effective.
Looks like conditions player. That day, for that Chinnaswamy wicket, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But definitely, bowlers have to be, I mean, for bowlers to be on top of their game, they'll also have to have a few tricks, right? You can't possibly think of being a one-trick pony and expect to be effective throughout.
You can't. If you really want to survive in this format and have that longevity, you need those variations and you've got to be really smart. Now look at Mohit Sharma. He's got off cutters, he's got leg cutters, he's got back of the hand. Yeah. He's got so many variations, right?
Yeah.
That is what is working out. Yeah. So initially we thought the pitch is going to be quite flat, but I think the best time to judge whether a pitch is good or bad is when Mohit Sharma comes into the action, right? Because whenever his slower cutters start gripping and holding up, it's probably a good indication that the pitch is a little bit tacky and it's not completely flat, because none of these short deliveries or these slower deliveries sat up well for the batters to smash, right? Stuck in the crease. So.
All right. Okay. AS says no. My producer Saab has cleared ki boss nahi. And you guys 161. Acha, 162 was the total. Sorry, I thought for a second AA saying ki boss he's won it. If I'm not wrong, AA has won already once before in this IPL. So I'll have to once again congratulate you on that.
Thoughts on the score?
Let's start here.
Sorry?
Thoughts on the score?
It will be chased down. I think Gill is going to have a good game. That's what I'm expecting. Even Sudarshan might actually succeed here.
So I've got this number. So Gill has been dismissed by Bhubaneswar 3 times in 9 innings. So he doesn't have the greatest of records against Bhuvi. But again, he got a century the last time Gujarat played Sunrisers here at the Ahmedabad Stadium. But again, I think 15 shot, I don't think it's the easiest of track. I think 180 would have been par. But at the same time, if you're Sunrisers, you get Shubman Gill out and you see how the others react again. They're not the most confident batting lineup, at least as of now. Shubman Gill is the key. If Shubman Gill bats anywhere near 8, 9, 10 overs, the game's done, of course. But again, if you get him out early, then game's on for sure.
True, and also this is exactly the kind of total that you would expect someone like a Sai Sudarshan to sort of do well in, because not too high, so he can take his time to space around and all of that. So it'll be very interesting to see. Abdul Samad, of course, he is right now talking to the broadcasters in terms of how the surface is going. Jeet, the knock that he played again, this goes on to show that potential to hai bande mein. Do you think he's someone sort of to keep a keen eye on in terms of for the future at least? I know he's not young or anything, but yeah, even then.
Can be, but again, he needs to expand his range. And right now what happens is that the good thing about Abdul Samad is something that's not applicable to many Indian batters, which is this guy can bash high pace. If you look at the kind of bowlers that he has smashed.
Rabada, Nokia, Bumrah.
Rabada, Nokia, Bumrah. I mean, look at those names. I mean, that speaks for himself, right? So that part is sorted. In terms of range hitting, he's very limited to down the ground on the leg side. Yeah. Offside, it's not there. The same thing applies to spin as well. He's not really good against the spinners. So a fair guy to keep an eye upon, but this guy has a lot of work to do right now. That's what I personally believe.
Interesting. Also, of course, 162 for 8 is what the score is at right now. And like I said earlier, we have hit 50k today. So March 31st is something we will be looking back on very fondly. And we've also made a video for all of you guys out there. So producer Saab, let's have the video right now.
If there was a 11th team in the IPL, where should they come from?
I think Northeast is missing. Something from Guwahati, Assam.
I'm from Madurai, so I hope it will be a Madurai franchise.
And what would you call them?
Madurai Super Lions, maybe.
Bihar has a huge population, or another South Indian Kerala team would be nice.
We don't have anything for Kerala as of now because previously we had Kerala Tuskers.
From Indore.
From
Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay. And what would you call Jammu and Kashmir?
Team Crown.
Okay, Jammu and Kashmir Crowns.
Now Kannadi grows, so I would like to see Mysore or Hubli.
I think it should be Goa. Yeah, Goa would be fun, I think.
What would you call them then, if it's Goa?
Goa Gamblers.
Gamblers?
Go Goa. Gone.
The GGG?
Yeah.
And GG to coach them.
Yeah.
Okay, super. But thank you so much. Please subscribe to cricket.com on YouTube and tell everyone about it. How much are you guys spending on tickets today? Because we've heard that RCB is one of the most expensive stadiums to watch a game.
30k.
30k?
30k और आपको पता है टिकट कैसा आया है?
कैसे आया?
5 मिनट बस 5 मिनट था ऑनलाइन में लाइन लगाया हुआ है जैसे फर्स्ट इंस्टाग्राम पे टिकट अवेलेबल हो गया बोल के डाला ऐसी वेबसाइट पूरा क्रैश हो गया.
I spent 6k. I got them on the website itself.
6,000. What are you expecting? 6,000 ticket is a lot of money.
We're hoping to see a very interesting match, a huge score and a good chase.
Eshtaito.
5,300.
But do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it to see RCB thrash the other opponent.
So I got it pretty early. I spent around 3,500.
Is it worth it?
Yes, definitely. I mean, compared to people who are spending like 7-8k for their tickets, I feel like 3.3 stars. Quite a bit.
How much is that?
That's quite a bit.
Can you tell us how much you did?
It's quite a bit.
He's all letting loose over here.
अबे मत कर. तेरी फैंटेसी टीम में पता है क्या मिसिंग है? 2 रिस्ट स्पिनर्स जो तेरे
असली फैंटेसी मतलब फैंटेसी रिसर्च सेंटर यूज करो और अपनी टीम बनाओ. खेलो असली फैंटेसी ऑन cricket.com.
All right, we're back. It's match number 12. It's the Ahmedabad. It's the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. 163 Jeet. In terms of options for Hyderabad, who would you go to? Bhuvi, of course, is starting. Do you think Washi could potentially come in early on today?
Man, I don't think Washi is the right option. I don't think they'll do that, but I'd personally go to Pat Cummins with a new ball. Riddhiman Saha, Shubman Gill, I think was been dismissed previously as well. And both of them have a relatively similar weakness. I mean, Saha has more weaknesses, but probably the best way to go about it right now with a new ball is to have the best two new ball bowlers in your side and try to look for early wickets. Get Sai Sudarshan in, you could have two.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree, because I want to get Washi into the game, and for that you want to get the likes of Sai and Miller into the game. And Miller may bat at 4. We saw him bat number 4 last season as well. So I think what's important here is to get the best. And Unatkar, I'm not convinced he troubles either of Saha or Shubman, at least at the start of the innings. So the best choice would be to go to Cummins and Bhuvneshwar and hopefully nip out 2. I think Sunrisers would love to get at least, keep Gujarat, 45 for 2. I think that'd be
very ideal.
And I think the last time Bhuvi played, he got a 5 I believe. So
in the
three of his best figures in the IPL, a 5 and a 4 both happen over here at this venue. So probably a venue that he definitely loves. So,
but do you think Bhuvi still has it though? Because again, he's not started off strongly, but last season was not too bad at all for him that way.
Last season wasn't bad, but again, the start like 4 overs 52, 4 overs 51. That's a horrible start. But again, with Bhuvi, you are really looking for that new ball value. Sadly, you haven't got that. I mean, you can put it down to the conditions as well, which haven't been completely favorable to his style of bowling. But at the back end as well, he struggled, barring that one good over that he bowled against, I believe, the Mumbai Indians, right?
Hardik, 13th
yeah.
over.
So that's probably the only good over he's bowled at the back end, and a couple of good overs with new ball in the first game. So he's not found his mojo, but the pitch also hasn't really suited his style of bowling. So hopefully he can find something over here, although it's quite unlikely in a day game at this venue. So
fair enough. And Anirudh, where do you see Washington Sundar coming in? What sort of a role do you think he'll be playing today? In the middle overs once again?
I mean, see, if they get an early wicket, then I'm getting him in immediately as soon as Sai walks out. Yeah, 100%. But if they don't, then I'll still get him in the, say, 4th or 5th over, depending on how much movement there is for the Pacers, because I'm not convinced about going to Unatkar in the power play at all, because I think Shubman Gill is going to take him down very comfortably, in fact. So I'll not be too comfortable doing that. We're seeing Abhishek Sharma roll his arm over.
Yeah.
Could he be an option in the power play? Not immediately, maybe in the 5th, 6th over if these two get off to a start, potentially. I don't think Markanday will be used in the power play, but again, to start off, I'd like to see Bhuvi and Cummins. We'll see what SR is. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually go to Washington and just say that, okay, you're the power play specialist in some ways. You can go to him. But again, we'll see what the Aussie come New Zealand think tank do about
it. The Trans-Tasmanian think
but
tank
actually,
do about it.
Unatkar could be a good option here. Judging by how Mohit bowled and Darshan Nalkande bowled, those cutters could come really handy.
Yeah,
but with the new ball, you would...
No, not with the new
and
ball.
He actually didn't do too badly coming back when against Mumbai Indians. So again, probably his value would probably be from, say, the 8th, 9th over, from that period onwards. But again, initially, you need wickets, because if not, 162 doesn't seem enough at all.
Interesting. Meanwhile, the ticker says 5 minutes away from Gujarat's chase. Just a couple of things I wanted to discuss. SRH, retentions, looking ahead. How would you go about it? Let's start with Anirudh. If you had to name, so let's go with 5 retentions, cap of 3 on Indian and cap of 2 on overseas. Would you go for 5 first? And if so, who would
Klaasen's number 1. Yeah. No question about that. I'm thinking
Abhishek Sharma definitely.
For me,
Kumar.
Oh yeah, you would retain Bhuvi?
Yes.
See, I think I'm just looking at it from a value perspective here. So let's just stick to 100 crores. It's going to increase. I know the budget's going to increase. We just stick to 100 crores. I think the split will be something like the first player gets 16 crores and 12 crores. 16, 12, 10, 8, something like that, right? That's 40, 16, 12, 5, 8, 5. Is Abhishek Sharma a 12 crore player? Is Bhuvneshwar Kumar a 10 crore player?
Bhuvi 5. At best.
So the at best itself is 5. But you cannot choose to retain him at the 5th slot if you don't retain 4 other players, right? So that's the thing. So if Patrick Cummins gives me a guarantee that he will play at least the next 2 seasons for me,
which he can't,
then you can't. So see, he can't, and he's a fast bowler. So and he's the Australian Test captain and the ODI captain with the 25 Champions Trophy and then 27 World Cup potentially after that. and the Ashes in the 2026 also scheduled. I understand if Cummins cannot give me any sort of guarantee, so I'm not considering him for the tensions. So it's honestly just Heinrich Klaasen, and because Abhishek Sharma has been in the setup for a long time, and wherever he goes, I think he's clearly going to succeed. His game's well equipped to do so. So I think it's Klaasen and Abhishek, and I'd honestly not be inclined to retain anyone else. Markram.
Go for Manandu Asaranga.
Oh, wow.
Manandu Asaranga is one of the best wrist spinners in the world right
He is.
now.
I agree with that. It's just that I don't think.
But wow.
You don't know how your team is going to be set up, especially only rating 2 players, right? So I wouldn't want to lock in a foreign spinner just yet.
And Hasranga would potentially be at 10. Given how
Yeah, I understand. That's what that, and more importantly, again, I've seen the problem RCB had in terms of locking in a foreign spinner. It kind of locks out the other options, because that would mean that you'll have to pick an Indian in a role where he's not comfortable in. For example, what RCB had to do with last year with players number 5, 6, 7 was a big problem. They had the likes of Suyash and Lomror and DK, and once DK had the season he did, that put a lot of pressure on those guys around and kind of destabilized the team pretty badly, right? Because RCB only 1 win away from the playoffs, and so many of the games. I'm just saying, okay, it's not a slander towards RCB. It's just the fact that the team per se kind of struggles to fit that slot. So I'm honestly not thinking beyond Klaasen and Abhishek Sharma at this point of time, because see, I really rate Markram as well, but I'd look to buy him back if I knew he took bird.
For me, Hasranga, I don't think he'll go for 10 in the auction. Yeah. Firstly, especially given his performances, he didn't do too badly. He was the second highest wicket taker in 22, but 23 was very bad. Batting though has been bad throughout. He's not added any value whatsoever, but I still rate him highly as a spin hitter. Agar usko sahi role mein, like CSK, if they sort of clearly specify ki boss, tumhe yahi karna, and if you sort of get him down to that, get his entry points right, he can still add value with the bat as well. Gun fielder, make no mistake. So that way he's an all-round package, but 10 crore phir se nahi milega. He went for 10.75 last time around, but clearly now teams aren't looking at him as that gun option.
Oh, and I forgot one more thing. If Travis Head continues to have a really good season, I'm not convinced he will, but if he somehow proves me wrong and says comes up with a 500 comes up with say a 550, 600 run season, if he does that, then obviously you're almost compelled to retain him. But I'm not convinced by him as of now. As of today, I'm only looking at Klaasen and Abhishek Sharma.
I would add Abdul Samad.
Uncapped. That's a line of thinking I like. So uncapped.
Last time the cap was 4 crores, and Abdul Samad 4 crore mein theek hai. He will go for
that's a fair number
more than that. So isliye I would hold on
from
to
the uncapped side.
Yeah.
Of things, I understand.
And uske alawa the thing is Nattu and all haven't been two bad options, but wo price, that's where it
that thing. And remember, in mega auctions prices are always low. You can buy him back just for
Abhishek will also be for 4, right?
He's an uncapped player, but he will get capped.
Nah.
He will be
next 2 months.
12 months.
12. Abhishek Sharma
will get an India cap in the Zimbabwe series, Sri Lanka series. He will get a cap for sure. The thing is, again, as you mentioned, Samad's an uncapped option. That'll be a good way of thinking. Shahbaaz could be another option, but again, and the likes of
Shahbaaz capped ek to.
Forgot about that. He played in South Africa series. The key thing here to notice, for example, is Bhuvneshwar, Nattu, all of them went for only 4 crores. Mohammad Shami only went for 6.5 crores in the IPL mega auction. So mega auctions prices tend to come back lower. So unless they are an absolute certainty and you're convinced about it, I would never go overboard on retentions. I mean, you have got teams where you have to retain a few players because SRH is not there. You can rebuild their team as well.
See, for me personally, if I were involved in the strategy of any of these sides, I genuinely think, especially when it comes to IPL, the phrase, one in hand is worth 2 in the bush. I'd always go with certainty. I would always prefer certainty entering an auction, which is why I didn't mind the Cam Green pick, and I understood what they were looking at, because bye. Aram se. So that's why, given a choice, and having seen how historically teams that have made sure that have sort of exhausted their retentions or retentions cap are the ones who've generally done well, because they have a core, they know what they're looking for. It also sort of breeds trust in these players. Because you are being rated ahead of a mega auction, which means the team shows trust in you. So I always prefer that, which is why I don't mind, even if the player isn't the best, I wouldn't mind even going slightly high. There can't be too big a delta or too big a gulf between the price and the value that the player would add. Like Bhuvi for 10, I don't think is worth it. Nattu for 10, for example, not worth it. So wo bhi ek dekhna padega. Like or else just go for it.
That's why I thought Travis Head is an option. If he has a really good season, then I wouldn't mind locking in Travis Head with Abhishek Sharma and handed Klaasen and say that I got 3 gun batters in the top 6 picks. Now let's go and build foot. And if I can get those 3 but I don't know, they won't allow you to get 3 foreigners, right?
No, it should be
So
2 and
not.
it shouldn't be 3 as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Matlab
Makes
mini
sense.
auction hi ban jayega phir.
So, yeah.
The game's begun, by the way, but we will be talking about. Let's just close the SRH chat out because it's making for a very
Actually,
interesting conversation.
SRH also seem to have a lot of staff issue. I mean, they seem to invest so much on those big names.
Yeah.
It's very baffling to me. I just don't get it. And you're seeing those fallouts also happening now regularly behind the scenes.
So what is it now? 4 different coaches in the last 5 seasons?
Four different coaches, yes, in the last 4 seasons, right?
No, 21 21 and 22 was Tom Moody.
Yeah.
And 20 was Trevor Bayliss. 23 was Brian Lara. 24, that's a good shot from Gill. Not exactly driven, but through covers for a 4 first boundary of Gujarat Titans. But yeah, coming back, and now, of course, it is Dan Vettori. But like you mentioned, it's not just the head coach. It's
exactly the entire staff, right? The bowling coach, the mentor, the spin coach, the batting coach.
Or naam bhi aise aise, yeah.
Brian Lara has been involved.
I think from last year, only Gaurav Sundaraman has retained his position.
Only player. Only staff member. Yeah. Hemang Badani sabko chhod diya tha. Hemang Badani had to go on Twitter to say I'm not involved with Sunrisers Hyderabad in any capacity.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball.
Nicely bowled there. But yeah, in terms of retention, Jeet, how are you looking at it? And do you agree with that philosophy? First of all, having uncertainty, making sure you retain more than sort of just thinking about auction mein hum khareed lenge jo bhi aayega.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. So that Abdul Samad point, it makes sense in a way. I mean, how many Indian batters do you see as being really good finishers in terms of, if you want to look at specifics and maybe that high pace, whatever that is? Abdul Samad is probably one of the very few. And that, again, like you said, I don't see him going for more than 4 CR. Probably that's what his value is as well right now. So that completely makes sense. But again, I mean, Pat Cummins and all, I'm really not sure in terms of his availability, and even in terms of the amount he went for this time around. He's not even worth half of it, to be fair. So again, I mean, fixing those one key spot in different aspects of the game is going to be vital. You've got Abdul Samad
So Shahbaaz with the new ball.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, हर बार तो new ball last time भी डाला था to Mumbai.
So this indicates maybe Abhishek Sharma also will roll his arm over post the power play.
And another thing is, so you told about successful teams kind of locking in positions, right? I think this comes from the fact that you don't look at players just as entities, right? So, for example, you almost say, I mean, I know I just referred to the term, I'd like to buy back Markram at a lower price, but how would a player feel about being bought back at a lower price? I think that's why teams don't actually, once they release them, very rarely do you see them in mini auctions and the same team bidding for them again, because it's a very uncomfortable conversation to have eventually.
But RR went.
Somebody had done this for Chris Morris, right? RCB, right?
Hi, RCB, Chris Morris, so फिर भी ठीक है. RR did this for Unad Cut in 3 consecutive seasons. Mega auction, 2018 mega auction, they bought him for 13 crores, 11.5 crores. Sold him, released him. 2019 bought him for 8.5 crores. Released him once again. 2020 bought him for 3.4 crores. I'm like, bro, matlab yaar.
Morris thing was a very high value.
Yeah.
They released him for what, 12
16.25.
And they...
No, they released him for 10 or something.
10, he went for 16.25 to RR. Sorry,
So RCB were bidding till that.
Yeah,
They probably went over that.
No, RCB went till 11 and 12.
Yeah, that's it. 10, 11. वहीं तक गए थे. All right, of course. Mr. Vikas one के बाद producers. Okay, what shot? Was deep mid, no. Nicely played first 6 of the innings. RCB fans claiming 20 crores high for Cummins. You spent more than 100 crores on Kohli for 0 trophies, bro. एक तो Jeet isn't an RCB fan. मैंने तो Cummins के बारे में बात नहीं किया. तो पर what is 100 crores? मतलब budget वो पर छोड़ो. Anyways, thank you to Chand. Like Vikas said. Vikas.
Hi, Chuchand.
Because Chuchand and Vikas have a nice back and forth going on there. But yeah, so retention. So what are the names you're looking at? Sure, Abhishek and Klaasen, all of us are aligned on it. They have to be short picks. I'll add one more name. Might sound very random, but I don't mind even Mayank Markanday, to be honest.
I was thinking about Mayank Markanday
as well.
No, uncapped. No?
He is capped.
Oh, he's capped.
Did he play though? I know he was involved.
He played.
2019 time.
And I feel he's significantly underrated.
Exactly.
He was with MI. He was benched for a long part. Then with RR, a team which had this guy, Shreyas Gopal.
Sorry, before going to RR,
DC.
he was in DC for like a few
No,
months and then went
Yeah,
to RR.
few months, nahi, 1 month.
1 month,
One
whatever. He
month.
never played for them, but he was not even part of the squad.
Only player,
So
only
everywhere
player.
the poor guy gets benched when
Yeah.
he's like actually very talented.
True. So 2018, he had a phenomenal season for MI, but 2019, Rahul Chahar came up with that phenomenal season, so they just benched Markant and he never came back from that. Matlab chance ही नहीं मिला उसको, which is very unfortunate. I'll never forget that googly he bowled to MS Dhoni at 2018 में. Yeah, that ball sold me. I was like, bro, ये है भाई, मतलब है, ये बंदा कर सकता है. And he's one of those rare wrist spinners who have control. You wouldn't see him bowling too many long hops, unlike most other leg spinners.
He in fact tends to overpitch.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fine. I'd rather have them overpitch because that still has
attacking option.
हाँ, exactly. मतलब leading edge हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है वहाँ पे. Long hop डाल दिया तो भाई the odds of you getting a wicket go down drastically. So I wouldn't mind him, but yeah, since you mentioned that he's capped, which is true.
Looking at Gujarat then. Shubman sure, Sai Sudarshan sure. Okay, Sai Sudarshan maybe for not for you, but for me.
Sai तो capped हो जाएगा भाई, 10-12 crore.
Oh, sorry, Shubman Rashid sure.
हाँ, Shubman Rashid sure.
And then for 8 crores, I'm taking Sai for sure.
It's funny how you guys haven't spoken about Tripathi for retention.
He's cap player, bro.
Bro, एक तो त्रिपाठी कैप्ड है अरहान, and ऊपर से भाई 2 साल हो गया ना. 2022 decent था, 21 phenomenal था KKR के लिए. उसके बाद तो क्या भी नहीं है ना उसने कुछ. Why would you retain him for whatever 8-10 crores?
I'm just wondering about who are the other wrist spinners who could be picked in next auction who haven't been picked so far.
Jatavet, मतलब who've not played. I'm just saying
played or picked at all. Because there are very few. Because I do
Mohit Rathi.
Mohit Rathi, but
Left
he did
field.
play, right?
He didn't play.
He didn't?
No.
He was the Punjab Kings.
Yeah, last year.
There's a UP guy as well, Jasmeer Thankar.
Oh, yep.
He's good.
But मेरे को ना ये सब जब वहां पे देखता हूँ, मेरे को डर यही है कि इस लेवल पे जब स्विच करना होता है ना, will they be good
That's the
enough?
biggest challenge, and that's where we see some of them falter. But
Exactly.
if they are groomed properly, then you never know. Because I do know that a few teams had someone like Krivitso Kenzie of Nagaland.
Oh, MI only ना, इसका MI repeatedly.
Not only MI, there were multiple franchises who called Krivitso for those
Is
trials.
he good though? Do you think इस level पे कर पाएगा वो?
I don't think so, but guy, if he's groomed properly, if he gets a proper coaching and training, then he has potential. Otherwise, you don't often hear about a leggy from, say, Nagaland being called for trials.
RCB can go for
RCB
some.
कुछ भी कर सकता है.
No, content must बनेगा ना तब.
Content तो यार.
Hi, Nagaland, first player from Nagaland. I actually think there's like I see RCB written all over it. Just saying, but no, but I don't think skill wise.
RCB will get used to Chahal back.
Eh, RR छोड़ेगा ही
RCB
नहीं.
कोई skill नहीं.
No, why? Oh,
almost.
RR won't retain Chahal. I'll tell you why.
Okay, we'll go to RR later, but just SRH का close करते हैं. In terms of leggies, I actually had liked Raghav Goyal. Left arm wrist spinner MI के साथ एक ही season था,
He
छोड़
played a
दिया.
game if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, against CSK at Chepauk. उसमें थोड़ा मार खाया उसने, but I didn't think it was his fault. He looked a very decent option. उसको मैंने वो DY Patil T20 tournament पूरा follow किया था last year. He bowled very well यार. Very nice action, very good rhythm as well, and sort of was very accurate. बहुत अच्छा लगा था उसको देखे. An action that's actually somewhat similar to Noor. उतना भी ऊपर से नहीं आता, but somewhat like that. Not like Kuldeep. Kuldeep's a lot more round arm.
And I feel it's time to look past someone like Piyush Chawla. And the one fascination I've seen with many of these franchises is for looking for wrist spinners who are quicker through the air. And you're getting so many of them these days, right?
ये राशिद के चक्कर में वही होगा ना.
Thankar is that kind of a guy. Krivitso Kenzie is also similar, quicker through the air.
I mean, technically Rahul Tewatia for what it's worth. क्या ही leg spinner है तो सही, but हरियाणा के लिए भी बहुत कम डाला उसने.
Not convincing as a leggy.
तो और कोई ज्यादा है नहीं. जातवेद सुब्रमण्यम is another name that comes to mind. KPL, not KPL, Maharaja T20 trophy. I'm forgetting his name. It was something Devadika. He was more of a mystery spinner, so to say. I actually wanted to see more of him. I thought he could get a bid or two. He played for Mangalore, for the Mangalore side there. I'm forgetting his first name. Was it Rahul or something like that? But mystery spinner था वो. I thought looked very good. Wicket ज़्यादा लिया नहीं था, तो numbers देखोगे उतना कुछ खास नहीं था. और clear the infield as expected. Very typical Saha shot. बस infield clear कर दो, बाकी ball कर देगा आपके लिए. So that's what the Saha's third boundary so far. But yeah, so not a lot of wrist spinners available, so to say. You would expect Jatavet Subramaniam to get a go somewhere, if not here. He looked really good, almost menacing in the TNPL. So,
but tell me, I saw Amit Mishra on the bench. Is he there as a coach?
No, player.
As a player.
Yeah.
अरे यार क्या कर रहे हो यार?
Player है. जब पीयूष चावला बोला, मुझे लगा आप अमित मिश्रा बोलोगे.
Even Shreyas Gopal is also part of the Mumbai this year.
Yeah.
Mishra played a few games last year and
He
played well.
He did good.
well.
Abhi, technically, Chawla also was their highest wicket taker.
Yeah, Chawla had an outstanding season last year. Again, looking at Gujarat, so Rashid sure, Gill sure. I will go for Sai Sudarshan because I don't want to lose out an Indian batter at top order.
But he'll be very expensive, yaar.
Man, 8 crores.
Not 8. 8 kahan se? Teesra
16, 12, 8, na?
तो मतलब 5 होंगे तो ना. No, 10 भी होगा ना. 16, 12, 10, 8, 5.
Okay, fine. I don't have problem. 2 crores is not a problem for me.
वो यहाँ हम बैठ के बोलना आसान है. वहाँ 10
No, I think they will.
I don't think Sai is going for 10 though, yaar.
Okay, but you still have other options when it comes to Gujarat pretensions. I'm looking at Noor Ahmed still. Because once you let him go...
But 8 is good. 8 is fine because थोड़ा batting value है कि fielding भी ढंग का कर लेता है. But उससे ज़्यादा कैसे 10 पे किसको लोगे?
Mohammad Shami is how old?
36.
Easily.
Shami, if I pick him, is my 5th choice. Like in the sense, I don't mind keeping him for 6 crores. If he plays, okay. I mean, I've got a gun for 6 crores. If he doesn't play, also I don't have a problem.
I'm actually thinking left field. I would go to someone like an Abhinav Manohar or Shah Rukh Khan as my uncapped pretension, so that वहाँ से फिर वो 10 वाला slot ही हट जाएगा because एक player यहाँ पे आ गया तो. Or no, they take the lowest slot. Na, there's Chalu, PCCI wants money. So, but I would still go for an uncapped player. Shah Rukh at 4 crores, I don't think is bad at all.
But he needs to agree for it. I don't think he will. Right? Smart guy. No? You need to convince them.
So, फिर मैं Abhinav Manohar को ले लूँगा.
Okay, yeah. So Abhinav could be. So you can retain 4 and pick Abhinav as this thing.
Yeah.
So end of the day, okay, if you have 4, it's probably going to be something like 16, 12, 8,
10, 8, 10, 8.
10, 8, 16, 12, 10, 8.
10 वाला हटेगा नहीं. 10 किसको लोगे फिर?
I don't have.
Miller भी retain. I don't think करने लायक होगा.
No, I don't think so.
Rahul Tewatia?
That's where I was going to come to next.
Uncapped.
Tewatia worth it.
Tewatia is uncapped.
I know.
But he won't agree being 4 crores.
Under the table pay कर देंगे.
Under the table, boss, everything is possible.
वो तो सब under the table ही होने वाला है. Even like Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah,
भाई तू on paper हो जा 4 पे, बाकी का देख लेंगे.
Yeah, he'll agree. I don't think
he declined Punjab's 4 crores last time.
4 नहीं.
He declined.
हाँ वो पंजाब क्योंकि पंजाब मैनेजमेंट भी
but he was bought back by Punjab for 9.
No, but that I feel that has more to do with him not wanting to work with the management and less with the money.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is he knew that he could be bought back, right?
हाँ, but even then उसको नहीं आना था.
But why would
Himanshu Sharma is another name for what it's
No,
worth.
I think the problem was the money, right? If not, I mean, because I'm pretty sure even though Punjab's manager is shit, they wouldn't necessarily go back to a player who clearly doesn't want to play for them, right?
I'd be very surprised if money was the issue.
Because it was because Kumble clearly told it. He said that we wanted to retain Nicholas Puran and Shah Rukh Khan. They retained only Mayank and Arshdeep, right? So they said
no, they had a third one.
No, they had only 2.
Oh,
no, only 2.
So they said Kumble came out and told we wanted to retain Nicholas Puran and Shah Rukh Khan, but we couldn't convince him.
Puran to समझ आता है. Puran तो काफी. Puran went to Punjab for 4.8. He would have definitely gone more than that. And Shah Rukh, okay, हो सकता है फिर भी, but
man, the point is Shah Rukh not playing right now, so would you really retain him?
It's about building a core, right?
For the future.
Yeah.
So basically, one of Shah Rukh or Abhinav.
Abhinav, exactly.
I understand,
hope they
but
don't go to Abhinav because I want him
at RCB, is it? Fair enough.
I
But
hope
again,
they go for Abhinav since I don't want him to go to.
No, end of the day, I don't mind either of the. If he agrees, then all well and good. 4 crores, however he agrees, under the table, over the table, whatever it is. I understand the 4 crores, but then my 4 retentions then are set. I would go for Noor Ahmed because I think he'll go for really big in the auction. Wrist spinner, mystery.
Spinners, who's the most expensive? Oh, short, chakka.
Oh, who's the most expensive? You saw Hasaranga go for big.
Hasaranga is an all-rounder, out-and-out all-rounder. Like, that's the only reason. Rashid himself went for 9.5 in 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Chahal went for 6.5 in 2022, coming off a good season for RCB.
Yeah, I know. I think Noor is almost more or less going to go in that range. You might as well have the player. Right? So, might as well keep him for 8, na?
But again, that sort of, Chintlal Gandhi, interesting name. Action uska thoda unorthodox laga tha meko, but interesting name. Hai. Wo MI
and especially thinking Gujarat is a franchise which kind of, so far at least, have liked continuity and not changing it too much. I think they will retain these 4.
So who, you're saying Sai Sudarshan?
Sai Sudarshan for sure. Gill, Rashid.
See, Sai at 8, fine. You can live with it.
I mean, it will change also because I think Gill and Rashid they'll play around such a way. I think Gill and Rashid will get top dollar no matter what. So it'll probably be 15 each. Similar to what they did this time. No,
I know.
And someone will come 8 only. So I don't mind having Sai for 8.
Bhai, but Sai plus Noor going for 18 crores because 10 in 8, irrespective of whether they actually pay that much or not, auction per se utna
that
deduct hoga.
yeah.
18 crores for that duo is a bit much. I feel you will get that duo for about 14 crores.
See, that's the thing. Is that 2 crore difference really worth it? 2
18
plus
to
2.
14.
I
4
know, but
crores is
and
worth
especially
it.
Noor Ahmed is a. I mean, especially Sai and Noor, right? It wouldn't be a surprise if he went for 9.
This
And
is
it
where
will-
RTM will add that extra level of, extra layer of
again, if
tactics.
RTM, I think it's probably going to be 4 plus 2 eventually.
It
But
should be 5 plus 2 according to me. Bro.
I don't. I think IPL be
And they don't do even
one.
retentions ever, na? They always do odd.
No, last time was 4 only. This limit.
Oh,
but we had
but
new
they
teams.
had no RTMs and it was
flat 4 with no RTMs because there were 2 new teams.
That's
but
true.
This time we could see 4 plus 2 is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Keeping the future in mind, maybe another name is Manav Sutar.
Man, he's
Uncapped.
retained and all, bro.
4 crore पे तो नहीं जाएगा ना.
Bhai, uska in the domestic circuit, like he's being rated very highly as
Yeah,
one
man,
of the
that's-
next best.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
enough,
he's
man.
more
Because-
of a traditional slow left armer, right? Not exactly
No, but he's a good bowler in the T20 format and adds a lot of value with the bat as well.
हाँ,
So-
that's true. But Manav Sutar में
and I'm hearing his name a lot in the domestic circuit. So
4 crore बिना खेले.
without auction, in the mega auction also, yes, he's capable of going up till that amount.
But you've got
Team-
players.
team या चार में तो
Ooh,
जाएगा.
I think he's gone.
Yeah. Shahbaaz Ahmed with the wicket, much needed wicket
But
because
Sa's
Jeet
done a
had
good
been
job, I
posting
think.
through.
Sa's done his role.
Yep, clearly done his role. And yeah, let's come back to the game. We'll come back to the auction chat later. Let's sort of talk about the game. 36 for 1. Gujarat have definitely started off well here. Mohammad Arhan earlier saying Himanshu Sharma, Praveen Dubey, bhai, ये सब नाम मत बोल यार.
He's
Praveen
in
Dubey के
Delhi,
पास
right?
Solanki.
He's still with Delhi, no?
Yeah, Praveen Dubey के
Yeah.
पास मेरे हिसाब से Ponting के nudes है. This is my theory. There's no way or another, guys. 5 seasons. He's been with Delhi for 5 seasons now. Played just one game. That was the 2020 eliminator. No, 2. The eliminator and final. Because Amit Mishra got injured. He came in as his replacement and since then he's been there.
He played in Mumbai. I remember that game.
Yeah, that's what. So, खेला ही नहीं है बंदा. He plays, मतलब Maharaja T20 trophy में he's not done too badly. He was a part of Hooghly Tigers, the winning team. Vinay Kumar rates him very highly because Vinay Kumar picks Praveen Dubey anywhere he goes in the Maharaja T20 trophy. So you could maybe, because he's also MI scout, potentially maybe that connect could happen. Apart from that, he here. Prashant Solanki, interesting name you mentioned.
Yeah, another guy who's been benched all the
Yeah,
time.
that's true. That's true. So Sai Sudarshan walks in now, for sure.
Yeah, he came in.
Okay.
Has to be.
So in terms of
That
risk
should be
for
for not Nalkande, but Mohit Sharma, right?
but super over. Nalkande bat
Nahi,
kar.
Rashid super over. I'm sure.
Rashid, not Noor.
They will go. They'll keep
Oh,
going for
Rashid
Rashid
will bowl.
every time. So it has to be this guy, Mohit Sharma, ideally,
हाँ, Nalkande bat to kar.
because Nalkande can bat.
Yeah, this is Mohit. All right, let's see. Gill hasn't started off as fluently as he would like to. 12 balls, 11 so far. But yeah, a lot of interesting names. I wish, we'll come back to it for sure. We'll come back to the chatter later on in the game. But yeah, interesting names to look forward to for sure. But you would retain Sai just to.
I think I will.
See, the
I'll
most
retain
important
Sai.
thing is a young player, okay? It just
Can
needs that
develop.
one step, which is,
Yeah.
and you don't want to, you've done this much to keep him so far, okay? You'd never want to lose out on the
No, I
one
would
step.
retain him for
So
sure.
I'm definitely retaining him. I don't mind paying 2 crores over the odds because we were talking about, for Sunrisers, for example, Abhishek Sharma 12, we were saying we'd be pushing till 12, right? So I wouldn't mind paying Sai 10. Right now, Abhishek probably has the power game, which
Yeah.
Sai doesn't. But even then, I think Sai has got a really good future. And you don't want to lose a player who's potentially
Fair
an
enough.
India cricketer.
So who are your 4 retentions, Jeet?
So Rashid and
Gill.
Gill are a no-brainer. Sai is another one.
Shot.
Oh, that's a 6.
Yep,
That's
yep.
6. What a shot.
So Shahbaaz, even last year, was given the role of bowling that 1 or 2 overs
In the power
matchup.
play, yeah.
हर बार मार खाया, हर बार. Like, producer साहब, if you could ask our statsman to help us out with this. From what I remember, at least last year, over 70% of his overs in the power play went in excess of 10 runs. तो फिर कर क्या रहा है भाई, मतलब role.
And I'm also surprised because Shubman Gill against finger spin in the power play has a ridiculous record from what I recollect.
Out तो बिल्कुल नहीं होता वो.
हाँ. Actually, Abhishek Sharma has got more variations than Shahbaaz. If you
Yeah.
remember, he has got the
That
carry ball
yeah.
as well, which is very rare for a left-arm orthodox spinner.
True.
I only know of 2 or 3 left-arm spinners in the world who can actually do it. So,
That's true.
and Abhishek is one of them.
Can we say that Patrick Cummins has chosen to bowl the easy overs so far?
I
The first 2 games
Yep.
and continue the patterns continue.
No,
even
but
now.
so in the first game itself, I had said that it's better off for him to
bowl the easy overs. Just to,
yeah bowl his overs before the last 4.
I
he's
understand,
better off
but it's not like SRH have too many gun options around that. So would you rather him take the responsibility, or would you be happy in him doing that 1 for 30, 1 for 33 role, bowling the easy overs?
exactly.
Exactly. मतलब, do you agree or do you not agree?
No, exactly. Bowl the easy overs because वो बहुत मार खाएगा.
मार खाएगा.
बहुत ज़्यादा.
So he's done it smartly.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really bad at this, boss.
हाँ,
You go on
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Which is actually very weird from a captain's perspective, but
That's what I was thinking.
No, but
it is what it is.
he's at least maximizing whatever's available at his disposal.
No, fair enough. I'm just trying to think, because the other 2 bowlers are Unadkat and Bhuvneshwar, right? So I was just wondering.
Unadkat is a better shot at the death.
I'd get Washi in right now. I don't want Cummins for the 6th over either.
अभी 4 हुआ ना?
5.
अच्छा 5.
Okay, it's going to be Cummins, I think, too.
Yeah, pacer तो है. Bhuvi bowling third on the trot would be a...
Yeah, would make sense also. You want him for the back end because you don't have anyone.
Again, bring the ball back.
Oh, Bhuvi for the third.
Interesting.
Is
Good
it
ball.
really an attacking option though?
Maybe he wants to sort of ensure that GT don't get that 12. So 6th over is when usually batters go berserk. He doesn't want GT to get away with that, because if they end the power play with 56, 57, they're
ahead in the
going,
game.
Yeah. So that's why. It's of course DC versus CSK in the evening. Vizag's first ever IPL game, if I'm not wrong.
No. They've hosted games before. 2019 also. I remember Delhi played their eliminator, if I'm not wrong there. Delhi have played Chennai itself at the...
I know
Vizag
Delhi has had Raipur as their...
Yeah, but they played... producer, can you just check which game it was? But I'm pretty sure Delhi played Chennai at Vizag in the 2019 season, because I remember Rishabh Pant scoring quite a lot of runs in that game.
Alright, and in the meantime, Sai Bhargava saying, didn't Cummins bowl 2 important overs in the MI game and change?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that he's tried to bowl the so-called easy overs so far.
Agreed. Wahan pe to he actually did well. They managed to string together a series of 3 or 4 overs that went for just 20-23 runs, and that sort of shot the required run rate up, forcing MI's hand there. But Sai Sudarshan, yaar, 13 IPL matches. Okay, I stand corrected on that. Very interesting. So all 13 in 2019.
No, I don't think so. Must be.
Wow.
Probably.
Oh, sorry. Vizag has hosted before. Deccan Chargers ke time pe. Has hosted.
Earlier, Deccan would have played.
True.
That's a nice
Finally,
shot. That's a lovely shot.
Typical Sai Sudarshan play. 3 dot ball, chauthe ball before. Yeah. But good shot. Slow one from Bhuvi there. I'm guessing it was one of the leg cutters, or...
Yeah, it didn't look like an off cutter. Yeah. Was it a knuckle ball potentially?
Like this.
Nah. He just flicked his...
This one.
Not even the leg cutter, so to say.
But it's interesting how 2 of India's primary swing bowlers have actually bowled how they bowl at the death with the new ball.
Yeah.
Deepak Chair and Bhuvneshwar. Too many variations. So that's indicative of course, ball not moving around a lot.
Fair enough. Khatam kar de over. Single hoga. Oh, come on.
Abhishek. Solid start for Gujarat though. Looking on course for the target as of now. Who do Sunrisers go to? They need wickets, man.
Washi now.
Or Cummins. Washi and Cummins.
Washi and Cummins.
Back to back anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't mind whichever order. It depends on the end.
I'll go for Cummins and Markande.
Oh. So Washi.
Markande is in the 11, right?
Yeah.
Markande and...
By the way, Markande is also a decent bat. Not, but more than decent number 9.
Can chip in. Not like Chahal. Can chip in a little bit.
Like Rahul Chahar, basically.
Yeah, like Rahul Chahar.
Which is good enough. ठीक है.
Okay, that comment.
Alright, David Warner in Telugu states, no matter where will get the support, that man is obsessed with Pushpa and Allu Arjun. David Warner doing David Warner things, I guess. क्या बोले उसका अभी?
When are Delhi playing Sunrisers? Get some content that game.
They would be playing soon. You think Delhi would retain Warner? He's done?
No chance. No.
But he'll get a bid for sure, right?
Somewhere, of course. He'll become a globetrotter by then. So
he's already become a globetrotter.
He's almost after this World Cup.
Yeah. Akshay, you crossed your lane by calling Bhuvi not even worth 5 crores. He's a better pacer than anything that RCB...
Bhuvneshwar Kumar was bought for 4 crores only in the mega auction, is all I'm saying.
True. Since when did that become the benchmark? he being better than an RCB pacer. Of course he
RCB have
is.
set the
Huh?
benchmark. So
I've never. But AJ Ragnarok, tell me one thing. How is it's Washi, of course, in the
what's happened to Shubman there?
he's coming into bowl. He's still better than everything in your bowling lineup. I'm happy to agree with that. But how does that change anything? Like him being better than Loki, Alzari, Akashdeep, Yasdayal, Vaishak, Vijay Kumar, I don't think, I mean, speaks so highly of him. So, not sure kya bolna hai iska.
Interesting, you missed out Siraj in that list.
I genuinely,
I agree with you, of course. Siraj
मतलब ये क्या हुआ भाई? मतलब AJ Ragnarok, please tell me how does that make any sense? And yeah, I mean, in all fairness, he's also old. He's on the wrong side of the age curve. So it's I'd be very surprised, to be honest. But yeah, always hoping for to have an egg on my face, to be honest. So yeah, let's see. But
then Delhi's retentions will be interesting.
Pant to hoga hi.
Pant sure.
Akshar hoga hi. Kuldeep bhi hoga.
Pant, Akshar, Kuldeep, probably Mitch-Marsh.
No yaar. Because महंगा होगा ना, उतना पैसा मिलेगा ही उसको 6 करोड़
retention ना.
हाँ, but even then 8 crores उसको अभी पक्का नहीं मिलेगा.
Fourth retention is 6 crores.
8, 6 तो नहीं होगा.
16, 12, 10,
8, 5.
Okay, you're thinking from 5 retention perspective.
look, half of DC's problems will be solved if they get rid of Ricky Ponting. As simple as that. Get rid of him. There'll be no Mitch Marsh. There'll be no David Warner.
पता चला रिकी पॉन्टिंग को हटा के ऐसा संजय बांगर ऐसा टाइप का ले लिया.
Well, back Sanjay Bangar.
If Nokia has a good international season, I'd keep Nokia.
But too injury prone.
I know. I just want to see how it goes.
There's no point. I wouldn't actually, to be honest. He's a gun player. Make no mistake.
And I understand you feel that you can buy back another international foreigner.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Because it's so you also have to look at how the commodities. Is it a rare commodity? I don't think an overseas pacer is a rare commodity.
Yeah.
You will find
unless they're like absolute gun, which Nokia is a great bowler, but
yeah, you'll find them a dime a dozen. So I don't think I'd be too flustered about.
Yeah, those three I agree. The
Indians.
First three, Pant, this guy,
Kuldeep and Akshay.
Sad man. We're not even thinking about Prithvi Shaw. I mean, kind of shows.
Shaw to 100%.
By the way, I believe he's going to play tonight.
He's going
Shaw
to play
for Ricky Bui is my guess.
He actually Ponting actually spoke again. So he said that he's been training
come into contention.
If he impresses us in the training session, yeah, I'm sure that a 2-hour training session.
Irrespectively, Shaw will play.
A 2-hour training session is going to clearly define whether a player plays or not. Especially
ask Prithvi Shaw for some sit-ups. That's it. Kaan pakad, ऐसे कर, 10 कर, बस you'll be in the 11.
It's crazy.
एक बात बताओ, अगर शॉ नहीं तो कम से कम स्वास्तिक चक्कर फिर कुमार कुशाल स्टिल मिडिल ऑर्डर स्वास्तिक को ही दे दो यार. अरे यार क्या थ्रो अभिषेक नो अब्दुल सॉरी
Samad in the circle. Interesting.
So those three Indians, I'm guessing, even you're aligned. Akshar, Kuldeep, Pant, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Overseas में तो कोई है ही नहीं retain करने लायक.
Could Khalil be an outside
I was
option?
thinking of Khalil, not bad at all. Yeah, for 5 crores for that, he's done very well with the new ball.
He's a cap player, of course.
Yeah,
but still.
So इसीलिए 5 crores.
Short. The gap, no.
Khalil's actually done. Not just he's done well with the new ball across the 3 years.
If Mitch Marsh has a good season, I'm retaining Marsh and then I get Khalil as the 5th one.
उसका दोनों season खराब ही गया.
Well, I know, but it's not been bad. It's not been good. That's the problem. He doesn't play long enough. I look at how.
But 3 पे तुम अगर 28 match खेलते हो, you would want him to come.
True. I know. I just see how the season goes. We'll wait for the season.
But I'm very sure Mitchell Marsh 5 अगर DC हारते हैं match first 5 वो अपना hamstring पकड़ के चले जाएगा.
And also one more thing, Ponting will stay with
Delhi.
Delhi. I'd be surprised if Ponting leaves Delhi. This is the only major coaching role he takes up. And
Hobart के साथ खत्म हो गया क्या उसका?
That's more consultant based, so I don't think he's like full time. He's not even there because he does commentary most of the time with Vicky Gashoy. He's like a consultant only. So this is the only major coaching role. And I know he's with the Washington something when it comes to the MLC right now.
Seattle Orcas.
No, he's with Washington.
No, because DC owns Seattle, na?
No, but he's with Washington.
Freedom,
Washington Freedom. Yeah,
oh,
that's
wow.
Ricky's role with Hobart is only for signing players.
Yeah.
Like
Fahim Ashraf, Asif
Ali, Kimo Paul, and then bring them to DC.
So from that perspective, I think Delhi will keep him no matter how bad the season goes.
No, but I would
and
go
the other thing they can cut slack for Delhi is boss through this season. This phase has been kind of hampered by the fact that you don't have Rishabh Pant, and like you have Rishabh right now, but then you've got other issues, and Rishabh's not nowhere near his 100%. So again, I think he'll stay no matter what. So from that perspective, I think
fair enough, but.
Rajasthan Royals Chahal isn't getting retained by
we'll come to RR in due course, but sticking to DC, It's Markande to bowl now. Good to see that. क्या बोलना था? Ricky Ponting, I would go the MI way. वो जयवर्धन को supposed promotion देके global head बना तो ऐसा वैसे भी 4-5
indirect way
हाँ,
of
exactly.
to name please don't interfere with our operations.
देखो पैसे चाहिए हम देंगे पैसे. Global head, some random. It's the most typical MBA shit I've come across. Director of Global Cricket Development. What the fuck you mean? What is global cricket development and why am I in charge of global cricket development? So ICC का झकमा रहा है क्या वहाँ पे? It was so funny, and even Zahir Khan has a similar role. Why do you need?
Zahir Khan has only one role these days: talk on Jio Cinema and sit in auctions randomly.
Basically, you don't want them to feel bad. Right? You are legends, so we are respecting you, but please don't interfere in our operations or signings.
तो मैं Ponting के साथ वही करता, but
global.
हाँ, but problem है कि अच्छा coach है कौन? लेने के लिए Mike Hesson.
He'll get an IPL role next year because inevitably 3 teams will have a horrendous year. 3 to 4 teams will tonk. Hesson is too good a coach to be sitting out for too long. He'll come back.
I'd feel very upset, yeah, because I genuinely
he did a good job. Yeah, and last year was they missed by a game, and you need to consider the factors on which they missed out.
Patidar, Hazelwood, Hasranga.
Yeah, and apparently Harshal Patel bowled the entirety of last season with a broken finger. Yeah. So again, there are many factors, and remember 2022 season. They had to carry a Virat Kohli who did not score runs.
And Siraj, who had the worst season for any pacer.
And they still came third. And they were 1 win away from second. So there are factors you need to consider. But of course, they saw the availability of Andy Flower, and I understand why you'd make the change. And I don't think it's a bad change for RCB because, again, RCB this season wash out. Talking about next season, from then onwards, Andy Flower makes sense. I'm talking about the other team. I'm sure Hesson will land a job immediately. He's gone and won a title with
but Hesson is probably the only person. मतलब ऐसा Virat fanboy वैसे होते हैं ना. I'm a Hesson fanboy too. I genuinely.
Yeah, he's a very good coach.
Yeah, so मेरे को डर वही. I'll probably for the first time ever I would be split. Like if Hesson goes to a team that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, someone take him for sure because
you should ideally take him. Like Gujarat, LSG, Delhi, Punjab. Punjab, it was Sanjay Bangar, not Mike Hesson. Like,
he's worked. I mean, both have worked for Punjab before.
Yeah.
I mean, they have bailed this, right? It kind of.
They won't go to the same course.
Talking about Rajasthan retention, I'll tell you why.
We didn't close out. Anyways, 3 Indians हो गया. Overseas कोई भी है? March, do you agree? I don't think.
Oh no.
It depends on the season, man.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ, hamstring पकड़ के चले जाएगा ऑस्ट्रेलिया वापस.
I wouldn't mind Khalil. I genuinely would.
If I can find a 4th player, then Khalil is my 5th player.
और है कौन उनके पास? ललित यादव.
Oh no, please.
Shubh, our resident.
Mukesh Kumar, who's India's 3 format player. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm not. I'm not being serious here. But
just trying to think of that 11 और कोई Warner could potentially because of the brand value, star value, India में बहुत popularity है. And I would still say he's a bank. मतलब
he's a bank, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't mind retaining, but I don't think he'll get retained. They'll probably buy him back. Also.
And moreover, I feel Warner's ego won't let him be the 4th retention or something. He would want to be at 16, which is practically impossible. So,
but he went only for 6 last time. So,
but वो अलग बात है ना. Retain जब करते हो तो I would have Pant, Akshar, and Kuldeep above him. So that's that. Interesting.
Talking about Rajasthan?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's 63 for 1. Washington did not bowl too badly in the first over.
Gujarat look on course. They're not pressing ahead, but I don't think they want to lose wicket. Yeah, because they know that their batters after this are best suited to come after the 12th, 13th, 14th over.
But this is why I feel SRH should also be smart. ज़्यादा tension मतलब these two take their time. They anyways will sort of required run rate के ऊपर तो नहीं मारने वाले. So already 12 of 13.
Yeah, this is Washi's role right
exactly,
now. Right?
Just hold defensively, make sure you don't.
Job.
हाँ, 5-6 run देते रहो over. Take it, for example, from here, I would want the score at the end of 12 overs to be about 90. Okay,
25 in the next 3.5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then that's where pressure will start building on SRH to start going aggressive, and that's where you bring in Markande and sort of look at it. So yeah, that's how I would want SRH to look at this. Not be aggressive right now unnecessarily.
Yeah, and Cummins is a fairly decent defensive bowler even now.
True.
Especially in the middle overs, he can take pace off.
Completely agree. Sai says, who's the one coach you want to see in the IPL that has not coached yet in IPL and for which team? I have one name already. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I want Shane Bond to be the head coach. Sydney Thunder मेरे को अच्छा लगा था. Pal Royals के साथ इस बार he did for the first time. ठीक था, उसको ज़्यादा role भी नहीं रहा होगा because of all the various things. Sydney Thunder when he was there, I actually liked him. 4.
The gap?
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Short.
गंदा ball यार, fielder ही नहीं है. Deep mid. I mean, deep square leg was literally एकदम square. Why would you bowl that line then, yaar? Easy picking.
Okay, we'll talk about Rajasthan first now. I've been wanting to talk
But do you
about
have any names for this?
No, I have to think about it.
Okay.
So
Let's start. Since you're so insistent.
yeah,
we
because
have
I want to
8
tell why Chahal is not going to be
Okay,
retained.
Jaiswal, Samson.
Jaiswal, Samson, Butler. Okay, you've got Riyan Parag potentially uncapped, even if he's capped or if you're Dhruv.
He will be capped if you think.
Abhishek
who-
Sharma.
Huh.
So yeah, okay, Riyan Parag or Dhruv Jurel is my fourth pick. I don't know who because I'm assuming I can't retain 4 Indian cap players.
Shouldn't be the case as well.
Yeah,
3
so-
होना- अरे दो भाग लिए.
So I've got
काफी टट्टी fielding वहाँ
so I've
पे.
got 3 nailed on Indian and I've got
Top
Butler. And my fourth, I mean, if Bolt is happy, then I wouldn't mind keeping him around.
नहीं भाई.
He
अगर
won't-
wrong end of the age curve कितना देगा?
No, for fifth retention, not Bolt.
Oh. Who's the fourth? अच्छा Parag / Jurel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind keeping Bolt around if he's happy being the fifth. But who are the other foreign players? Rahman Powell and Andre
Andre
Berger.
Berger.
No, I could. Berger's an option. Berger.
Hetmyer.
Oh, Hetmyer nailed on, bro. Easy pick.
Hetmyer
So that's
ahead
why.
of Bolt.
Yeah.
But Hetmyer को 8 देना पड़ेगा. Riyan और
Oh,
Jurel
yeah,
have
keep
to
him
be-
at 6. But I'm very happy doing that also. No, it makes it comfortable
So
conversation for
top 5
everyone.
वहीं पे हो गया. Basically, you're retaining the top 5.
Yeah.
And okay, I actually completely agree with you on this because I've never liked their bowling attack. Simply because none of their bowlers can bat.
See, I am 100% sure Ravichandran Ashwin next year is either going to be bought back by the Rajasthan Royals or he's going to finish his career at Chennai Super Kings. So
Because
very simple. Okay, because end of the day, somehow these teams think that Ashwin cannot. He's one off spinner who I believe kind of like goes away from the template of it's difficult to fit an off spinner. Ashwin has definitely got the capability, the defensive skills
And
to do it.
I'll also have to say I've loved the way RR have used
Yeah,
Ashwin the
brilliantly.
batter.
So I'm not I'm not expecting another team to use Ashwin the batter because in some ways because of the way RR have been built itself, they've been forced to use Ashwin the batter. So I wouldn't expect any other team to do that. But again, in terms of who all could potentially go for Ashwin, I think it's very few teams. So I'm very comfortable buying him back. And
Ashwin letting go of him is not the worst of it. That's for sure.
so yeah, these are my 5. That's
Top
why
5. So
Chahal
you
is
retain the top 5.
because already I'm letting go one of Dhruv Jurel and Riyan Parag go, bro. So Chahal is not even in the conversation.
And it'll be Riyan over Dhruv.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's not.
I think it'll depend on how the stocks rise in the next 12 months still.
It will be Riyan.
If Dhruv Jurel like plays for India, I think Dhruv Jurel will play more for India, na?
आप बहुत you're being very meritocratic here. Riyan Parag has other things.
I understand for him and Rajasthan Royals. And he's a talented player, so I'm not going to go
Yeah, that's
against him.
also there. Again, make no mistake, he's definitely extremely meritorious himself. Very solid player. He will be retained. And भाई 6 साल invest किया है. अभी अच्छा करा
might
तो
as well
छोड़ेंगे
use
नहीं.
अभी थोड़ी छोड़ेंगे.
Yeah. So Jeet, agree with that top 5 being retained?
Yeah, basically, in terms of priority, if you look, then Chahal is way down the pecking order. So there is no room remaining. That's the point. So probably fair, yeah.
That's why I think Chahal's coming back to RCB. I'll tell you why he'll come back. Because RCB, I completely agree with Hessen's thought of we did not want to retain Chahal because we will lose out on the fact that we'll have to essentially pay 10 crores for Yuzvendra Chahal because everyone else goes one step higher, right? So that is the thing. And since Chahal was number 65, I read the interview with cricket.com. You guys should check it out if you haven't.
And it was a valid
So it made sense. You've got someone like Hasaranga. Again, the only line of thinking was, even if we do not get Chahal, we can get someone like Rahul Chahal. I know he's not had a good time. No, he's not. But at that time, his stocks were high, is all I'm saying. His stocks were high. Could you have built a team where, despite having a foreign spinner, the batting is also balanced? Because the batting was definitely an issue, right?
But they still had 8-9 batters. I don't think you can call
The
it
impact
an
player was, again,
no,
killed.
22.
That's what that team was good. There was not that. 23 May impact player kind of killed them because they specifically got Harshal and Hasaranga at 7 and 8 thinking perfect for a 4th and 5th. 2 guys who are going to nail down, give me 8 overs, and 2 guys who can easily do the number 7, number 8 role. That's why impact player killed them.
I know.
Hessen has really been hard done, but I understand why you'd be tempted to go to Andy Flower as well.
No, fair point. But
Hessen's coming. One of these teams are going to have Hessen next year.
Hessen probably deserves it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, man.
SR
good coach,
by the way.
Anyone, bro. Anyone
SRH can go with anyone.
But I hope Hessen doesn't go to SRH because SRH are one of those who they don't think long term.
Okay, where
Shot.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, boy. Gill's gone. This is exactly what I was saying.
Huge wicket.
ज़्यादा कुछ मत करो. शांति से ball डालते रहो. Single winger
big moment. Big moment in the game.
First ball after the strategic timeout.
Once again. And That's a huge wicket for Sunrisers Hyderabad here
Big
because
moment.
Gill was definitely.
Will you
going
send
to do
Vijay
that.
Shankar or Miller now? I'll send Miller because I want to use Vijay Shankar slightly. Oh,
No,
you send
but
Miller?
Shankar, I don't mind.
I'll go for
Shankar is
Miller.
not a
I'll
bad
tell you
start.
why.
Shankar sucks out the momentum. That's a big problem.
No, I don't.
नहीं अभी momentum.
Yeah, I tell him to. He can.
करने के लिए भी तो
No,
कुछ
but
चाहिए ना, वो भी
he
नहीं
he
करेगा।
did it last season, right? In the sense he came out and played the 30 or 15, 20. I'll tell him, boss, your role is to hopefully just give me a push here. The run rate, it's Miller though.
Thank God.
Because if I lose Miller here, then I got nothing
That's
left.
my
I got
concern.
nothing.
Down the order. That's fine.
The point is, I've got nothing left. You play your cards accordingly, right? So that's an interesting. What are your predictions for the most? I'm sure people will play. How can you not retain Chad? So I'm sure that'll be termed under shocking let
No,
go.
we'll get to that in due course because I also think KKR could potentially not be retaining Iyer, but we'll get to that. Other teams as well.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah.
Can you tell me your?
बात करेंगे. I mean, RR. But my thing is, usually retention सब सोचते हैं ना. From what I've understood, from what little I've seen, how teams usually retain, your Mumbai's and Chennai's of the world, they would want to have at least one option locked in each of the departments.
Depends, yeah.
And locking your top 5 short, great way of going about it. But I don't think, barring RCB of your where they used to retain Virat, Gill, and AB, I don't think any team's done that. You always have one gun bowler.
Rajasthan did it last time around as well. Just saying.
Rajasthan had Jaiswal, but that's because their
Samson.
bowling was tauba. मतलब वो bowling से किसको उठाओगे भाई?
I'm just saying.
Retain करने लायक भी तो
like,
होना चाहिए.
Avesh Khan is an option as well. They could go for an Indian pacer. Indian pacer 5 crores is an amazing deal.
नहीं, again, I haven't seen that last over that he bowled against Punjab.
No, for 5
after
crores,
retaining.
5 crores an Indian pacer for because Avesh
Pulled
potential.
off a scam there. Avesh Khan and Devdutt Padikkal.
No, I mean.
Devdutt Padikkal to LSC. Now LSC are paying the price for it. Devdutt Padikkal.
No, I think I understood why because last season he was benched. He went through a bad phase and credit to Rajasthan to pull him out.
Last season, नहीं, 2 season.
So he had a decent 22 season for Lucknow. 23 was Avesh.
Avesh नहीं, Devdutt की बात.
Devdutt, okay. See, the thing, I don't understand why Lucknow wanted him.
That's what we're saying.
Because you've got
Deepak.
Deepak is also sitting on the bench right now. But although he should be playing out of Ayush Badoni, whatever the role is, whether it's at 3 or 6, because he's played both roles so far. That's the gap.
Yeah, no. Single. But yeah, Devdutt तो भाई तो clearly 2 साल number 3 पे नहीं चला.
I have not seen the reason why RR is letting go of him. क्या कर रहे हो? उधर ही खिला रहे हो यार.
क्या लोग हैं man? क्या लोग हैं? Arshan Kulkarni.
These are professionals, yaar. Come on.
Did you see Langer talking to Arshan?
No.
That man, I saw that.
Look at Kohli, look at Maxwell. You should do that. Like, bro, वो अलग है. वो क्या role किसको Maxi कैसे ball देखता है वैसे. I mean, as much as the RCB fan and me was impressed कि हाँ भाई तो RCB player के नाम बोले, but क्यों? Very हुड्डा का stance change कराना चाहते हैं.
Yeah, sure. You can change a 30-year-old starts 2 days before the tournament starts.
The way he calls the analyst, see how good it's looking. That guy's also like, अभी मैं क्या बोलूँ? हाँ, अच्छा लग रहा है. It was very funny. But
KKR's retention, speak about it.
No, but RR just to so that's where I.
No, I understand your point. Yeah, could be, but the point is, again, comes down to which is your priority, which player is harder to get, right? Because Parag.
We'll go for plenty. Parag, I'm saying.
Jurel is the wicket keeper. Parag is the middle order bat Indian who can hit sixes off pace.
And see, Parag also has a lot of that brand value. He's social media posts.
Exactly. And most importantly, again, just from purely cricketing angle, I'm just saying that Parag is a middle order bat who can hit sixes. How many players can
bowl?
And bowl. Okay, bowling and with
impact. Yeah, great.
Great gun fielder. Impact player, we don't necessarily need Parag the bowler, but I'm just saying that. Most important, a middle order player who can hit sixes of pace and spin. How many players can do that?
True.
So, especially raw pace, as we saw the other night. So, in that way, I think Parag is nailed on. So, yeah, tell me about KKR.
KKR, see, my point is in terms of retention.
Rinku nailed on.
Rinku number. Of course. There is, I personally would go with Nitish Rana. I'm going with.
Okay, Andre Russell.
I'm not sure because again, wrong side of the age curve. But this season he started off well. Before the season began, when I was thinking of potential names, I'd already chalked out Russell ki boss nahi hoga. I mean, I'd already chucked him out, not chalked out, and that's why I was like, hatao. But he's started very well with the ball. Importantly, not the bat. Bat to अच्छा किया, but
good first game with the bat.
Exactly. But bowling to uska dono games mein अच्छा रहा. So I'm still curious to see how the season goes. And how the World Cup goes.
If he
yeah.
more or less does 60-70% of what he's done in the first 2 games, you're retaining him, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
then I would
so
still hold
let's
on to
assume
him.
that he will. I think because he's been doing well for the last few months.
That's
so
also
so we're
true.
saying Russell Rinko too.
Russell Rinko, I personally would hold on to Narayan. I'm holding on to Varun Chakravarti.
Okay, wait.
Not Narayan, sorry, not Narayan. Rana.
Rana is at 12 crore.
Huh?
12 crores.
Third slot पे लूँगा ना.
Sorry, 10 crore slot. Ahead of Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah, Shreyas को मैं लूँगा ही नहीं.
Okay. Rana ahead of Shreyas. I just want to make it clear. Okay,
and Varun Chakravarti I'm holding on
fourth
to.
for 8 crores.
Yeah, and fifth one I don't mind Suyash Sharma, uncapped player. I don't mind.
Oh, so
there was one more name. Harshit Rana, I don't mind uncapped player.
Yeah, he's unlikely to make his debut in the next 12 months because so many places.
No, you'd be surprised.
I know he's been with the India A squad, and the Zimbabwe tour could kill a lot of IPL sides. Honestly,
exactly.
And these IPL teams are going to hate the Zimbabwe tour. I know that.
Hi, if you remember, auction के पहले इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड टूर हुआ था शायद मेगा ऑक्शन के मेगा ऑक्शन से पहले after the IPL that India New Zealand tourism India's
New Zealand came here.
Venkatesh Iyer got selected.
Yeah.
4 crore से सीधा 8 crore में पहुंच गया.
Shahbaaz was after that. Yeah.
So I would hold on to. There's no Shreyas. I have Nitish Rana, but I have these names: Harshit or Suyash. Either of them, I would go for.
But do you have any particular reason to retain Nitish Rana? Like
ahead of Shreyas or Venkatesh Iyer?
Nitish has consistently scored 350, 400 runs for them for the last 6 seasons.
Okay.
Not one, not two,
I
6
understand.
seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Has earlier था issue उसका थोड़ा pace का अभी भी I'm not denying that, but he still looks a lot more at ease when playing pace than Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer and Nitish Rana, importantly, I would make Nitish Rana my captain. I really like what I saw of Nitish Rana,
That I agree
the
with
leader,
you.
and
That I agree
skipper. Matlab, tactically also he wasn't the worst.
That I agree.
Yeah.
Nitish Rana did an amazing job with the resources he had last season.
Which was non-existent basically last
with
year.
both batting and bowling.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. And this includes, despite Rinko having like an insane season.
Hi. Nahi.
Bro,
secretly कुछ नहीं.
Do you remember the 21 mega? Everyone was convinced Shreyas is next RCB captain, confirmed. And they actually bloody bid for them also. I was shocked.
Bid for like 5.
5, I know, but I was shocked when they bid.
वो 5 crore तक bid तो हर किसी के लिए करने लगता. See, Akash Chopra भाई उसको इतना because इतना confidently बोला था.
Shreyas, I remember that.
Shreyas, he took 3 names. Shreyas, Riyan Parag, Ambati. I was like, भाई Riyan आ जाए मेरे को बाकी Ambati Rayudu
for RCB.
What? बाकी 2 names छोड़ो मेरे को रियान पराग चाहिए. I really felt वो मतलब he can be एक भी नहीं लिया तीनों
Obviously.
अंबती को बिड भी नहीं किया, रियान को बिड भी नहीं किया, श्रेयस को बिड किया 5 crore तक, which was basically not as good as not bidding. They were just bidding for the heck of it. फायदा नहीं.
You convinced about Varun Chakravarti 8 crores?
I would have. He was retained for 12.
He was.
I know, 8 only for him last time.
I would, yeah.
I would happily. He's been a solid.
You're sure that Nitish Rana is a 10 crore batter ahead of Shreyas and
I would personally, 100%, and I genuinely think they would also look at him that way because
so I think that value is more of backup plus captaincy.
Exactly.
And
I agree with your other. I think your first two, I agree. Rinku, Russell, and then fourth Harshit or Suyash. I don't mind Harshit. I'd be more looking at Harshit for sure because I think Suyash can be bought back in the auction, and Harshit, I think with the batting also, if people follow the domestic scene, they know that he can bat as well and hit the deck bowling 145.
Batting, Umesh Yadav, upgrade over Umesh Yadav, batting.
They'll think that we are running on Umesh Yadav hate channel here, but then so I agree with your this thing and. Varun. I understand Varun. And because of the fact of continuity and he'll anyway go for 6-7 crores, so might as well retain him for 8 crores. I understand that line of thing.
Also, one more thing that also ensures now this, like let's say they go for Harshit Rana, spinner हो गया, 2 pacer हो गया, top order में एक Nitish Rana आ गया, middle order में Russell Rinko. That they already have
team
a solid
core. You've got Rana at 4, you've got Rinko at 6 and 7, Rinko and Russell at 6 and 7. Then you've got Varun at 11 and Harshit at 8.
So that's
got like
solid. That's a nice spread. So I would hold on to this.
Yeah, it's just that I think it'd be Shreyas side of Rinko, but Nitish. But apart from that,
they would be super. If Nitish is let go of, I would make Nitish RCB's next captain. Oof, there you go. If he's let go of, since Ragnarok wanted,
I don't think they can retain both Shreyas and Nitish. So I think it'll be one.
No. Unless they decide कि Harshit Suyash, but no, नहीं होगा ना, पैसा का फिर लोड हो जाएगा. मतलब 12-10 बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा अब दोनों मांगेंगे for sure.
Well, it'll be difficult to convince any of those guys to accept the 5th retention, and that includes Varun Chakravarti. Yeah, it'll be difficult for anyone to accept the 5th retention in that set. Varun,
true.
Shreyas, Nitish, anyone.
But anyways, coming back, we'll start talking about the game in due course when it gets a bit more entertaining. 80 of 9 is where it is at right now. The required
There's been
run
a
rate is
proper
slowly
slowdown.
creeping up.
Proper
By the
slowdown.
way, this is exactly what I told us.
12th over 85.
Exactly, 85-90 के बीच में उनको रखो.
Oh, Sudarshan.
Yeah.
1922. Same issues.
But KKR retention, let's just close this out by the end of this over. Who do you think the names, you agree with these names?
What were your names?
So I had Russell, I had Rinku, Russell, Nitish, हर्षित और सुयश अनकैप प्लेयर दोनों में से एक को ले लो एंड वरुण चक्रवर्ती. Oh, good ball.
That's a tough one. I would probably let go of Varun, I feel, because I want to play Suyash in every game, which is not happening this season. Because, of course, I mean, you've got Naran, you've got CV.
Can we do 2 uncapped retentions?
You can.
Then I'm not going to retain
SRH
Varun.
did now.
So, yeah. So, I'm going to do, I actually agree with him. I'm going to let go of Varun. And maybe buy him back if I can. Because
but he'll be expensive.
No, that's okay, but if I can get Harshit and Suyash for 4 each.
But you can have Varun and Suyash na, if you want. My point is, I don't think Narayan's going to be... He's not been that effective with the ball already and it's only going to get worse.
No, I understand. That's why I'm saying that...
shot. That's a cracking shot.
I'm just saying that Varun plus... Sorry, Harshit plus Suyash for 4 each would give me a lot of room
as well.
And I'd retain the batters.
Then
batters.
Gives them the option, someone like a Chahil. Like they can go for any spinner in the auction.
Could just a traditional offie also could work.
वो तो राणा भी है मतलब for
I'm just saying.
कोहली डेविड
See, I know you said Rana, but it will be stress.
But what about you?
If Nitish Rana is not retained, now I've got a good feeling he's going to PBKS under Sunil Joshi and will become the captain over there.
Sunil Joshi?
He is not going to stay itself.
So that's a different thing.
But why? What's the Sunil Joshi Nitish Rana connect?
He's the coach, no?
UP ka? Oh.
But Sunil Joshi himself is one spin bowling coach of Punjab.
Plus Nitish is the captain. And I've actually watched Nitish's leadership in the domestics and he's really good.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about tactically.
Yeah,
no, that
exactly.
we saw. That's agreed. He did very well for his
Nitish the leader, Nitish the skipper, both of them
he's
are
really
good.
impressive. So I do see that happening. So if KKR decide to not retain him, then okay, maybe PBKS might.
But boss,
is what I.
But then Gambhir connect and Gambhir will probably retain Nitish Rana.
Yeah,
but they can't retain Nitish and Shreyas. It'll be a neither or situation, and
maybe he can convince Nitish to say that boss, take 6 crores, we'll take care of you later.
They can.
Sorry, 8 crores, not even 6 crores.
But will they want to do that? Why do you want to retain both any which ways? एक तो श्रेयस अय्यर कोलकाता के सर्विस में खेल ही नहीं सकता ना.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is slotted. 3, 4, 5 and 3, 4 and 6, 7 is closed out
6,
for
7,
me.
8 Harshit.
6, 7, 8.
That means Suyash नहीं होगा फिर.
Yeah.
Wait, but in sub में you'll also have to understand कि uncapped player अगर लेते हो तो it would eat up an Indian slot. So I don't think you can go for 4 Indians.
Yeah, that way. No, I think it's only 3 capped Indians. That was how it was last time. So you could.
Okay, I'm not sure. We'll have to look.
They'll change the rules. They'll change the rules based on what the big teams like. So don't worry about
That's of course there. Which is why I see 5+ shows how it will be because MI, CSK and Co wouldn't want to sort of let go of a lot of their players.
Ooh, that's a nice ball. Cummins has bowled pretty well so far.
By the way, SRH were 91.3 at the same at a similar stage in their innings. So yeah, clearly showing it's very neck to neck right now.
See, the thing, that's a good question, but from the young players' perspective as well, right? You've got Rinku Singh who's on 55 lakhs. I'm sure he's getting paid slightly more than that. Somehow the other.
Much more than that.
Yeah, but the point is he's only on 55 lakhs, right? And for 3 years is a fair time to say that you've got a pay rise. So I think it's a fair move for both player and franchise, and that's how the IPL market is. Once it becomes an open market, and I mean, if it becomes an open market, certain teams will definitely take advantage of it. So we'll see. Trade can't happen before an auction, unless rules change.
शॉक को ट्रेड करना चाहता है जीत भाई. खुशी खुशी दे देंगे ना.
Where's Prithvi Shaw going next year?
As long as it's not RCB, couldn't care. I feel one of these SRH type teams.
Actually, RCB will do better with Prithvi Shaw.
Why not? I was my 2 teams are I think Mumbai or RCB.
Mumbai, yeah. I have Mumbai because of the local connect and Bankhede, of course.
I was thinking Mumbai or RCB will try for Shaw.
I have a feeling SRH lega for some.
But if Virat has to say Shaw won't come, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Shaw, the thing is, it's not Shaw the batter that I'm.
Shaw, that's what I'm saying. Virat,
person.
Yeah. That's why Sarfaraz also is shown the door.
Exactly. So and. I don't mind that. I know that it is
in terms of what RCB requires. Prithvi Shaw is a perfect match, but there are off-field issues
Exactly.
that doesn't allow him to,
Yeah.
or may not allow him to in the future.
But शौक you will find शौक के जैसे लोग overseas मतलब auction में तो मिल
overseas ना, but domestic का भी तो एक value है.
Yeah, but then I'd rather find Shaw a blaster as an Indian than have an overseas blaster.
That's the thing. It's not about Shaw the batter we're talking about.
I know what I'm saying. Just from a pure, okay, let's compare him to Salt, hypothetically. I'd rather have Shaw than Salt, even if Salt is cheaper. Because
I agree. I understand.
I want to use an overseas slot for something which I can't find Indian players for.
Point. It's a very valid point, but the point is, I mean, it's not about the batter.
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
And to be honest, that's a valid enough reason for me. Because
just from a numbers perspective, I'd rather have Shaw for 6 crores than Salt for 2 crores. I'll tell you.
Oh, short, yeah. So that's been played in the gap between point and short.
They needed that boundary also.
Yeah, much needed boundary. It has been a very good over from Cummins so far. But I would retain Hardik Bumrah Tilak to Sky क्या तेल लेने गया क्या? Hi Ragnarok, my fans.
Sky is obviously going at 3. Oh, Bumrah will see, bro. Bumrah will see. Bumrah and Sky will see, but if the Ambanis are allowed their way, then of course those two are nailed on.
But sorry about. So I'm just trying to think of aggressive openers.
What, Indian or overseas?
Indian. There aren't too many other. Abhishek Sharma could be another name that you can bring up, but he's definitely going to be retained by SRH.
Tripathi maybe, if he's playing well. Mayank also if he's playing well.
But Tripathi, even for KKR, he
batted
did well when exactly when he was batting at 3, not opening.
I'm just saying top order.
Top order, yeah, because RPSG Kelly he opened and did fantastically well for them. So I'm not sure. Tripathi potentially CSK?
I'm going to tell another name. The new found Ajinkya Rahane. No, I'm just joking, of course. He's never going to do anything for anyone else except CSK.
CSK themselves, I feel, wouldn't go for him again.
No, he'll get bits.
So there are a few aggressive options in the domestic circuit, all of whom were called for trials, but none of them.
Because teams, I understand, because most teams tend to have really good new ball bowlers. It's very difficult for you to throw in a guy at the top of the order. It's a very key position. You want guys who score a bank, right? You want guys who can score runs for sure.
Like that. So Maharaja T20 trophy, say for example, there was Chetan LR, Rohan Patil, 2 names that have been making the rounds for the last couple of years. Rohan Patil and Chetan LR. Chetan LR in particular, I've loved. He has a solid technique, but he's very aggressive. I've generally liked what I've seen of him. Mila nahi chance for the same reason, and I understand because Maharaja T20 trophy mein jo bowling standards hai, wo nahi hoga bhai. Bolt. Yeah, Nandre Bagar.
Yeah, Ricky Bowie is an outstanding season. He looked like a trailer. I can't blame him. You saw the way established Indian top. India's best 5 batters, arguably 5-6 batters against South Africa in South Africa. How they struggled against Nandre Bagar. You can understand why Ricky Bowie, who's probably never played that level of quality, has struggled. Understandable, and that's why top order batters tend to be either established Indian players or overseas players who've got the ability to play players in spin.
Meanwhile, Akhil says, in my opinion, what players get picked for on paper at the auction and what they actually get paid for is way different. The auction price isn't set.
I mean, this is probably the first year Rinku is.
This
is probably the first year Rinku is getting paid more than what he is.
And point being, bro, at the end of the day, all that matters is how much is being deducted from the purse. Under the table, tum 100 crore do, 200 crore do, kisko farak padta hai? It's all about purse se kitna deduct ho raha hai na. So yeah.
But just saying that Rinku's stocks has only risen since last season, and I'm pretty sure last season he was only played that much. This season things may have changed. Different things have happened.
They find creative ways. It's not like they just pay money under the table. They come up with different. For at least this is a known example. I don't know how much known it is. 2012, Chris Gill was retained for 550k. He was signed as Dirk Nannes's replacement. Dirk Nannes had been bought for 550k, so he couldn't be retained for higher than that. They retained him for that. There's no way on earth Chris Gill, after the kind of season he had for them in 2011, auction mein aata to bhai phaad deta, bank toot jata pura. So what they did, Malia Saab, of course, being the whatever
man is, the one who actually breaks the bank.
Kingfisher ka ambassador bana diya usse. So these are the creative ways they come up with. Paise aa jaye. So they make sure, so you don't need to worry about how much is being paid, for example. You guys want KKR to back old boys Russell and Narayan. You don't think they can buy them cheaper at the mega auction and
not Russell.
Not Russell. Narayan
they'll buy back next year. Narayan, I know they'll buy back or even possibly retain again.
And Russell will be in demand. Pace bowling all-rounder who can win you games with the bat.
All 10 teams will try for him.
Exactly. So I'd be very surprised if they let go of Russell that way. But anyways, 65 of 42 right now. 8 runs coming of the last over.
The gap.
No, I hope there's a deep square.
Shot.
No, man,
they needed that again.
So every over now in the last 3 overs they've managed to score a boundary in the first.
Washi, he hit 1 over long off side, one the deep late cut against.
That cut Cummins and Washi.
Yeah.
And the
Late
Washi
cut
over
to deep
before
third
that
man,
as well.
and now this. Yeah.
So last 4 overs have seen a boundary. Bad ball as well, man. मतलब this happened even when Bhuvi bowled. Your deep square leg is very square. एकदम umpire के पीछे खड़ा है.
They've not. Markanday can be bowled. I think Miller is not the great. His play's been decently. Don't get me wrong.
Off late, so he's become a very good player.
Yeah, but
कर ना ये गधे. सब यार मतलब.
How many? Cummins has 2. Bhuvi has 2.
Bhuvi would bowl out. Yeah, Cummins, I don't know if he'll bowl out.
Should definitely
Washi
bowl out. They
has
don't have
one after
bowlers,
this.
bro.
Markanday has 2.
So 6 overs left after this. So
Yeah,
Bhuvi
Unadkat
2,
for
Cummins
what
2.
has 2.
Bhuvi 2, Cummins 2 for sure. Unadkat probably 1.
Oh, Cummins 2.
Yeah.
अच्छा middle में ही डाल के
Yeah. So Cummins 2,
क्या
Bhuvi
middle
2.
15 हाँ वही
Shot.
to be honest I wouldn't be surprised.
Next is Markanday.
That's what I was going to say. अरे Shucks.
Damn it! How did
Bad throw यार. Who was the fielder?
Shahbaaz.
Who else other than ex-RCB?
That's harsh on both him and RCB.
मतलब क्या throw था यार. He was gone for all money. अच्छा throw होता
Let's see
तो.
what happened here.
Miller ran quickly. Sai was the one who was hesitating.
Miller was sure about
Yeah.
going
तो
back for the
गलत
second.
end पे भी मारा है फिर.
The throw.
फील कर रहा है वहाँ पे. Good. But अभी फिर से डबल मत भगा भाई.
So yeah, so Cummins will bowl 2, Bhuvi will bowl 2. That's 4 out of 6 done.
Markanday at least 1.
Markanday or Washi will bowl 1.
No, Markanday, not Washi. Not
I think this is last
Yeah.
over. They'll contemplate.
Unadkat.
Unadkat
Yeah.
as well.
Unadkat has 2, right? So Unadkat will probably bowl from the other end now.
I'm thinking
Markanday,
Markanday now
yeah.
and then Unadkat and 2-2 Cummins Bhuvi.
They won't backload Cummins and Bhuvi when the game is.
Bhuvi to they will for sure.
No, I mean I think they'll bring him on earlier.
Bhuvi to they will backload. Cummins maybe they might give him a 1 over spell. I mean he might give himself a 1 over spell right now next over.
I actually think Bhuvi is going to bowl next over.
Okay, let's see.
It's 9 runs per over. You got Miller on. Miller hasn't got going yet, but of
The
course
thing
you
is
know
Bhuvi
the.
himself is not that guy.
I know he's not, but that's how Sunrise bowling attack is. For me, on paper, the second worst bowling attack.
Second worst.
Yeah. The worst is not you.
Of course, DC.
Yeah, DC. And by the way, I'm not anything against Kuldeep, Akshay. I have nothing against them, guys. It's just that the others are looking unbowlable.
Unbowlable.
And funnily, I rate Khalil a lot as well, but it is what it is, man.
Khalil with the new ball, मतलब उसको
Yeah.
2 या 3 over 2 power play में खत्म.
We spoke about Delhi, right? They're all individually good players, but they cannot coexist. We had this problem with Shaw and Marsh and Warner. They cannot coexist with each other, so that's a big problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, whole is not greater than the sum of its parts here. On a serious note, assuming Faf won't get
Yeah,
retained,
he won't.
who do you think will be the
Bhuvi is-
scapegoat for next Unbox event? Will they opt
Oh,
for?
Bhuvi has only 1. Damn it. And Bhuvi is bowling out
Will
now.
they opt for? That's it.
नहीं, but मैं समझा नहीं. Will they जुजू scapegoat क्यों बोला फिर? मैं वो सोच रहा हूँ. I thought he was going to say something else. अच्छा ठीक है.
See, Bhuvi is bowling this one.
Oh, and he has just one left.
Yeah, he bowled 3 in the power play. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, he bowled the 5th as well, right? Yeah.
I think they are.
So they've
asking for
got
trouble here.
5 overs. So Cummins has to bowl 2. Unadkat probably has to bowl 2 now. And
Right.
one out of the spinners will bowl the other one.
And
But,
Pat Cummins
I'm
are
not
the death.
surprised they're going to Bhuvi now, man.
Pat Cummins are the death.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if I agree with
No,
that.
I understand why they're going to come Bhuvi now, though.
Fair front.
Even
row
if he
करने
gives,
ना
even if he
चाहिए.
goes for an without taking a wicket, even he can restrict for a 7-run over, 48 and 5, at least somewhat in the game, right?
But
True,
GT
true.
will be actually happier to give Bhuvi 7 runs and not give a single wicket.
Ooh,
ऊपर से Bhuvi himself is not.
that's in the gap? No.
नहीं. Hang जल्दी.
No, I understand, but okay. But at the same time, from a Sunrisers perspective, you understand why they're doing this, right?
Fair, yeah. I get
Because
that,
it's not
I get
like
that.
they can just play out Bhuvi as it is.
No, that's a fair point.
So,
I
and
wouldn't
while
deny
taking
that.
a risk, you could lose a wicket. So,
देखते हैं.
but they have to attack as well. They've got wickets in hand anyway. And
They've
after
still
this,
got
you've
Vijay
got
Shankar,
Rahul
Tewatia,
Tewatia, Rashid Khan.
Noor Ahmed also.
Noor Ahmed and Alkandi can bat a bit.
I thought
Umesh can-
Noor जितना देखा है वो यार
Oh!
Rashid जैसा 4.
Four, is
Oh,
it?
नहीं.
That's
Correct,
third
he
man.
was slow ball.
Wait, we're missing out on some. Vijay Shankar at 5, Tewatia at 6.
Omar Sai.
Omar Sai is
Azmatullah Omar.
boss,
So they've
this
got
guy.
batting, no? So
He's
yeah,
work.
you'd send in who next? Assuming wicket falls anytime soon.
Omar Sai actually.
Ahead of Tewatia.
तेवटिया तो अभी रखूंगा यार उसको लास्ट 3-4 ओवर वहीं पे वो मतलब टिका है वैसे भी also although the other way of looking at it is कि तेवटिया also tends to sort of starting में थोड़ा टाइम लेता है
So you might have to throw in a suggestion 2 overs spare, is it?
Sorry?
You might as well throw him in a situation with 2 overs. Why is Miller limping? Doesn't look good.
Oh yeah. कल भी हमने हाँ कल लिविंगस्टन था. Aj Miller.
That was an injury, bad injury. I hope
Yeah,
I think he's out for a few games.
Meanwhile, Renegade says, I feel the third worst bowling attack would be MI. Even with 4 fantastic overs from whom nobody else is in form.
Jeet would agree for sure.
MI is the worst,
Second,
not third worst.
No, second worst for me. हाँ, आपके लिए DC second worst होगा. Yeah.
No, so the worst is RCB. Second worst is Mumbai.
Do you think
third worst
RCB is really the worst? Do you think RCB is the worst?
Yeah.
Second.
Oh yeah, RCB is the worst.
For me, MI is second worst, but DC is worst. But fair, RCB third
No,
worst.
I'm only rating DCR because they have Akshar, they have Kuldeep.
Fair
And both are in form.
Yeah.
Importantly.
Whereas
my order would be
MI, it's only Bumrah. That's it. RCB
mine would
only
be
Siraj who's out of
DC,
form.
MI, RCB and then Mumbai. Because Bumrah is there, no? That's
So
why I'm just,
bottom three to same here. Order गलत है.
just
In order अलग है. बस MI, DC.
and because of Bumrah, I'm just keeping them in 7th. And I think if they use their resources better, they can be much better. Like for example, Luke Wood with the new ball, use him properly.
नहीं भाई, Luke Wood छोड़ो.
No. I'm just saying, like hypothetically, they could be slightly better. That's why 7th.
कितना भी उसका लिए तला तो है नहीं वहाँ पे. तला नहीं है तो नहीं होगा यार. क्या?
They got Hardik Juju, no?
देखा हमने जुजू क्या हुआ. First one conceded 277, second was 246. क्या बात चल रही है यहाँ पे?
Worst bowling attack. SR is the second. Fair enough. Good point.
Yeah, that's true. That way RCB.
भाई वो तो pitch भी ऐसा था यार. कोई भी मार खाता.
हाँ समझ गया Ragnarok यार. मतलब हाँ comments तो नहीं होगा. I hope.
Good over from Bowie, 5 of 5. He's
So far,
done his role.
Yeah. But Miller's also struggling here. वेटोरी को जब भी देखता हूँ ना अंदर से गुस्सा आता है.
RCB ना
अंदर से गुस्सा आता है.
Why for not raising the RTM paddle when KL went for 11 zip?
No, it's not anything in particular. In general, he was so bad. I don't think RCB have had, or rather IPL has seen a more.
And the funny thing, he was actually in the job for 6 years with no pressure, no? Just 2 years, you have bad season, you're off. Somehow he just lasted 6 seasons doing nothing.
Also because एक तो माल्या जब था तो उसको जेनिंग्स भी 6 साल कर गया ना, so माल्या इन सब में.
And the other thing was, like, I think when Virat was the Indian captain, like, especially the 16 to 19 period, right? He really didn't give a damn about RCB, man. Like,
Wasn't Keaton in the mix at one stage as a player for us? No. Because of Ray? No, right? Or he was called for some.
वो he's practiced.
He's
But
he's done something with RCB.
He's batted with RCB and all, but nothing.
He trained or something.
Yeah, he's trained with them. That's true.
So the thing is, I think at that time Virat was too focused on India alone, and he used to just turn up like a week before the season and he used to just leave.
फिर भी मार देता था 600-700. मतलब 700 नहीं तो.
No, I'm just saying from a tactical and from an involvement point of view in terms of options and all that.
I don't think there's been a more.
I'm sure he regrets
regressive.
I think he regrets those years because it eventually led to him losing the India captaincy in some way.
अच्छा कोहली की बात. वो जो भी भाई but वेटोरी तो हर जगह हगाई है ना. यहाँ से ब्रिस्बेन,
Markande, interesting.
Birmingham, Phoenix, हर जगह. So I don't know how. What?
Producer, do we have the closing time contest this time around?
We can have it right now, guys. Let us know in the comments what time do you think will the game end. Of course, we're already seeing being shown rather, glimpses of what to expect in the second encounter, which is between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings. Vizag's first game this season. So let's see how that goes.
Big over, man. Big over for Mark. So Markande, Cummins will bowl the 17th and the 19th.
Well, it also depends on how Markande bowls.
Irrespective, Cummins is your best option, no?
No, if he bowls well this over, why not?
No, I'm talking next.
Good ball,
wait. Where is it? Gap. He didn't hit it properly. That's why I was wondering.
Was beaten.
No. So irrespective whether it's a good over or bad over, you go to your best option next, right?
कहाँ से Cummins best option?
I mean,
who else is
best option is exhausted.
Yeah, so
they've got
whatever.
two of the worst options.
No, I'm saying out of what's remaining, Cummins is better than Unadkat.
I would put.
I'm not going to comment on that because both are rubbish.
I know.
I'm putting Cummins over Unadkat, bro. Come on, 100%.
The fact that we're discussing Unadkat, like Cummins.
Come on, man. Cummins, like I understand Cummins is not like a gun. I understand Cummins is not a gun.
Catch!
It's in the gap. Gap again.
Played.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Cummins like a gun death pull or anything, but at least he's got more to his game than Unadkat, bro. Come on.
What game?
Bro, he's got the cutters. He knows to use the pitch.
Basically, Unadkat has got full tosses at 130. Cummins has full tosses at 140. That's it. That's the only difference.
उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है, bro.
come on. You guys are underselling Cummins to that extent of Unadkat and all is too much, bro. Come
if
on.
anything, I'll say you are underestimating Unadkat here.
No, hardest legend.
Matlab,
Okay, comments, please tell me who's the better bowler amongst Patrick Cummins and Jay.
Jay's bowler.
Okay, better bowler for this particular situation amongst Patrick Cummins and Jay Unadkat. Can we have a poll producer if it's possible? I love it.
Ball, yaar. Matlab, line
Now the views are going to drop.
हटाओ यार कमिंस और उनादकट में चूज करने को बोल रहे नहीं देखना चलो बट सही में यार कमिंस और उनादकट
Is that Ashish Nehra camp?
don't tell me it
No, I think he had an injury, right?
Oh no, it's not Sudarshan. किसका है ये camp?
No, it was an umpire camp. I think he had an injury, right? Last over, he was limping.
Yeah. मैं सच्ची में आशीष नेहरा क्या ये भी
Shot side.
What a shot!
What a shot side. That's the game broken here.
खत्म ही पे अभी.
Man,
Markanday was going to get over.
Yep, just look at Sai Sudarshan in terms of how he's fared for the Gujarat Titans ever since making his debut for them a couple of years ago. Just look at that. Not once has he been dismissed below 15 runs.
That's consistency for you.
And that's something none of us have ever faulted him for. Like he's always been that bank for them at number 3, and it's so good to see that a youngster being that bank, being that dependable option for his side. Because we always see number 3 पे experience option चाहिए, someone who can do this, who can do that. Again, very heartening to see, and hopefully it's
okay, I finished.
No, but
no, the thing is he's ideally an opener as well, and because they have to play Riddhiman Saha, he's playing at number 3 as well, and eventually come next year, that bloody hell they better buy a wicketkeeper, man. Buy a wicketkeeper who can bat at 4, 5, 6.
By the way, do you know who was the keeper they bid for? No.
Bid for
in 2022. 2022 basically.
I know they bought Riddhiman Saha also very late.
And accelerated auction ke third round.
Yeah, I know they got Saha because they didn't have a keeper even then.
Only wait.
So who was the other wicketkeeper they bid for?
The keeper was eventually bought by another team for 3.2 crores.
Okay, just tell me which team it was.
Sorry.
Which season? Okay, who was the other team who bid?
हाँ वो नाम बता दूंगा तो
3.2 crores specifically.
इसीलिए नंबर बोला मैं और शॉट
No man, 6.
कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ था मेरे ख्याल से.
Who went for 3.2 crores?
Oh,
Anuj Rawat. Oh yeah.
They bid 3 crores for Anuj Rawat.
Anuj Rawat was bought for 3.4 by the way.
Then 3.2 they bid for them.
Oh yeah,
3.2 was Yash Dayal. Sorry. And RCB bid 3 for Yash Dayal and they bought him for 3.2. And yeah, it was vice versa. And Saha was better for sure.
Saha is still better. Even next year is going to be better than Anuj Rawat.
But I don't think they're going back to Saha now.
They won't.
Maybe someone like a Salt, to be honest. Not the worst option.
When it comes to batting, when you expect Gujarat to do something, they never do that. Bloody this year, I was convinced they're going to get Harry Brook or Mitchell or some proper international batter to replace Hardik at number 4 or 5. And these guys ended up buying no one. They wait. Spencer Johnson 11 crores, Shah Rukh Khan 9 crores. Both are sitting on the bench in 2 games time. I mean, and they're 2-1 now, so almost nearly there. So
fair point.
See, Ragnarok is supporting me here. Thank you, Ragnarok. I got some support for. I cannot believe Cummins or Unadkat.
But 23 runs coming off that.
Yeah, that was the game done there.
Yeah.
With 1 over remaining of Bhuvi, it was always going to be the case.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way they were winning it.
They showed their cards a bit too early. Maybe again,
can't blame them.
In that over, like not sure. Oh wow.
That's a shot and gone.
Big moment. That's bowling. Look at that. मतलब क्या ball डाला है क्या है? Completely Fox Sudarshan.
Well played, Sai. Good knock.
Excellent knock. Much मतलब exactly, which is why I said this is the kind of target that works. It's right up Sudarshan's alley. Not too high a target. Just make sure you're there. You just stick and throw.
Who comes in next? Who do you say?
I would imagine, but
they haven't got spinners, so I'm just thinking Tewatia no matter what.
Tewatia, but I mean, you could afford a few dot balls.
Exactly. इसीलिए तो वो भी कर सकते हैं.
So it's going to be Omarzai or Tewatia. Vijay Shankar. I actually think it's going to be Vijay Shankar.
अरे इसको तो टुक.
It is Vijay. It looks like Vijay only. Yep. It is Vijay Shankar.
But just to go back to Pranav's comment, Shanak, of course,
a lot of credit to Mayank Yadav. In spite of being named Mayank, he's made a match-turning contribution.
But I was actually thinking about this today morning. Is Mayank the most common first name in the history of IPL? 4 Mayanks to have played IPL. Is there any other name?
Who are the 4? Mayank Agarwal, Mayank Markande, Mayank Yadav, Mayank Dagar.
और ये यादव 4 हो गया ना?
I told 4.
हाँ 4 ही बोला ना?
अच्छा okay.
And I'm pretty sure एक मयंक कहीं पे तो था पंजाब या कहीं कुछ तो ऐसा मयंक गुप्ता मयंक शर्मा कोई तो दिल्ली पंजाब पुराने इसमें I'm forgetting who, but
Rahul is probably more common.
कितने राहुल? त्रिपाठी, KL Rahul, Dravid. Oh, Rahul Shukla,
Sharma.
Rahul Chahar,
Rahul Sharma.
Rahul
The
Sharma.
leggy.
That's 6. Yeah, that's 6. Rahul Shukla भी तो था. So that's 6. Okay.
Abhishek also, I'm pretty sure, pretty common.
Abhishek कहाँ? Sharma. बस.
Nair.
हाँ, Nair. Technically. Yeah. झुनझुन वाला
Junjun
अरे
wala.
भाई यार
The producer
Producer has
naming
woken up
Yep.
now.
अभिषेक झुनझुन वाला बोल दिया. Nice. But
Okay, let's talk about RCB Lucknow. We've got only a few hours left. Come on.
नहीं. No
Come on,
RCB
precursor,
Lucknow,
bro.
RCB Lucknow. No previewing RCB Lucknow. हारने वाले हैं बस अभी मांग. Oi.
Nice ball.
Do you think यहाँ से SRH can make a game out of this?
I mean,
Gun death bowler.
you never know.
Two gun death bowlers. No, two gun death bowlers. I don't mean to slander you. Two gun death bowlers. Unadkat, Cummins.
So whom are you slandering? Cummins and
वो
Unadkat.
बाकी आप
Or
देखिए.
Vijay Shankar. Maybe Vijay Shankar here.
Probably yeah. Most common surname has to be Singh. Yeah.
Sharma.
Last year we made an 11 out of Singhs. Just
Yeah, has to
Singhs.
be Singh.
Yeah.
Sharma comes close. Yes.
Kumar maybe yeah. I would have Kumar more than Sharma. Catch.
No, he didn't hit it well enough. I mean, the other end, Unadkat will bowl, right?
Should और कोई है ही नहीं.
Okay.
So, impossible, man. 34 of 21, at least you have some hope. 24 of 21, nah.
That's true. That's true. And guys, please make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. I know we haven't sort of told that enough, but because we did hit 50k, we sort of expect you guys to already know the drill. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to us. A lot of cool content, a lot of interesting content, a lot of fun content coming your way throughout the IPL and beyond, of course. And also make sure you hit the link in the description. Make sure you hit the link in the description. Of course, that is the link to True Elements and their website. They've got a fantastic array of products in their offering, and yeah, please do check it out. And unfortunately, that's another boundary for Sunrisers Hyderabad to worry about. 20 of 20 rather, I'm guessing. Yeah, 20 of 20. Miller's woken up
game,
now.
set, match. Yeah. So I think that is what they were showing. He had that conversation with the physio or something. To that, I don't know what has happened.
Okay.
Something with
but
his
he smashed it.
groin, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Could be.
But if he's out for any length of period, Gujarat are absolutely.
But GT is squad ke saath now that you've seen some of the games, playoffs.
4, 5,
I wouldn't
6.
put it
They're going to be finishing 4,
past
5.
them, to be fair. They have a chance, and that is especially looking at how bad few of the other squads are. So they don't stack up really well, like generally, but when you compare them, they do have a better squad than
And they know to
other
win,
teams.
man. It's a very underrated thing in the IPL. Teams who know how to find a
So I
way
think
to
their
win.
chasing record is terrific, and today they are
Like, look,
continuing.
for example, Delhi and Punjab specifically, they don't know how to win, right? So 4, 5, 6, they could be in and around.
What was that? Through the hands.
Who's that?
Makram, I would imagine, cover pe usually wahi khada hota hai.
Not in the end. I think it was Abhishek Sharma.
Nahin,
Nah,
not
it looks
Sharma.
like Markande.
Are we surprised if
No, no,
Markram
full
misses
sleeves.
that?
It was someone wearing full sleeves, so it wasn't Markram.
Markram should be at the ropes,
Yeah.
at the boundary.
But through the
Markram
gaps,
can't
yaar,
miss that.
kya bole bata?
See, I think
Who was it?
42. Travis said.
Travis
said.
Abbe, yaar.
Scammer.
Clutch mentality, bol ke sir paka diya, batao.
So yeah, I think when it comes to Gujarat, they'll be in and around. Not sure if they'll
मेरे
make
को
it.
5, 6 वही लग रहा है. At 4 कहीं they can just sort of
But
sneak
again, I'm
in.
still very comfortable with my 4 choices preseason. I know you guys will kill me for that.
Who is it?
It was Rajasthan Royals, Mumbai Indians, Lucknow, and Gujarat.
No CSK.
No. I at the moment Dhoni was Dhoni called it quits. I switched Gujarat and CSK up.
नहीं.
I know. I mean,
The only team I was very sure about is CSK, going like all the way. Forget top 4.
मेरे को CSK KKR I'm very confident of.
KKR as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
KKR 7 games, Eden Gardens, they'll wreak havoc with that batting lineup, and they've got a fantastic spin trio as well to boot. So, वो दो, and Lucknow because of the squad, Rajasthan मेरे को
Probably 4.
4 ही होगा लग रहा है. भाग.
Klaasen, bro, keep
भाई,
your shoulders,
Klaasen क्यों
bro.
भाग रहा है
Does it?
बेचारा?
Is it not worth it, bro? Leave it.
Yeah. He's a huge unit. Not sure if he's the right person to be running.
Probably 5, 6 balls and the game is done.
Let's see. Rajma Chawal says, I love SRH. Oh, okay. I was wondering why is he apologizing to Kavya Maran. Now it makes sense what he was trying to say. the GT management are very smart, saw that the batting isn't as strong and cannot go as hard, and so they've pivoted to slower pitches. Fair point.
I don't think today was really a 160 pitch, 180. I mean, we've been used to, especially in the last 12 to 18 months. Oh, shot. I know in the IPL, we've been used to seeing these, especially since the impact player rule, 200 being almost like a par score in most venues. 180 is still a very high score. I think today's 180 would have been a really good chase, especially with Gujarat's somewhat brittle middle order.
Yeah. We see another RCB jersey there.
That we see everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I'm not even kidding. World Cup ke time pe, every city we went to, every city, Hyderabad mein, Pakistan, Sri Lanka ke game mein, we've seen RCB jerseys.
They are winning somewhere.
Yeah.
They're the third biggest franchise easily. Oh, don't kill me, KKR, bro. Oh, second, ahead of?
KKR,
sorry. Oh, ahead of who?
RCB. Okay,
ahead
of saying in terms of following and
following
stuff, right?
and like combination. Yeah. Who's ahead of?
Mumbai.
Ahead of Mumbai.
Chennai and Bangalore. And Chennai, Bangalore neck and neck.
I was thinking Mumbai still because
Mumbai and all that. They haven't tasted the content game. I know this is the wrong game we're talking about here, but they haven't tasted the content game whatsoever. That's where RCB just sort of nailed it. Like
that's why they've become so big.
Yeah. So that's that.
No, I'm sure some Gambhir stan will come at me, right? So I just wanted to put one disclaimer there.
So,
I hope he's okay.
Yeah. अरे फेंक नहीं फेंकेगा
कौन है इतना स्लो
क्या पता हेड को वहीं पे भेज दिया क्या
maybe it's some tall guy Indian
Washy
नहीं full sleeves again GT still has the same template go 160s score 160s on a sluggish surface and then put on the choke.
They chase better than they
exactly
first.
Their record chasing is phenomenal. Last year though they did not lose a single game chasing from what I remember.
That was 22 if I'm not wrong.
22 they did not lose. 23 also had best one loss probably. I don't even remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Mumbai defeated them. No, that was 22 they lost the game chasing.
That Wankhede game.
Yeah. That wasn't Wankhede. That was DY Patil or something.
Oh yeah, well, he defended 9 of 6. Yeah, right, fair enough.
So 23 they didn't lose a game. It's alright, Cummins go and win World Cups. IPL is a tough nut to crack, we understand.
They'll be alright, man. Sunrisers again, same, they're almost in the region of Gujarat only, 4, 5, 6 I feel.
Sunrisers, yeah, fair enough. Oh, it's only because of the sheer quality of talent they have. Like, if anything, I'll put it this way, they'll reach 4, 5, 6 despite the think tank they have and not because of the think tank.
But they have assembled a much better squad this time around.
Yeah, they have. That's why. No, I actually.
But my think tank ki baat karo,
that is always going to
for
remain.
Sunrisers, you think? You think that's their problem? I think the team itself is not that good. No, their 4, 5, 6 is probably their limit itself.
When you say 4, 5, 6, are you talking about position in the point table or their players?
Position in the point table. To be in and around the playoff spot, not necessarily. I I think Rajasthan, Mumbai, Lucknow, and you can include CSK. Are the really good teams.
Sorry, असली ID से आओ सोमेश अग्रवाल. आप ही होंगे. Sorry, सोमेश भाई, please थोड़ा आप देख लेना. इतना टेंशन मत लो. बड़ा super team तो नहीं कहूँगा मैं. And
they have holes in their bowling. Yeah, they've especially after the nonsense they did in 19, 20 and 21, they've done an outstanding job since then.
But I personally, like I've said, I am a firm
They underachieved last season, especially after the start they had. But
those were exactly the kind
But then
of
they've done good things. I don't know if you watch their auction videos. They talk about we have to build a team to finish in the top 2. Which most teams, I don't know if they think about it. They bloody should. To finish in the top 2 is the only way of winning.
Oh, yaar, gap pe nahi hua. Arre, connect nahi hua kya? Sorry.
So,
but one more thing to add, like I said, I'm a firm believer in having some semblance of a batting depth. RR ऐसा 6+5 test squad लेके नहीं लगता है T20 format.
They could use Rahman Powell, no? So it's not like
Rahman Powell है वो कौन?
So that's why they always start with 3 overseas in case things
that
go
I
wrong.
liked. Very
tactically
smart.
good.
But what do you make of that? The way they structure 3 number 11s, it's very.
I'm not a fan of it, to be fair.
Yeah, I understand. But if there was no impact player, then they'd be in trouble. But with impact player, they're okay.
They lucked out with that, and also that's more a reflection of how poor other sides are, and not necessarily that they are good. And also, again, credit where it's due. Where they've also done well is the 6-5 rule. The batters they have proper gun. The bowling options they've gone for Chahal bowl. They all can on where they can take wickets. Last season. Exactly the holes that we spoke about. That's why they struggled because of that lack of batting depth. Because bowling,
they finished 6th and RCB finished 5th, right?
No, the other way around. They finished 5th and RCB 6th. So yeah, super team to
So last season suffered with Chennai,
Lucknow, Gujarat.
Mumbai were the ones who kind of
Lucknow,
Mumbai basically had the insane batting depth, and they were like, no matter what, we're chasing it down.
Which is why I was surprised.
Sky took them to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
they decided to sort of do away with that Green ko hata ke sab karke. Did Green open last season and Rohit
Batted
came in?
3.
Oh, number 3, okay. Nahi. I was thinking if Rohit came down the order.
No, I mean, see, it's not that big a change to be fair. Like, if they start playing well, Sky at 3, Tilak at 4, Green, Hardik at 5 is fine.
But Hardik the batter, that's what I said. Na? Hardik the batter is definitely a downgrade over Green the batter. Green top order, Hardik middle order, knee. Green Pandya struggle कर रहा है 3 साल से भाई हो गया. After that 2020 season where MI just looked unbeatable.
But he had a good 22 season. Different role, but he had a good 22
Nikhil
season.
Bhai saying 650. And let's see if Nikhil Bhai gets it right. Like, talk about getting.
If Cummins bowls one into the surface, then he'll swing it over mid wicket.
Let us see. Yorker डाला है फिलहाल. यहाँ से अगर SRE जीती है तो क्या लगता है जीत?
Let's not even think about
Cummins' juju is real, bro.
Impossible.
He's changing the ball also, so juju is on.
I
bro.
can't even imagine it.
Do you think someone's flipped the bail? कुछ ऐसा किया हो?
The juju is on.
And वो भी against the GT, the OG Juju team.
Yeah. The 22 season incredible.
भाई यार. देखते हैं. I don't know what the delay. अबे यार 8 बॉल बचा है. Cummins यार शर्म कर लो.
अब क्या बॉल चेंज करना?
Any news about teams for the Delhi CSK game? Any news about teams for the Delhi CSK game?
लगता है Cummins knew कि Nikhil Bhai said 650. Like
Cummins is like भाई कुछ भी हो जाए 651.
हाँ भाई. But yeah, sorry Anirudh, you were saying.
No, I was just wondering if.
Anyways, the next game begins in what, less than 40
So apparently
minutes
there's a bit of grass in the Vizag wicket.
Vizag surface. Alright, and guys, of course, you can also check out updates on what's happening in this game and the next game on cricket.com. We will be doing live blogs, if I'm not wrong. It's Shobh Agarwal, our resident DC fan, like I said earlier, covering the DC CSK game. He's busy playing a very, very, very close game.
Miller is limping very badly. I'm just wondering how much of an effect that has going forward in terms of potentially missing a couple of games.
Oh, that will massively set them back. Wade's still not coming, right?
No, he's back. He's available.
Oh, he's available.
Bro,
Then Williamson comes in.
Yeah.
But again, that's...
No, I think Wade could come in to
middle order.
Play the same role because that is where he was batting.
Oh no, he opened up.
So Wade for Australia also has been batting
playing at 6 or
so
7, but I'll pick Williamson over.
But that becomes too.
It's okay, man. Like,
in terms of
it's only a 1 or 2 game now. It's only 1-2 game thing, right?
It's too defensive.
Who would you rather go to?
I'd go for Williamson over.
But it's just that Williamson,
because I don't have faith in the likes of Vijay Shankar and.
But that's too one-dimensional.
Vijay Shankar, Sudarshan, and Williamson.
And Gill bhi add karo. At the
that's
top.
Too risky.
That's like, what even is the point? That 24 to 1 of 24, तुम लोग इतना time लेते हो यार. GT मतलब क्या है यार? Tension ही है net run rate का.
That 16th over they broke the game ना.
Yeah. GT has a strong and sensible middle order. They're smart as well, says Shrikant. वाह भाई वाह. यही team अगर RCB होती तो slowly.
Not strong, but then anyway, right? Like they well defined
not even
rules.
sensible.
They're very smart. They're
Yes.
They're more like CSK in many ways.
The OG gun death bowler.
Just like Hardik Pandya told last season, by the way.
Kya? Oh, CSK. Hilarious. Anyways, let's see. Unatkat. Kya lagta hai? First ball?
Nikhil is up.
Yeah, 1 ball. I think it's done.
I actually think 2 ball lagega. Pehla ball beat.
Oh no, but it's David Miller on.
Nikhil excited for today's game. Confidence CSK will win.
Field will be up.
Easy win is what he's saying. Easy win.
Let us see. 1 run or 6 balls. Bhai, kar lo yaar.
Who's bowling? OG Unatkar is going to bowl, I think.
Yeah, it's the OG death bowler. Catch that!
Easy, bro. Easy 6.
Correct kar diya. Batao bhai, what a shot. And David Miller ensures Gujarat Titans pocket another couple of points. That
classic.
Takes the tally to 4.
A team that knows to win, a team that does not know how to win. Is my simple answer. Sunrisers should have won.
Not real,
no, in the sense
what
Sunrisers
Anirudh wants to say.
Yeah, Titans know how to win, man. Like I know they had a bad game against CSK and they're a weak team compared to last year, weaker team compared to last year. But then they made one big change. Noor Ahmed coming in was massive.
Yeah.
Going forward, they should continue with this. I know their pace may look a little weak, but I don't think Spencer has that much of an effect. Anyway, might as well go in with an X-factor bowler who really played a big role today.
Oh, so do you agree with that, irrespective of how the surface plays, just play Noor through and through?
I
At
mean,
home, no
really,
question.
Yeah,
Fair.
at home it's fine. But again, like where
I mean,
you're
away
playing
from
will
home
be a
also,
big thing.
like even if you play on a road, I'd rather have Noor than Spencer.
Bangalore.
No.
So even in Bangalore?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not sure of that. But
Against Bangalore, 100%,
No,
bro.
in Bangalore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing only Bangalore. I'm playing only.
Okay, Mumbai.
Yeah, Wankhede. On a road, bro, Spencer Johnson's going to be hit for all round Wankhede. I'd rather have.
He defended.
Who?
Spencer Johnson.
Okay, man, it was one game, bro. I know he bowled a really good 19th over, but still, Noor can win games for you, makes Rashid more effective, gives you options when it comes to the way you can use Rashid Khan. End of the day, Gujarat, for a problem for him, they don't have enough game changers. They have these players who go along. And Spencer is also one of those. So you might as well gamble on getting that
Fair enough.
X factor.
the problem is GT haven't used Spencer the way he should be used. That is where I believe.
Which is like potentially with a new ball, right?
Use him with a new ball. So if you have watched the 100, you saw the impact he had. So
That
I can
19
understand the movement.
19 dot ball thing.
Yeah, far less over here, but that's where you need to do a significant amount of damage. So, say for example, if you go up against RCB with Virat and Faf as openers with a wretched record against left arm pace, here's your answer with a new ball. And I mean, better than Umesh Yadav any day. So,
Let's hope then none of them are listening to this. RCB has a dumb batting order. Okay, happy. Of course, मतलब चिच्चा तब से और क्या मतलब what do you think was I expecting? GT smart people in 22 troll their auction picks and squad. Nobody gave them a chance. And as Nehraji says, rest as history says, Ashutosh Bajpai. Fair enough, yeah. I mean, I was also one of them. I didn't rate them too highly. Yeah, so
agreed. And that's why I'm right now, even though they're weaker, I still believe that they know how to win. Yeah. And in IPL, I've in 14 years, 15 years, 16 years of IPL now, the team that knows to win will find a way to win. A team that does not know how to win over a period of time will struggle, irrespective of how good some of their players may be.
All right, fair enough. And on that note, it's also time for us to wrap this watch along up. And of course, it's been a fantastic game to cover for us. DC plays CSK now in Vizag in in half an hour. But until then, it's a goodbye from all of us. And again, once again, guys, we won't be doing a watch along for tomorrow. We'll be back on Tuesday. It is the Royal Challengers Bangalore taking on Lucknow Super Giants. You remember what happened when these two teams took on last year in Bangalore. Let's hope we get to see a lot of that action, a lot of entertainment, and hopefully a close finish. And importantly, we know which team should fall on the right side of things for this to be even more entertaining for the panelists. But until then, it's a goodbye from all of us. Have a great day, have a great evening, and enjoy your Saturday. Is it a Sunday today? It is a Sunday, sorry. And enjoy your Sunday with water.